The Pat McAfee Show.
There will be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Tuesday, February 8th, 2022, and coming to you live from the FanDuel stage at Radio Row is this stupid-ass sports show. We can't thank you enough for joining us here at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. FanDuel Sportsbook, the number one sportsbook in all of the land, put together a stage here at Radio Row in downtown LA at the convention center that is the biggest, the baddest, the most undeserving stage that we have ever stepped on. This thing is way too nice for us. Obviously, there is not that much electricity in the air because it appears as if 1/8 of the shows that are going to be here by the end of the week are currently here, but it is magical in Los Angeles here on Tuesday of Super Bowl week, where the hometown Los Angeles Rams get a big dub for old-ass Matthew Stafford and the Superstar Boys, or will the Cincinnati Bengals get a win on Sunday? Who knows? We're going to bullshit about all of that and more for the next 4 days live in a city that has great fucking weather.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
Hey, we got a chance to experience this a little bit yesterday. Now, when we landed, we're supposed to have 4 SUVs. There was none on deck for us, so it was quite a controversy, a catastrophe to start the entire trip. But don't get your spirits down, I said to myself. Although you got to walk to the Airbnb that you rented with all of your bags after flying in on a very expensive plane, this is going to be a magical week. And the magical week begins today. We have Marshall Faulk joining us in about 12 minutes. Wow. Yeah, hey, no bullshit. No. Marshall Faulk is going to be sitting right there. Then Michael Irvin will be FaceTiming in because he's over at SoFi in the 8K studio. Super nice thing. Right. Never been on the show. Cannot wait to chat with him about his year that was on First Take. The Dallas Cowboys stinking again and everything like that. Colleen Wolfe will join us in the 4th hour. Although we cannot take phone calls, we will be able to answer questions on Twitter. Utilize the hashtag PMSInLA. And don't be an asshole.
Come on.
Capital PMS, lowercase IN, big LA. And maybe we'll answer your question. You'll make it onto the show. And maybe you'll get a chance to hear the incredible cheating motherfucker at cards, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, winner, thank you.
It is great to have you in person, AJ. This is the first time we've ever really done a show together live and in person since the last time when you fell asleep on Dan Wetzel, the Pretzels interview. You are fantastic. Tone Diggs is here. The Toxic Table is now at a Toxic Love Seat. We appreciate the hell out of you boys. AJ, let's dive right into it. Tuesday is Super Bowl week. How you feeling? You excited? Does this take you back to the days whenever you won the Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers, AJ? Did you get a little reminiscent last night here in LA?
I did start when I watched the Rams. You say they had like their little pep rally celebration. The Bengals did something.
Hey, not a lot of people at that thing, by the way. It looked terrible.
Cincinnati had a nice thing back in the cold in the stadium before they came out. So yeah, it got me excited, man. Thinking when I was in Dallas for the Super Bowl, I didn't get to see any of this because you're kind of secluded away in your hotel. So it's awesome to be here again.
Yeah, really.
It's early. It's early.
Thursday, Friday is when it picks up.
Hopefully.
I guess.
I hope so.
So they say. Hey, we're driving around. Hey, listen, you guys coming in a little. You're not enjoying your time. At Boston Connor.
LA's delightful. Delicious, delightful. I mean, we've had some unbelievable 7-Eleven food, Pat. Yeah, it's awesome here.
Yeah, there's been a lot of snacks delivered to the Airbnbs. I mean, logistically, this appears that it's going to be a nightmare this week for everybody.
Oh, yeah. It's possible.
But at Viva Lazito, put this thing together alongside the TVG crew. We appreciate all your work.
Thank you, TVG.
We had no idea if this was going to work, honestly. I think it was the final countdown. While that 5-minute clock was on to go live here, there was still a lot of questions being answered in the back there by ZD and the boys. And we appreciate the hell out of everybody that was a part of this. Thank you, FanDuel, for allowing us to be here. Can't wait to chat with Marshall Faulk, obviously. He was a Colt for 4 years.
Yeah, and then they let him go.
Yeah, what were they doing?
Kind of a bummer.
Well, just like when Jim Irsay said, hey, Peyton, get the hell out of town. I'm going to draft another one. They did that with Edgerrin James. How you doing? Back-to-back Hall of Famers. Yeah. Now, I will ask Marshall Faulk about his relationship with Jim Irsay because Jim Irsay was there during his Hall of Fame. He's in the Ring of Honor. I assume he speaks highly of him. But whenever he kicked his ass out of town, I mean, that had to certainly be something. Yeah. We'll try to rekindle old wounds from Marshall Faulk. There is some new breaking news almost. that we have to chat about before Marshall Falk gets here. Yesterday on the Let's Go podcast show that is on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82, which is right over there.
Yep.
Yeah, get him on camera.
All right.
Yep.
Got it.
There we go. This guy's got it.
Boom.
Bang!
Right there.
Zoom.
Bang! That's Mad Dog Sports Radio. I have a camera where I could just kind of go wherever. Because we always said that the only purpose of Radio Row is to see what everybody else is doing. Now, granted, you get a lot of great guests.
Oh, yeah.
You get a lot of great guests, but I mean, there's no reason for us not to check anything else. But anyways, on that Sirius XM channel right there on the left, Mad Dog Sports Radio, Tom Brady has his Let's Go podcast show with obviously Jim Gray.
Right.
Yesterday was fascinating and will be talked about because mostly Tom Brady said, yeah, I ain't retiring. I mean, yeah, I am retired, but who knows what 6 months is going to say. I just make the best decision for me in the moment. Well, what's going to happen in the moment when the San Francisco 49ers say, we just traded Jimmy G out, why don't you come back home, win the Super Bowl with us, the team's ready to go, Trey Lance can learn from me. Is that going to happen? That's kind of what it sounded like. I don't know if we have the clip or the capability to run the clip, but it certainly sounded like Zito just came in, and we do not have capability. We don't have capability to do that. Maybe tomorrow, though. There's still going to be a lot of building. Nick pokes his head out from around the corner. That's awesome. But the whole thought of Tom Brady maybe coming back is going to be a lightning storm.
I'm not sure if you saw yesterday, but Lids put out a graphic of the team that sold the most jerseys in a certain state and the player that sold the most jerseys in a certain state. Tom Brady was the most sold jersey in Indiana, so I'm thinking the Colts fans want Tom.
I mean, he was the most sold jersey in like 15 states, wasn't he?
But those other states didn't have an NFL team.
Well, and the Colts, damn,
Well, a lot
he
of
wanted
them
to play
did,
for the
though.
Colts, before he
None
went to
of
Tampa Bay.
Loves Indy.
No, it was like Wyoming.
Well, Chris,
Why do you put him in San Fran instantly, though?
Well, I think that's just a natural thing because we all seen the photo of him when the San Francisco 49ers gear. He's from NorCal, and allegedly at one point he wanted to go over there, and Shanahan and Lynch had to have the conversation of whether or not we want to go with Tom. Is this a lease? Is this a rental? Or do we want to go with Jimmy G? And we all thought that Jimmy G was that motherfucker from the barbershop show. Actually, turns out it was Fitzmagic in Miami.
Right.
Because
what about Trey Lance?
What about the guy stinks?
You can learn. You can learn more. What about Aaron?
We think
there he is.
stinks.
Hey, Trey. Is he here?
That is something that's going to happen. A lot of comeuppance for us potentially at this thing. And not just for that's why we put those two the farthest away from anybody.
That's fine. Right.
But no, Trey Lance doesn't stink. We don't know anything about him, really. I think a lot of these young quarterbacks, it's going to take a little bit. But if you can get Tom Brady in there, maybe
I guess
for
that's
cheap,
what you're saying. Yeah, no matter what, if you can get Tom Brady, you bring him in, right?
That's what I've been saying for years. Now, it worked out for Tampa, and obviously I was right, everybody else was wrong. But moving forward, the thought if you could potentially get Tom Brady in your building, you try to get Tom Brady in your building. And he did not make it sound as if he's retired forever. Now, remember, Aaron said, if I retire, it's not going to be like I'm coming back and going back and forth. I think he saw the Favre do this entire thing from an inside perspective and probably got tagged in a lot of stuff, and probably that's in his world. Him saying, if I retire, I'm retiring for good. Tom Brady with Jim Gray, and Jim Gray was asking those hard-hitting questions all year.
He always does.
Hey, by the way, his journalism was never questioned all year.
No, nor should it be.
Mine was.
Well,
often.
Yeah.
Jim Gray obviously asked the very difficult questions, but AJ, you think Tom Brady comes back, the world will burn down yet again. So this just means he didn't want to be in Tampa anymore? Is that what's going on?
Whoa.
Or just the ultimate competitor understands that there's going to come a time chance where he wants to get back in the game?
Well, what are we? We're a week, 2 weeks out from him retiring, right?
Yeah.
And he's already saying, like, hey, you never say never. Like, that's what would worry me. Not worry me, but actually excite me about Tom potentially playing again.
Well, Tom's like scratching.
He's itching already.
He's an addict.
Yeah, he saw his future. He was throwing balls to Beckham's kid off of a yacht, and he goes, I mean, this is nice, but I fucking whizzed that thing.
Well, last offseason, he threw a ball to the moon, too.
Oh, that's right.
2 off-seasons ago, maybe. I forget that when he threw a ball to the moon.
On the beach.
He actually hit the fucking moon.
Yeah.
First guy ever to do that, you think?
Maybe Joe Montana can throw the ball.
Chris Angel can probably do it, too.
Well, Chris Angel does have football pants. We've seen him wearing those.
But Tom Brady's dad, there, remember a couple years ago, Tom Brady's dad saying, like, he worries for him whenever Tom's done. He's like, I don't know what Tom will do when he's done with football. He loves it so much. He's so into it, right?
Aaron Rodgers is going to have to ask the same question to himself.
Yeah.
We've experienced it. I think we've seen it. Now, granted, your ending of football much different than mine. You bounce around, played a little bit, but we've all had friends that played in the NFL for a long time who are so stupidly competitive that they're just like, I'm going to retire and you're never going to see me again. Everybody's like, okay, well, what are you going to do without the schedule? What are you going to do without the routine?
Everybody needs something to give them, like, something to look forward to do, to work for. Like, even the laziest people need something, I feel like.
Goal.
Yeah.
Like, what is the goal? A lot of guys, I almost got back into kicking, right, because it was an opportunity to kick field goals. Yeah. But there was a lot of moments where I was like, man, I should be punting right now. Like, I should be. Your body, like, treating teaching your body to kind of go to the other side of football was very fascinating because naturally around fall, I think all football players for the rest of their lives, around fall, you get into like a certain shape.
Training camp.
Yeah, you get into like a certain mode. I think guys will do that forever. The fact that Tom's doing this before the Super Bowl even happens, he's already thinking ahead, not even the offseason or OTAs or training camp or preseason or regular season game. He's getting these thoughts already. This is good news for the NFL, good for news for our show. But what's going to happen with the Buccaneers? They're just going to watch this guy go play football somewhere else while Blaine Gabbert's fucking slinging the rock down there?
Well, I think part of it is that he didn't really maybe want to retire, and then all the stuff with Darlington came out, and it felt like he kind of he forced his hand. He had to do it, and now he's like, fuck it, I made a mistake. I'm not done. I don't want to be done. These guys took this from me.
This is Schefter and Darlington's fault.
Could be.
Certainly
possible.
For a long time.
And San Fran, too. You get Kittle in there. You get Gronk in there. You know, Tom likes his tight end.
Oh, yeah, because Gronk said year 12?
Yeah.
I just saw a photo of him incredibly hungover at a Ohio State visit.
Really?
In 2006.
From when he visited, during the game.
He looked awesome.
He
Hair
was so young, too.
straight up, like, same exact guy, though, I assume.
Exactly.
But he's going to go wherever. I don't know if he
I don't think it was open back then.
Well,
What? Wow.
I don't think Urban cared if it was open or not back then. Urban doesn't give a damn about any of that.
Is he here?
If Tom Brady comes,
He's not showing his face here.
that's what I was about to say. Who all is going to be here?
It looks like basically nobody. Just from the quick
Later, it
glance.
picks up later in the week. This is the first time, I guess, I was talking where they really have it's the first year back. Last year was like kind of a skeleton radio row, I guess. This is the first year where it's somewhat normal, but I think later in the week is when it really picks up.
As we pan the convention center here in Los Angeles at the Super Bowl 56 Radio Row.
What if some of them don't want to be on camera?
That they shouldn't be in fucking Radio Row.
choice.
Too bad.
Okay.
Listen, I told the idea long ago that this is what I wanted to do. Everybody seemed to be okay with it. So that's not on me. That seems to be on everybody else. How's it going, pal? Good to see you, dude. Hey, how we doing? Good to see you, dude. A lot of that this week, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? How you doing? We're right here near the beginning. So we were told that there was going to be fans out here, if you do recall.
Yeah.
And there is going to be fans out here Thursday, Friday, 3 p.m. local to 10 p.m. local. The good news about our show ends 1 p.m. local.
Right.
And that also includes Hammer, Dahn, which will be wrapping up every single 4-hour slot that we have on this beautiful stage every single day. Can't wait to hear what you and Gumpy and obviously Mitt have cooking up for
we're
this.
digging.
Are you?
Oh, yeah. I was up late last night. I didn't realize the fucking time change, dude. I was up late and I didn't realize, and I woke up at 4:15 this morning because you got to get up early to hunt winners. We're hunting, dude.
Yeah, there's no TV at the Airbnb I was at.
No, mine's all in German, and I couldn't figure out how.
Oh, so mine's in a different language as well.
Jesus.
I couldn't get out of it. I thought I was going to potentially trap myself in a mode I never wanted to be in because I couldn't understand any of the words that were on the screen. This is a classic old school Peyton thing. This is what the Manning family does. The Manning family, breaking news, do not let your phone be open around the Manning family.
Whoa. What do?
They will go into your settings and change that shit to Chinese.
Oh.
They will change it right on your phone. You'll get your phone back. Am I drunk? You get one of those situations. And then you got to go get somebody to walk alongside of you to get you all the way back to the mode. And then everybody has a big laugh or whatever. That's next level thinking. That is something that I experienced at one point. That's what my Netflix was last night on my smart TV. And I didn't want to get that thing locked up for the entire week. So I just shut it off, laid in silence. And turns out me and my thoughts in LA, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., actually 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Eastern time. Not great.
Okay.
Not great.
Not
Really?
great, especially with those pillows. I mean, there was a lot of moments last night where I was like, we should not be here. Just a couple years ago, we were on a tiny little set.
Oh,
AJ.
yeah.
I'm talking about a tiny little set.
Inside a shoebox.
Like a Bills table, right?
It really was. It was like a Bills table, like the one Stephon Diggs went through. People would come off RVs through the table we were
Size of
sitting.
your table.
It was when Drew Brees. elbowed Ty in the back of the head.
Here.
Which, by the way, Drew Brees doesn't deserve all the negative stuff said about him.
It was Ty's fault, right?
Well, actually, it was the spot.
It was not my fault. It was
Cuban
Drew's
seat.
fault.
Yeah, he was looking to get the Cuban seat, obviously. He was right next to us. But now we have this glorious stage. FanDuel really did it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
How many TVs are in here? Jesus.
Yeah, so you start doing the math here. 13, 26,
26.
29, probably 30.
Yeah. 30 TVs.
30 TVs. I don't know why anybody else didn't do that. What do you guys do?
I don't know.
We really need all of this. This helps.
Well, we do. We do.
What are you talking about?
What's this all
You can
about?
never have too many TVs. You can never get too big of a TV.
Yeah,
so
but
if
what was that?
someone's
It
check
sounded like
90
you were
inch,
a big
80 inch,
negative.
90 always.
No, it was
30 was
positive
positive.
one there, too.
Yeah, you got a monitor right here.
Yeah.
Probably 40.
It was a positive. Trust me. What time you got?
What was our guest?
I got to bump down, so let me know.
Well, that's why I just assumed somebody would at some point say,
tap on your shoulder.
No guess there, dude. All right, I guess we'll talk about other stuff. New Orleans is promoting Dennis Allen to their head coaching role. He was interim head coach when something happened with Sean Payton COVID-wise. I believe everybody said he had a good pulse of the team. He was liked on the team. This is very similar to the Lovie Smith hire where they were looking about, then they ultimately hire within. AJ, why do you think that happens? Do you think it's just a comfort? Don't have to have a massive turnover? We're $71 million over the fucking cap. How many more people can we pay and hire and get this whole thing going? Why do you think hiring from within is the right move for the Texans or the Saints, or do you not agree with that?
Well, that's always your goal. If you're a head coach, you want to build a staff to where you can hire from within, because good staffs, guess what? They get hired away. Oh, your offense is good? We're going to hire your quarterback coach to go be a coordinator somewhere. So you need to promote from within. That's always the best way, and they know him the best as well, so they know what he's going to do probably.
I got a question. I was listening to Lombo talk, and he said sometimes when guys go from like GAs to position coaches, they sometimes still get treated like GAs because that's how people know them. He's been to DC there for a long, long time. Is there a chance that he won't get the respect?
Hey, that's a power position. DC's a power position.
Yeah, that's a very powerful position.
But you did see the inside linebackers coach from Tampa is getting hired as the defensive coordinator for the Jacksonville Jaguars, former teammate of Doug Peterson, going from one building to another, going elevated. Probably a nice move there, just because everybody in the building. But Dennis Allen in a power position, good news. Speaking of power position, we're in one right now on this beautiful stage.
Oh, yeah.
And joining us right now is a former MVP, an Offensive Player of the Year 3 times, Hall of Famer, one piece of the greatest show on turf, Super Bowl champion, Marshall Faulk.
Yeah,
Marshall! Great to see you. How are you, man?
Up, how you doing?
Hey, great to see you. Look at that. Hey, how you doing? Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, you got little skater shoes on? You skating? You hit the board a little bit? San Diego, bro. You live in San Diego, so it's just kind of part of life? That's what's up. Hey, we're live right now. I just don't want you to, I didn't want you to be like, yeah, I'm the best skater to ever walk this earth and then have to answer for that. You know what I mean?
I'm black.
All right, obvious, very apparent. There was a couple, I think, big time black skaters in the world now. Lil Wayne came.
You said big time. He's a big time rapper, not a big time skater. He can skate.
Hey,
but we saying big time.
Yeah, he got Truck Fit though. He made his own skating brand. Yeah. I mean, he is an influencer in that world. I mean,
man knows how to make money.
Hey, maybe you next. I mean, freak athlete. Let's talk about this, Marshall Faulk. The Rams are back in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
This has to feel pretty good as a Rams alum, one of the most notable Rams. Did you ever think this day was going to come after everything that kind of happened with the team when it got blown up after the last Super Bowl appearance?
Just talking to Les Snead, and he was like, "We're going to get it right." And they had to dismantle some stuff to get it right. And normally it doesn't turn around this quick. As you guys know, you start getting rid of players, you start changing stuff, and it doesn't turn around quick. And this has been impressive.
Do you think whenever you see Matthew Stafford, whenever he got signed to the team out of Cabo, I believe, right? They were down in Cabo. Yeah. Sean McVay was all blacked out, right? Yep. He was with his representation. Matthew Stafford all blacked out on his representation. Then they met at the hot tub, I believe. They were both on either end of the pool. They kind of get together down there, come in there. Obviously, a lot was given out. Do you remember at the time of that trade, people said the Lions won that trade. They're like, the Lions won this trade. They picked up $100 million in Jared Goff, but they also got a bunch of picks. Now that we're in the Super Bowl, is this already a success, you think, for the Matthew Stafford trade?
It is.
Did you expect this quickly?
Let me say this. It's not a success yet. He has to win the game because right now he's exactly where Jared Goff got them. And when the trade happened, Jared Goff had taken the Rams places that Stafford hadn't been.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Go ahead, AJ.
What about Odell Beckham? You like his whole transition, getting there, maybe took a couple games to get. Like, did you expect this? Like, he seems to be like the Rams are like Hollywood. They feel like this is what they should be. They have big time players. They're in the Super Bowl. It's like a home game now. Like, this is what the Rams, I feel like, should have, like, high profile players. And Odell seems to be loving it. He and Vaughn. I mean, love watching those guys post game pressers. They can't get enough.
Let's be real. We're laughing at the Cleveland Browns. You got it wrong. Cleveland, aren't we?
They suck.
Let's be real.
Well, especially after Jarvis Landry goes in there yesterday in that press conference, he goes like, "Hey man, we're all pulling for you." Hey, way to go, man! Way to get the hell out of here through a dad Instagram post. By the way, OBS deserves.
Hats off. GM.
OBS maybe deserves a ring too. Whenever you guys win this entire thing, but he has instantly fit in here. What do you think it is about the team?
Listen, I'm thinking. I'm like, in Cleveland, when they didn't have a Cooper Kupp, or a Higbee or a Jefferson. They couldn't find a way to get Odell the ball, and now he's fitting in, and they find ways to get him the ball, like with no problem.
So let's talk about your career. You start with the Colts for 4 years. Going to be a guy. Then after 4 years, you get traded for a second and a fifth, we think?
Something like that.
Oh, still?
What? It was something like, I think it was a second and a fifth.
Still, though. Still has a little, that felt like that had a little bit of
Come on, man. You've been broken up with before.
But let's talk about Jim Irsay.
You know you remember her name.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. So let's talk about Jim Irsay, because it sounds like you guys have come full circle in that entire thing.
No, Jim and I was good. Jim and I was good. It was Bill Polian made the decision. That was more Bill Polian and the GM.
How'd you find out?
And they called my representation and said, hey, we want to move Marshall.
Okay. Before it happened, so you knew they were working on it?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. They said, and we're going to let you guys try to find some suitors, and that was pretty much it. And I understood what the move was all about. That year that Peyton and I played together, I was like 48 to 50% of the offense, and they wanted him they wanted it to be his team.
Yeah, as did he probably. By the way,
it didn't matter to Peyton. It really didn't matter to him.
You think so?
Yeah, it didn't matter to him. Because listen, they immediately drafted Edgerrin James.
Hall of Fame
same kind of back. So it wasn't like it was a different dynamic. They just. And here's where I know they did me a favor, and I say Bill Polian was actually right. The year that I retired was the year that they won the Super Bowl. I would have missed.
But also, let's talk about you go to St. Louis.
Yeah, but
you win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that team could not have been that team with me on it. That the Colts wouldn't have been.
Why is that?
It just was different. It was different.
So what happens when you go to St. Louis and you fit right in, the greatest show on turf, you become a pivotal part, and then you guys win a Super Bowl? Is it just
perfect? It's just
spite or just perfect?
It looked exactly like what the Bengals look like right now.
Okay. You like this Bengals squad? Huh?
I'm just saying what they look like right now and how they play, and literally where we came from, the depths of where we came from, of the Rams. That's exactly, we were the Bengals. People were saying exactly what people are saying now about us when
how
we
long
were the
until
Bengals.
they took you serious though? I feel like the Bengals now. I mean, if the Bengals don't win, people still don't even like. I feel
this
like
would be like the Jacksonville
so
Jaguars making the AFC Championship if the Bengals don't go on
do
and win.
people take you serious right
no
away?
offense to the Bengals, they don't deserve that.
They don't take you serious until you win the Super Bowl. Literally, people were still calling the Rams the Lambs as we were going through the playoffs, and you win a Super Bowl, and then the next year, because they're like, okay, that's the Super Bowl champs, we got to knock them off.
What year was that?
99. 2000.
Hey, by the way, they didn't update that dome one time. Nope. I was just in there the other day. I was in there for the Royal Rumble the other day. It felt like it was the same place. Marshall ran on this turf right here.
Yeah.
I think Marshall
probably the same turf.
Same exact turf. Kurt Warner.
Love that dude.
So True Underdog Story, the movie just came out, and we all assumed, and I assume you did as well, although you know him a lot better than we do. But anytime one of these things happens, the movie's normally incredibly corny, and it's like, okay, it's kind of mail it in, we get it, and then the practices are like kind of bullshit, and then like the game, rave reviews for the True Underdog Story. Do you think that's just because Kurt's story is so unbelievable as a person, or what do you think? Why do you think it like worked out as opposed to most of them that don't?
I think it's because you can connect what you're seeing with him. Sometimes it doesn't fit the person. The movie explains a lot of his backstory, and like I literally called the dude. I mean, I'm like, you're the best man I know. And
really?
I mean, I'm talking. We'll stay out with fans, sign autographs, take pictures, do all. I mean, he does all the stuff that at times, I'm tired. I want to go in. Like we had 2-a-days.
He's always that
Kurt,
guy?
He's always been that guy. And I'm talking about for a quarterback to have the career that he had and to never cuss in the huddle.
Hey, you like that? You respect that?
I'm just saying, listen, either way, it don't matter. But
he was just consistent.
Just say, right, he was consistent. Like, he walked the walk and he talked the talk. It was like, it was so consistent. Never really got down. Receiver ran the wrong route. You did something wrong. He wasn't the guy that was like berating you about doing something. He's just a different kind of soul, man.
That's awesome.
Did you not want to disappoint him? Was it one of those things?
Right.
Like, we don't want to disappoint this guy.
Right. And it was just fun to play with him. Fun to play with them.
There's a lot of different styles of leadership. I think I've kind of thought about this. There's like the people that lead by fear, like, hey, you either do this or something's going to happen to you. They either lead by example, like do as I do, not as I say. And then there's people that like befriend everybody, and it's like, hey, let's not fuck this up for this guy.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different styles of leadership. I enjoy hearing that, by the way. It's nice to know off camera he's like that as well.
He is.
We had him on the show once. He's still smacking the floor playing pickup basketball every single day.
Now that's different. You get him on the basketball court.
Hey, now he's going.
Now it's a different. I think that's a different Kurt. Because a couple of times when we were working at the network, he came with a black eye. He's like, my son-in-law, he got me with an elbow. I was like, Kurt, was it on purpose? Like,
he was like, you should when I did that.
He plays basketball for real.
Really?
Yeah.
He plays prison yard rules, like old school.
He told us he did it so he can still eat pizza and stuff. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Marshall, a massive part of this Rams run has been Cam Akers coming back. Have you had any conversations with him, and did you talk to him while he was?
I have not, and I was just I'll just tell you, I was impressed. July you tear your Achilles and you make it back by the end of the season, and normally guys when they come in, they're kind of a shell of themselves. Yeah. I mean, he has like second level explosion. Like you can see the difference between he and Sony Michel. Yeah. Like he's a threat, and I think that dynamic. They were missing it, and you didn't even know. Sony Michel did a great job. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say he and Henderson, they did a great job, but Cam Akers is a different beast.
Yeah, he's a dog. Cam Akers is a dog.
Yeah,
I mean, run against the Cardinals.
He's an absolute dog. And before we get to the great work that San Diego State's doing, hey, new stadium coming?
Hey, man.
Hey, is that because of Matt Ariza, the punter? He got the stadium? Yeah. He's the guy that built the stadium, I assume.
Oh, man. Have you talked to Matt?
Only on the internet. Never in real life.
Yeah, good kid, man.
Bomber.
Good kid. Oh, my God. It's unbelievable. That sound, you know that sound. Yeah. He has that sound. It's like, boo.
Yeah.
God, he can do it, and he can kick as well.
Yeah, and he's a monster. He lays the wood a little bit, too, which I appreciate. He's great for the brand.
Yeah,
that guy. I can't wait to see him.
He reminds me of an old school guy named Jason Elam. You remember Jason?
Yeah, Jason Elam had that record for a long time.
Yeah.
What did he end up in Atlanta? I think he was in Denver for a long time, then he ended up in Atlanta.
Yeah, he was at Hawaii when we played against each other. He was
good athlete.
Yeah, he could kick.
Hey, let's talk about the Snapdragon Stadium, the multi-purpose Snapdragon Stadium. It's opening in September of 2022.
2022, man.
Congrats to San Diego
State.
Let's go. It's a big deal. And by the way, how come San Diego State can't just go up and with NIL happening, with San Diego being San Diego? Every human I've ever met from San Diego says the best city in the world is San Diego. Is San Diego State on them? Are we about to do this?
You're doing it right now. Keep going.
I've never been.
Keep going. I'm just saying.
But boy, I've heard the weather is beautiful. The beach is fantastic. There's never a bad day in San Diego. Yep. And although they took the Chargers out of that, to hell with that family.
Yep.
San Diego State is the new football town.
Chargers leave, we get a new stadium. See what I'm saying? We're going to start getting guys from like Ohio State to come instead of going there. They go,
It's cold.
Like, why you want to go play in the cold?
And also Ohio people, like why would you want to be around Ohio people? Come down and chill and wear Vans.
Just saying.
We appreciate you, man. I'm sure you got a lot of work to do this week.
Yeah.
I hope you get a chance to enjoy it, though. The Rams are back, man. And your name is obviously synonymous with the Rams, and it doesn't feel like they're going anywhere for some time.
Nah, it's they're building it the right way. They added some parts, but the core is built the right way.
You get along with Sean McVay, you guys like sprint against each other?
Good dude, right?
Yeah, he's shirtless in his pool doing his thing. He's an absolute
You already know.
We appreciate you so much, man. Ladies and gentlemen, an absolute superstar, MVP, first guest of us being here in LA.
Hell yeah.
Marshall Falk. Thank you.
Yeah, Marshall!
We got to get to a break. We can't thank you enough. You are the best, dude. That was a great conversation. Nick, go ahead and turn on some music, pal. We'll get out of here. And Marshall, I assume you got a lot to do. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, pretty nice stage.
Oh, yeah.
This stage right here?
This is dope.
It's big boy.
Yeah.
We don't deserve it. You do. And that's why we're thankful.
This is
guest number one.
Yeah, I mean, it's happening.
You're big, man.
Marshall,
You're big. You've arrived.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
The money doesn't come until the end of the
We're
so 3 years from now, and we are the only ones who actually did arrive. Right. All right, we'll be back in about 4 minutes. Can't thank Marshall Falk enough. We'll answer some questions on Twitter. #PMSINLA. You're the absolute best. Thank you, Marshall. We'll see you in 4. more on the internet? I know you don't really do it much, but
never.
you are beloved on there,
never,
Chuck.
Hey, Pat, never going on the internet.
Chuck!
Never go. No, because two things. Number one, once you're successful, I always say, being successful is like being the homecoming queen. All the ugly bitches hate you. I mean, that's the truth of the matter. When you're successful, you're gonna have built-in enemies, and then the more successful you become, the more enemies come at you. So I don't want to give them access to me because I'm not that guy. If you say something mean to me, I gotta say something mean back to you. When I was younger, I used to fight all the time. I'm too old to fight now, but I can still verbalize some insult.
Yes.
And like, let's say if I'm out drinking, because people know I like to drink. If I'm drinking my vodka or some tequila and you insult me, there's a 100% chance I'm gonna say some shit back at you. And the problem with being famous, Pat, and I don't like calling myself famous, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's 21.
People can say anything they want to me, and nobody gives a shit. But the first time I go crazy on their ass, I'm gonna get crushed.
Yeah, you're not classy. You're not professional, obviously. Yeah. Be a
so
gentleman.
I choose not to let people have access to me in that situation.
The Jacksonville Duval Jaguars are dead. And I think that is something that is a shame. But we should at least have a moment of silence, I guess, for the Urban Meyer-led Jacksonville Jaguar squad. He chose one time not to fly back home with the team after a loss. Said, I gotta see the grand babies. That's right. The only babies he saw were those young ladies at the shop house on the weekend. Couple fingers. Devil. He had to answer a lot of questions about that, but then he got back on track and started coaching football.
Oh, yeah. Forget about the fingers.
And they won. They won a game in London. How'd they win? It's because they forgot about the fingers. That's right. And then they came back to America. And they lose. And they lose. And they lose. And they lose. And anonymous sources say, this guy fucking stinks. He's laughed out of meeting rooms. Everybody wants to smack him in the mouth.
Attitude reflect leadership, Captain.
Have a little mirror therapy, pal.
A little bit.
You stink.
You guys ever get yourself one of these? I didn't think so, you losers.
Hey, this one from high school. This one from college. And this one right here, middle fingers open for the NFL. If any of you would stop fucking me over.
Goddamn right.
That's what we're trying to get. Hey, you, defensive coordinator.
What's that?
You got any of these?
No, I don't. I don't.
That's why I thought you're a fucking loser.
I'm sorry,
You need to stop by the job. Anyways, they're dead. Hey, welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here live at Radio Row in glorious Los Angeles, California.
Oh, yeah.
Just wrapped up an incredible conversation with Marshall Faulk. He told us how happy he is about the Rams being back.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of faith.
Yeah, fuck them picks.
Hey, we don't need them picks, dude. Les Snead said that, and Marshall Faulk actually followed up. Go ahead, Todd.
Good to know, too, that him and Irsay, it was never an Irsay thing. We thought beforehand, like, we didn't really know what happened there. It turns out it was Bill Polian who wanted him out of town, not Irsay.
Yeah, because, you know, whenever he went into the Hall of Fame, he had Irsay there, and he thanked Jim Irsay, and then he's in the Ring of Honor for 4 years of service for the Indianapolis Colts, which I don't think anybody else is in that thing. Harbaugh's up there. I think he was only there like 7 years or something. I think early, a little bit of a loose invitation on that Ring of Honor. We got to create this thing. But Marshall Faulk obviously deserves that. I never understood how he and Jim were still close after the trade of the 2nd and 5th round, which, by the way, he's still.
Oh, yeah.
He's still.
Yeah.
He's like, you remember the girl that broke up with you or whatever. And I'm like,
Time heals everything, though, man.
no, it doesn't. He actually was sitting in that seat right there, proving the complete opposite.
Don't you think it also rubs, like, when they trade you and then draft edge in the first round the next year. It's like, we just...
It worked out for everybody, though. Marshall got a Super Bowl. Colts got a Super Bowl. Like, it worked out.
And he said the Colts wouldn't have been able to win with him on the team, which is how he has framed that in his mind.
Yeah. Chip.
Clearly a chip on his shoulder from the situation, though.
Clearly. Which, by the way, we thank him stopping by. And shout out to San Diego State.
Yeah, that's huge.
So they're getting a whole new complex? Or what?
Dude, it's a Snapdragon Stadium. Okay, Ohio State, they're going to start stealing recruits from your dumb ass.
Believe me, I know how nice San Diego is. I believe you.
Have you been there?
Yes.
Every person I've met from there. It's like, the people that are vegan or whatever. Hey, I'm vegan. Hey, I do CrossFit. All those people.
Right, sure.
Anybody from San Diego I've ever met. Hey, this place is nice, but not as nice as San Diego.
Never want to leave.
And you can be an hour away from San Diego. Hey, this place is pretty nice, but...
But they usually, if they live there, they don't want you coming there. They don't want you coming in and ruining the place.
Well, I think that's why they tell me they're recruiting me in there. And they're going to be able to do that to I think they'll be able to do a lot 17-year-olds, getting them in there.
I agree, man.
Especially with this new multi-purpose Snapdragon Stadium, dude. What is Snapdragon? That's a sponsor?
I believe it's a processor. I know that's in like a lot of Android phones.
Microprocessor?
Like the
CGI.
The antivirus guy that he shares a name with? Like that type of thing?
Listen, John started a cult down in Bolivia, I believe.
I didn't even know about that.
Justin Jefferson's around here with Old Spice, I believe. He looks incredible. I don't know if he has the grill
next
on.
door. You could probably move your camera over to Old Spice.
We might be able to get him.
Old Spice is right next door, man.
Well, but he's out here in the middle of the whole thing, I think. Well, it's a little touchy today. Go ahead and put that camera on there.
Dude, by Friday, you're going to be whipping that thing around.
Oh, yeah.
Bro,
Look at that.
Boom, Justin Jefferson's on the show. Justin Jefferson's on the show. The man who brought the Gritty to the NFL. Shout out to Gritty, by the way, the rapper down there in Louisiana, the absolute man. Shout out. That man got dunked on by Mac Jones at the Pro Bowl, though.
That's right.
And I wonder if anybody's asking about that. Mac Jones ran a 60-yard touchdown that would never count because the whistle had blown 10 minutes beforehand as he ran his sprint, but then he grittied and then said, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, greatest non-touchdown of all time in the history of the NFL. Stat that.
No, when Quentin Nelson ran the football in and they did the keg stand, and then it was actually called back, they didn't make it in. That was the greatest non-touchdown in the history of the football.
65 yards full sprint, after the whistle. Come on.
If the NFL does NFTs, is that one?
Which one?
Mac Jones gritty in the end zone.
I would assume, right? That seems like smart business.
I would want Mac. If I was Mac, I would want that.
You saw me battling with this during Marshall Falk thing. While Marshall Falk was going on, I tried to sit down. Didn't work. We're supposed to promote something for him. Diggs had to hand it to me in the middle of the interview. We only have a couple shots. It was all happening. Marshall had to think to himself, what the hell's going on? I appreciate him stopping by and all the other people. We'll have Michael Irvin join us next hour.
Did he compliment the Browns that I hear? I didn't have a headset on.
No, he buried the Browns.
Yeah, that's
he buried the Browns, talking about Odell Beckham Jr. and how good he is. That's a good story, by the way. Mm-hmm. Odell Beckham Jr. coming out to L.A. and having immediate success after all the drama that had kind of followed him around everywhere. And all you ever heard from his teammates was like, yeah, he's misunderstood. He's misunderstood. This dude, even back to college, like Brad Wing, the punter at LSU, is friends with Odell. I asked him one time off air, I'm like, what's up with this fucking Odell guy? He seems to be awesome. What's up? Brad Wing was like, great teammate. Everybody loves him. He's a good time. But obviously, he is a megastar. So, like everything megastars do, it's going to get scrutinized. And then whenever you have the LSU locker room thing and you kind of feed into it a little bit and some other stuff kind of builds you up as a heel, and then you have an awkward exit from New York and then an awkward exit from Cleveland, that entire recipe can be created quickly that, this dude's toxic, this dude's poison. But instead, everybody that's ever been on team with him has said the complete opposite. And Jarvis Landry came into his press conference yesterday and literally was like, man, I'm so happy for you. He was just on the same team as him earlier in the season. They left, and now he's in the Super Bowl.
I saw a tweet from that press conference that no Cleveland reporters were called on during that press conference. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, or OBJ said, I don't want to talk to that fucking time.
So you hate Cleveland?
Who, me?
You, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's the worst place.
I mean, in the AFC North, Cleveland's in a bad spot. You think if they had Odell Beckham Jr. on the team, they'd be in a little better spot.
A little bit, you would think so.
Couldn't use him, though.
What did they get for Odell in the trade?
That's a great question. None of us know.
They got released. There wasn't a trade.
Did he get released?
Free agency.
Yeah, remember there was a whole thing where he was told he wasn't welcome at the facility.
That was just this year.
That was this year.
Seems like it was 3 years ago after his dad put the video, right?
He was teammates with Jarvis Landry this year. Jarvis just hopped into his press conference and said, we are so happy. All of us are so happy for you, man.
Wow.
You got off Titanic ship and somehow got onto a door and Rose didn't kick you off, dude. That is basically what Jarvis came into the press conference and said last night.
Well, and to his credit, it seems like what we've always heard about Odell is like he just wants to win. And all these places he's been, all the stuff that happens kind of gets exacerbated because they're not winning. And it's like, he's just a fucking asshole. He goes somewhere and they start winning and he's catching touchdowns every week. It's like, actually, maybe this guy just wants to win, and when he's winning, he's having a good time and he's happy.
How about Sean McVay dapping him up as soon as he gets there? And it's going to be much different than all his other places.
Yeah.
We're going to try to throw the ball, and we got a guy that can throw the ball really well. And then it was almost like he was forcing Odell touchdowns. It would be like first and goal on the 1. And they're like, all right, we're going to throw 3 fades to Odell.
Yeah.
We want Odell to know that we are going to be trying to get him a touchdown because Sean McVay understands that there is a little bit of massaging of an ego that could potentially have to happen.
A little bit.
His first game on 2 days of practice, 1 day of practice, I think they threw that hitch to him maybe on the first play.
Yeah, to start the game.
This is just like the Tom Brady, Antonio Brown thing whenever he went up to New England. It was 7 straight balls. Just hey, B, I want to let you know I'm very thankful you're here. That's like what Matt Stafford is almost doing. Like, hey, I'm excited you're here. And we obviously just seen a couple quarterbacks just have been walking around doing some stuff. Every quarterback understands that you have to manage the relationship with every single one of your wide receivers. That's why I think what Joey Burrow has been able to do is so impressive. Also, Matthew Stafford, I guess, because now you bring in Odell Beckham Jr. He's able to eat while Cooper Kupp is the Triple Crown and yak leader. It's just that is not an easy thing to do because sometimes quarterbacks can get fixated on 1 or 2 guys, and then all of a sudden it's a game changer in the locker room between who likes and who hates and who's trying to make me money, who's trying to lose me money. Odell Beckham Jr. is cutting up clips. Get him the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and how about Odell actually making in his contract, however far we go is how much money I'm going to make, and I'm pretty sure he's made like 1.5, maybe 1.25 million in contract
It
before.
depends.
What are you welling?
What's Bitcoin at right
Before
now?
Bitcoin.
Hey, no, it's coming up.
Is it?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
They reported a couple weeks ago that he was basically going to end up making about $32K this year because Bitcoin has.
As soon as he signed that deal, it seems like Bitcoin decided to hop right off of a cliff.
Yeah.
Who controls it?
We still don't know.
No clue. Nobody tell the building stuff.
Gary V's coming here on Saturday.
Yeah.
Good.
What?
We were offered, baby, Gary V on the show, but it's Saturday. We're all on beer. Is anybody doing a show here on
We
Saturday?
should think about staying an extra day for that.
I mean, maybe we keep the wheels on.
We should stay for Gary.
Voice of God.
Amen.
You can literally see his little head.
Amen.
There he is.
Probably stick around for Gary.
Who did you say you look like earlier? Glenn Humplick.
What?
And Tom Green show.
You ever seen Tom Green show?
Poke his head out of nowhere. The boys in the back are kind of hidden behind this little notch thing here.
So corner.
They're going to put a GoPro up in here, though. We're going to put a GoPro up in there so you can see him in the back there. Ziti's been working.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, LA Zete has not been anything that you would think. LA Zete has been in the convention center, in his hotel room, in the convention center, wrapping wires and cords alongside this TVG crew. This has been absolutely amazing. Then the Rip Squad's over here. Hey, you guys are doing great over here.
Hey, good job,
Rip
boys.
Squad. There it is, Rip Squad.
All right, let's talk about some more stuff happening around the NFL. Speaking of the Rip Squad, Mike McDaniels might be the perfect hire for Miami.
Yeah.
There's a conversation being released from the plane ride where Mike McDaniels is talking to Tua. He's like, hey, it's going to take a lot of work. We're going to be great, though. And then Mike McDaniels has this thing from 15 years ago that Darlington is reporting that is basically him writing out his goals and aspirations, basically saying, my big-ass Yale brain with my personality can become one of the greatest coaches of all time and become a world champion. Now it's all coming true down in Miami. What a hire for the Miami Dolphins. He's young. What's this going to be like if they lose? Is he going to...
It's either going to be awesome or it's going to be really bad, right? Like he's going to create a coaching tree where everyone hires off of him, or it just doesn't go that great.
Well, and I don't think they're going to lose. Listen, I think they're going to have success. They're going to be good. But I do enjoy, like, MCDC. We were excited to see what MCDC was going to do. After they go 0-14, 0-15,
right?
How much of the go,
kneecaps?
How much of kneecap? What are you going to transition into when things aren't all glorious?
Yeah.
But I think Mike McDaniels, big brain, great personality. Everybody likes him. He's been through hard times with Shanahan and big time losses, big time wins. I think he's more prepared than ever. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Doll fam is very pumped about Mike McDaniels, right?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Do you like the him keeping the defensive staff on of a very good defensive football team?
Yeah, why not? I think that's great. It's all Tua. It depends how Tua plays. Yeah, like what does Tua do? That's going to be a large part of his success or not.
Does Tua stink? I don't think Tua stinks.
I don't think he stinks either.
No.
And
Gumpy doesn't think he stinks. I don't think Tua stinks at all.
Jalen Waddle is unbelievable. And like McDaniels is like, there's that stat every year that he's been with the team, the first year with that team, the quarterback does unbelievable, and the things that he can draw up in the run game.
Hey,
too.
incredible basketball jersey.
Thank you. This is actually my new favorite jersey, but tomorrow that'll be my new favorite jersey because it's the next jersey pack.
Nice.
Oh, so you're talking like Super Bowl rings like you're Tom Brady.
My next one. My favorite jersey, my next one.
There was about a month and a half ago, Connor proclaimed what his goal was.
Yeah, get yoked.
He's going to get yoked because he wants to
Look at you.
He
You
wants to
did
wear
it.
basketball jerseys at Radio Row.
Yeah.
And here we are, day one, Rodman jersey on.
Yeah,
Great.
Had a baby
Yoked
Dahn, man.
with fluff.
Connor
Not a lot of people
thrives
can
in
do it.
California.
Hey, yeah, he does. This is his first time out here. I've gotten a chance to drive with him. A lot of the first times he's seen a lot of things. The Hollywood sign, for instance, driving down Melrose, the entire situation. Connor's been fantastic to watch, like a kid in a candy store here in L.A. Now, I will say, as somebody who has been traveling to Los Angeles for the better part of like the last decade or so, it's a little different LA.
What do you mean?
LA.
I do love how many bums are around, though. It's great to see everybody on the side of the
Their
road.
town.
It's awesome. No, seriously.
Their towns are so sophisticated, dude. They have entire water systems floating all the way through.
Bro, there was a town of RVs we seen.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, there has to be pirating of RVs on the side of
Now-
these roads, dude, from one homeless camp to
I
another.
don't know if Ty remembers this or not, but we were driving by a village yesterday. I said, "Oh, people love camping in LA," and he goes, "No, those are the bumps."
Well, obviously, Tim. I mean,
No one.
what is
This guy
Let's
thinks
move
people
on.
are camping
Let's
under
move on. Let's get
overpasses.
back to Tua, please. Tua.
Good
had
transition.
Thank you. Well,
Speaking
the fact that I even remember what we were talking about, I'm pretty proud of, because the amount of things that just ran through my head as this was unfolding is next level. But whenever you talk about Tua, we always wondered if he was potentially getting fucked. You know, because whenever Fitz is starting, Tua's there. Then when Tua becomes the starter, it's unannounced. Fitz is heartbroken publicly.
Yeah.
He lets all of the Dolph fam know that although we're on a run and we're winning and you all love me right now, I didn't know this was coming. I'm not happy about it. Also letting the locker room know that, hey, Fitz, you're trigger man, not happy about this. So Tua is immediately dropped into an absolutely terrible situation. So then Tua starts playing. How you doing? Keep it moving until it's an important time of the game. Then all of a sudden, Tua, we need you back on the sideline. Let the old Harvard brain who loves going fast down water slides,
Oh, hell yeah.
let him get in here and handle this whole thing. So we literally have been talking since the beginning of Tua's career. Is this dude ever going to get a chance to be great? Is he going to get a chance to be great? Now we're hearing that the owner was potentially paying the coach $100,000 to lose.
Yeah.
He was getting screwed this entire time. Tua might be the greatest quarterback of all time. We have no idea.
He is.
That's what Guppy's been
He
saying.
might be, and then Watson right after that, and then even this year. I mean, that was the rumor. They wanted to get him, and then this year against the Ravens on Thursday Night Football, they start Jacoby Brissett, and then Tua comes in after and starts slinging it all over the yard.
Yeah, Tua has had the mental toughness of something that I've never experienced or understood, and I wish I could be as mentally tough. But it sounds like Mike McDaniels is all in on the Tua train.
Yeah.
It sounds like just from the, and also the Dolphins are as well, because remember, the Dolphins released that Tua had no injuries to his ribs. He decided to tap out.
Right.
Painting a picture that he was soft, so he got benched. He got into awkward PR situations. He had his, the team was releasing that he wasn't hurt whenever he was, turns out he did have a hairline fracture in his ribs or whatever. He was actually hurt. It's just all the cards have been stacked against Tua, it feels like, from a PR standpoint. And now the Dolphins are releasing videos of McDaniel saying, hey, we're going to be great together. We're going to do that. It really feels like quite a shift here, AJ.
I mean, Tua's had to deal with more stuff behind the scenes than any of us know. So the fact that he's able to play as well as he has at times is pretty impressive. But with McDaniels coming in, I'm sure when they interviewed him, each interview candidate, they said, all right, what's your plan for Tua? What's your plan for a quarterback for our offense? And I'm sure McDaniels he probably wowed him, probably had a 4-hour presentation on how he's going to use him. And, hey, this is what Tua does best. This is what he doesn't do. This is what I'm going to do and work
Think
with
about
him.
that Yale pitch deck.
I would love, honestly, I would like to watch him talk through. I become a football nerd listening to those guys that are like geniuses talk about how they're going to attack defenses. I think that's fun.
Which is why people like the Manning cast, by the way. Similar type situation. They say Yale-type brain who's been in there and innovated offenses. And the fact that he is given a pitch right after maybe like some 90-year-old white is I would imagine that's two very different things. What did Stephen Ross and everybody, Chris Greer down there making the decision? Because allegedly it's coming out that Mike was their guy all along. They were just kind of figuring out whether or not it was the right move.
Do you think since he's in the Shanahan tree, he just used Shanahan's pitch deck to get out of Cleveland and just put more positive words in there?
Yeah, because Shanahan did have a 29 slide pitch deck to be released from his contract in Cleveland.
That's right.
Have you heard this?
I have not.
I don't know if it's 29. Might have been 30-something, actually.
Did he have the transitions like the tire screeching?
Yeah.
Yep.
He said the screeching tire was actually, here's you, Pettin, trying to tell me what play to call.
That video.
That video is amazing. He might be getting a job again, I guess, Pettin, who's had success everywhere he's gone in the NFL.
Yeah.
The Packers especially.
He might be here. We got to remember that whenever we're speaking. We are amongst a lot of people that probably know other people.
Oh, Ty's got a lot of questions, so if he is here.
Not anymore. You know, he stunk. He got fired. That's kind of the way it goes.
Hey, congrats to Tua, though. Excited to see if he's got a real shot at this entire thing.
Go, Tua.
Hashtag PMS in LA. Go ahead and use that on Twitter to get a question potentially on the show. We'll go to the first one that ZD found in the back there. I guess it's trending already. We appreciate you all so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hashtag PMS in LA from Zodi. Oh, no. We're in California.
Oh, Jesus.
no.
Jeez, come on.
Hey, Z, let's get away from Levi.
Next one.
Next one.
Good question, though.
What was his question? We got
Who has better
Zodiac
receiving
Killers.
core,
Yeah.
Rams or Bengals? Or which one would you rather have?
So Rams lost old buddy, number 2 overall.
Bob Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Woods for
Right.
them. So that obviously hurts them in the weapon department, but that's why they went and got OBJ, not because Bob got hurt the day Odell Beckham landed there. So they already brought in Odell. They already made some promises, made some deals with him. And Bob Woods gets hurt the same exact day. And everybody was like, oh, no worries, Odell will be able to do it. It's like, not very different position. This is not going to be the case. But with what Cooper Kupp has been able to do, and then the tight end, obviously, Higby's been able to get going. And then you got 2 running backs that are unbelievable, Odell Beckham Jr., and an offensive line that has been pretty dominant. Matthew Stafford is absolutely unbelievable. You obviously have to complement that weaponry, but the Cincinnati Bengals did exactly what we were yelling about for the last 2 years. And we got mad whenever they didn't draft offensive linemen, remember? Because we're like, you're going to have this fucking guy killed. Instead, they said, no, we're going to load up on weapons, and we'll just see how the cards fall at the end. And Joey Burrow's been able to hit all of them and keep them all happy. I think it's the Bengals that have a better set of weaponry because Bob Woods is hurt.
Yes. Possibly, and Mixon out of the backfield obviously can catch the ball, screen game. And then Uzama, right? He ripped his knee brace off.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
So
He walks
Uzama's
out.
back, right?
He walks out to this press conference or pep rally. He's got a super duper. It's like a straight leg brace. It wasn't.
really?
It wasn't like a bending
Wasn't
brace.
a Donjoy?
It wasn't a
like
Don. It was like a lock straight thing.
Okay.
And he whips that thing off and throws it. The place goes bananas. Uzama, who you were a teammate who didn't know how to pronounce his name, back in the Super Bowl. I think personally it's the Bengals, but it's because of how healthy they are.
I
as well.
agree, and let's not forget Whitfield legend Tyler Boyd, who's also playing in the slot, who's a very, very good weapon as well.
Yeah, I can't forget Boyd. Higgins, obviously.
Yeah, they're so young.
Jamar Chase. Yeah, and they're all very healthy.
Well, and like AJ said too, I think we talk about like Jamar Chase and their receivers. When Joe Mixon gets going, like that team is on offense damn near unstoppable. Like it seemed like early in the playoffs, you know, he was getting a lot of rushes, but he really wasn't. And then against the Chiefs, you know, in that second half, all of a sudden, he's breaking through for 14, 15-yard gains. It's like, oh shit, if they're doing that kind of stuff, they're gonna be tough to beat.
Joey's an assassin too.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
What did they say? He got into a fight with Devin White in practice.
First day of practice.
Herbstreit said he and Devin White got into a fight. That's very real, by the way. The quarterback very rarely gets into it. Normally, the offensive line come running in. The quarterback kind of drops to the back. The fact that he's like, nah, we can fight right now.
Yeah.
And he just got to campus, too.
It's because,
What?
Yeah.
say it.
What's it from? What?
Where's he from? Is that what you almost
He's
asked?
a tough, gritty kid. Is that what do you mean?
He's an Ohio guy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dad's a football
Maybe.
coach.
Might have something to do with it.
Well, he actually said it absolutely is a thing whenever you and Stipe were talking about how tough people are from Ohio, and then actually, that's the only time he's ever interacted with the operation. He quote tweeted and said, it's definitely an Ohio thing. Why don't you shut up? And then remember, at the beginning of the season, I think the thing I loved most is Joe Burrow had an unwavering confidence in Jamar Chase. Because remember, he couldn't catch football.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then at one point, he did an interview where his quote was taken completely out of context. And they said, oh, the NFL ball is harder to catch than the college ball. It was like, well, he was asked what the differences are months before he got a case of the dropsies in training camp. Joe Burrow said, excuse me, that might have been the first week of training camp. Things are vastly different now, and nobody's really talking about it. It felt like Joe was pissed off about that. And that's that level of moxie. He's cerebral. He's a guy, and he's willing to fight you. What a dream scenario.
You know how, like, anybody can watch the game, watch the Bengals play, and see how much energy the rest of that team gets from Joe. And when Joe he gets blasted, there's that classic clip when he's at LSU. He takes a monster shot and comes back. Like, that energizes your whole team. If you remember Joe during training camp, people were worried because he made some comments. I don't feel real comfortable with people around my legs coming off that ACL. It's people, are we going to do this? So I give him credit for being like open and honest too with some of his battles. And this is amazing. What do we got? I see you, Nick.
Shit.
I don't know about you guys. This is very loud.
Very loud.
Yeah. Okay.
And then as the music stops, it's a very abrupt ending to it, that thing. But we're getting used to all the, touch and goes back
First
there.
day.
Frankie Morato's peeking his head out doing his thing.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I love Joey Burrow.
Yeah.
Feels like Brady almost. Like you have to kill him. You can't let them hang around. Like you need to go for his throat and kill him, otherwise he'll will someone back.
I didn't hear a word you're saying because the music's so loud. Hour 2 will be on the other side of this 6-minute break. We will have the incredible Michael Irvin on the show. We'll see you in 6. Enter your questions, hashtag PMS in LA. See you then. Now it's time for SmackDown Rumble Championship Weekend. We just had another Super Boost!
Oh, yeah.
What a fucking 3-day run. I'm lucky to live this life, and I'm thankful that you all watch.
Here we go! Gotta get a no call to quit. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets. Better move out the way cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You might be my home. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out.
Please work with Gary. Hey, my dude.
No, squeeze the button. Yeah.
Wow, that's what I was trying to do. Wow, you can get that. All right, well, see you later.
I have a good
I'm giddy. I am so pumped. It's like the night before the first day of school when you were a kid. I know it's being said that the GOAT of the NFL, Tom Brady, is retiring. Well, the GOAT of the WWE, Roman Reigns, is in his prime at his peak. Hey, happy birthday! Happy birthday! All right, our sources haven't confirmed whether or not Drew McIntyre can be standing up, but come on, Cole! Come on, Cole! Feel it, Cole!
You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out.
Cold train has gone to the sky.
Sometimes just down, wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes, the opposition don't amaze. The road switching through the pavement, get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. Guess what happens when you taking care of your business, but some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket, you still got a problem. I ain't perfect, let them.
Oh, fuck you, Pin.
Cole, that is one of the worst of all time.
The worst port of all time. And a baby Foxy! Just so everybody knows, it is noon right now. And a blue stick.
Chameleon gold and magenta jacket. Big Cuban link. Obviously, good launch. Pinky chain. Gold-plated Steve Madden's.
When I woke up this morning in beautiful St. Louis, the air smelled better, food tasted better. Tonight, dreams come true. Surprises are in abundance. It's Royal Rumble. Let's go!
It is an honor to see the man.
Once your ratings get this low, then I'll come to Buffalo.
That's why you're a good guy.
A jackass has entered the Royal Rumble. Jack, good to see Wee Man is still alive after Brock Lesnar put him through a Four Seasons table last night. He is dressed like a jackass. He is a jackass, and he's in the Royal Rumble. He looks good. It sounds good. St. Louis is ready. The alpha male of our species is infuriated. Jump over the rope back, buddy. You got 2 tours. You got fans. You got music to make. You want to poop your pants immediately? Be in the Royal Rumble when this man is announced. I'm buying all of the depends that they have because Brock Lesnar, after a brutal fight with Bobby Lashley, comes into the Royal Rumble and is an absolute ass-kicking machine. We just had another Super Boost. Back to back. Back to back.
What? Damn it! The hell are we gonna do now that football's over?
This guy doesn't get it. What are you talking about? What? Are you kidding me? We got fucking Morgan State, Norfolk State on right now.
Who cares about that?
Let me tell you something. That we found out a long time ago, okay?
Okay.
You win $50 on football?
Yeah.
Does that make you feel good?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, that's why I'm bummed it's over.
Guess what? That same $50 you can win on Morgan State versus Norfolk State. It all pays the same.
What?
Connor, they're right. $50 won in college basketball is the same as $50 won in pro football.
We're back! Yes!
we talk sports and rock.
Yeah.
With AJ Hawk.
Yeah.
This is not a mock.
Yeah.
Of a song that's rock.
Yeah.
Sports talk. Sports talk and rock with AJ Hawk.
Yeah.
The mock.
Hell yeah.
And AJ Sports and talking on the rock.
Yeah.
The bone.
Yeah.
Go on home with AJ Hawk. It's rock.
Yeah.
Sports.
Yeah.
Talk.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. It is Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. We are live in the LA Convention Center at Radio Row. This hour or two shall begin right now. We are live at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. Tweet in your questions because we're not able to take phone calls using hashtag PMS in LA.
Hell yeah.
Don't be an asshole, though.
No.
Capital PMS.
What do you mean?
I was getting to it. Please.
What do people do
bury
wrong?
the lead.
That's what I was about
Let
to
the
get
guy
to.
get to it.
The
Come
first
on.
question was also from.
What's your problem, dude?
stand
What's
down.
your problem?
What's your
Stand
problem?
down, my bad.
Hashtag PMS, lowercase IN,
Okay.
capital LA.
There you go.
Capital PMS, lowercase
What do
N,
other people do? What are people doing?
lowercase
Maybe all
PMS,
lowercase.
capital P.
Oh, I'm sure this will clear it up. I'm sure nobody will do that now.
Permissive-law.
That's your problem. That's your problem.
AJ,
Why
I'm
do you
just
got to
telling
say
you,
that
it's
in everything?
Come on.
Why
What's
do you
wrong
got to
with someone
seed
makes
narratives into
not
things?
me, but if someone makes an honest mistake, they're not a bad person.
Stop being a
He
prick.
just told him it's not an
Let's go. Let's go to the
Gump
question.
knows.
Let's go to one hashtag PMS in LA. Actually, it's from Randy Graber. Read Randy Graber for. Randy don't fuck around. Hashtag PMS. What's worse than the Bengals O line versus the Titans or AJ Hawk's internet connection?
Suck it.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, okay. Just like the Bengals, how many issues have I had lately with my internet?
That's right. You made it to the Super Bowl just
And
like the Bengals.
you
Just
know
like the
that
Bengals.
you know people are out to get me too. Like things are glitching. There's things going on with cars and technology that I have, but I found a way to fight through.
Just so everybody knows, AJ Hawk is more despicable than you could imagine.
Oh, yeah,
he's
without
terrible.
question.
We played euchre in a plane
Oh, my
yesterday
God.
for 4 hours on the flight over.
Where's Evie? Evie was my partner. We had a great squad. We were a good team.
You guys
man.
stunk.
We beat your ass.
4 out of
How
5
about the last
games we
game?
won.
How about the last game? I
Yeah,
haven't
but
played
you
euchre
cheated.
since I haven't played euchre since the 9th grade.
All right, so listen,
yeah.
we all know this. We all know this. Okay, we all know that AJ Hawk is a menace to society when he's driving on the roads.
Right.
Yeah.
Naturally, he leaves his car on when he's pumping gas. He drives with both feet. And if it is the golden hour and he's driving, he will fall asleep on the road. He actually just did that as a throwaway comment on a show.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll fall asleep. We're driving during golden hour all the time. I gotta open
problem.
a window or turn on. That's a big problem. With kids in the car, well, I mean, sometimes it's driving the kids or in a car or whatever. So just kind of a throwaway comment. Yesterday we got to experience it because when you're flying from Indianapolis to LA, you're literally flying into the golden hour for 4 straight hours. This dude fell asleep standing up yesterday while playing euchre, trying to look at my goddamn cards, trying to cheat the entire time. This big bad baboon in the plane last night almost took the whole plane down, and it was quite an interesting experience listening to this guy just cheat and then say, do you have the official rule book?
Class.
Do you have the official rule
You
book?
guys had no answer. Oh, you can't deal like that. Okay, tell me where the rule says I can't.
What? There's like 10 of them.
Yeah, still
There's
don't
like
have a rule.
10.
All right, whatever.
There's like
Still
10.
haven't got an answer.
And he was
Stealing
standing over top of us, stealing deals. We're like, no, that's not your deal.
You're
It's like,
allowed to
that's
steal
rules.
deals.
I'm allowed to steal a deal.
Yeah.
It's like, we
You're
caught
allowed to
you.
steal deals.
We just caught you stealing the deal.
But
Anyways,
you didn't until after I already dealt.
No, you were still grasping
All right.
him in
Tomato,
his
tomato.
claws.
Oh, don't even. The shuffling.
The cards are getting bent up. Obviously, he cannot shuffle. Obviously, he cannot
Impossible.
shuffle. Anyways, it's been quite a scene here with AJ Hawk, and we can't thank everybody enough for joining us here at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. I have the ability to turn this one camera to the crowd and just kind of scan what's
Starting
going
to
on.
pick up here, isn't it?
Yeah, people are starting to show up. Look, this guy's going, well, I got to go back the other way because I can only go halfway there.
Oh, shit.
But I just want to let you know that security guy just walked by playing no fucking games.
No games.
See, it's kind of little empty over here on lower right.
A little bit.
Fox Radio seems to be empty. That would be the stage we'd be on if FanDuel didn't give us this incredible stage.
Yep.
That is Mad Dog Sports Radio. I am told that the Mad Dog will be there.
Holy shit.
I don't know about today, but one of these days. And then NFL Radio, I believe Ryan Leaf's over there. ESPNU Radio, I don't know what they're talking. Are they talking about the NIL deals?
Probably.
Marshall's there. You can see Marshall's with him.
I was talking about San Diego State.
Yeah, right
The
there.
Snapdragon thing.
Snapdragon.
And then all the way down here at the end.
Is that a performing stage?
What's down there?
I don't know.
I think that's. Is it? I don't know, but if you can angle that camera up a little, they have this little overhang over
dude.
here.
Oh, it's sick.
It
The
is
spinning thing?
unbelievable.
The spinning
yeah,
thing?
the spinny thing.
Where?
Yeah, right, a little to the right and then up more. If you can go up. Look at
Yeah.
that thing.
Oh, shit.
Holy
thing.
shit.
Oh, my God. Sirius XM coming down from the clouds, dude.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's unbelievable.
I will say, normally, the Sirius Village is much larger.
Yeah.
I think everything has been spaced out because they wanted to give everybody space due to the COVID situation here at which
That is the thing out here, still.
I mean,
listen,
good
I don't know.
Lord. It's a whole different can
I
of
got
worms.
kicked
I
out
will
of
say
Target.
we live in I'm not getting into it.
Well, but we live in a certain.
We live in
we got
45
time.
different countries.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I get a chance to travel around for Friday Night SmackDown. I've been in a lot of different places. Okay, I've been in a lot of different cities. I was in Omaha, San Antonio, New York, Baltimore. This is all in the last like 2 months, okay? And we're in the middle of a pandemic where everybody's handling things differently. Obviously, live in Indianapolis. LA seems to be a state in of itself, I feel like. This place is in of itself. There's no way everybody's supposed to agree on anything or can from all these different places. We are set up for failure, I believe, in a political fashion, but I am not leading into that entire conversation. That's all I'm saying. After experiencing this for about 12, 13 hours, nobody knows what the fuck they're supposed to do. That person's got 6 masks on. Somebody has no mask on. Who's saving the world? Who isn't? I don't know. You tell me, honestly.
The rules here are basically the same as that jail island off the Golden Gate Bridge coast.
Alcatraz.
Hey, the Diaz brothers both swam out there.
That's
and
right.
back. Both
That's right.
Diaz brothers.
Those are shark infested.
Well, that's what they say. That was always the big fear. That's why nobody would ever leave and do it or whatever. You know, nobody would escape because they thought it was going to be there, except for that one guy who had that blow-up inner tube thing. Anyways, let's get back to sports.
Al Capone?
Andrew, wasn't Whitey?
He moved out to.
Whitey Bulger was in Alcatraz, I think. For
Al
a little
Capone
bit.
was out there, wasn't he?
I thought that. I thought that's who you were referencing.
Did he hop on somebody hopped on like a homemade
Clint
raft.
Eastwood did. Clint Eastwood did in a movie.
In Escape from Alcatraz.
Yeah, that was a movie though. I think we're talking about real life.
Sean Connery also escaped.
He did
From The Rock,
Yeah.
All right.
Also a movie.
You guys can't take anything serious. This is a joke. This show is a joke. That's why we don't deserve this stage, all right? We're trying to talk about historical moments.
Yes.
Okay, we're trying to talk about somebody breaking out of Alcatraz and making it alive, and you guys got your little Clint Eastwood jokes. And
I don't have a computer to check anymore, so that's really just.
yeah, and by the way, I can't do anything because all the shots have me in it. So like I was trying to do something earlier, trying to figure out what I got to say to old buddy, and it was literally while he was speaking right in his face on camera. So we'll figure this out as we go. This looks way too nice for us, but let's talk about some. Hey, Justin Jefferson, hell of a season.
Hey,
Justin, hell of a season, Justin. Hell of a season, Justin.
Yeah.
Hell of a season.
Get him on camera.
I am.
There you go.
There he is.
Oh, nailed it.
See you later, Justin.
All right.
Thanks for being on the show, dude.
I think
Do
he
the
does
gritty.
have his grill.
And then right here is the Dallas ticket right here. Good guys. Good guys.
guys.
They were yelling at us a little bit earlier. Got big fans over here. I'm a big fan of theirs. George, obviously, good people.
Yeah, the ticket.
This big son of a bitch used to play in the league for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This guy used to move bodies.
Think about him.
Hey, you're an
tackle.
animal, man.
Wow.
Yeah, what? That guy
What?
got in shape for the Super Bowl. If I ever seen anything, we shouldn't be
Did
doing
he
too
just,
much of this.
did
It's
he
too
just
early.
disappear? Did he just disappear?
He did. Yeah, the guy's good. He's nimble, dude. What
Yeah.
do you expect out of that guy? He's playing the league. Let's get some stuff, please, shall we? Yeah. How long do you think that lasts?
What do you mean?
I don't know if that's going
Us doing
anywhere.
that.
About 5 days.
I feel like we're going a little too
It's
hard
only
too
gonna get
early. on
better.
this thing.
Nah, rest of the week.
You got
Sure.
it.
You got to show the people the
Just
experience.
the beginning.
Yeah, I mean
It's free
starting-
pub.
It is start.
That's true.
I guess it is free pub, but when we don't say the name, we don't know who that guy is. We did not say that guy's name. We have no idea who he is. We just said big guy who probably played football.
Yeah, but you said.
By the way, I'm starting to think he didn't play football. I don't want to judge him too much. I don't think that guy played football.
Maybe some hook shots,
Like, there's
though.
no cakes or.
Why do you say that?
That was kind of my thought. Yeah, he is a big, strapping lad, but I do not believe that is an explosive body. He was probably more of a. He was probably a little bit more of a skier or something. Like that.
Could be like former
Water or
military.
snow?
Probably snow because we're in the middle of Winter Olympic time, so we're talking about that. Let's talk about Andrew Whitworth being a gem of a human.
Okay.
So Joey Burrow was rehabbing his completely blown out knee. And if you do recall, the reason why his knee was blown out is because Joey Burrow was taking 75 hits a game. We actually, on this show, would come on the air every single Overreaction Monday and go, Joey Burrow seems to be a guy. He's going to die this season.
Right.
He is going to die because he wasn't shying away from hits, because he is an Ohio guy. He people come on our show and be like, he actually likes taking a hit to kind of get him baptized into the game. He actually needs that or whatever. It's like, okay, well, whenever he's a fucking entire franchise, maybe we grow through that stage and we go through that. And he did put himself into some situations I think he would even admit was a little bit reckless, and he's probably learning from that and adjusting to that, although he'll still be a dog forever. Availability is the best ability. He goes out to L.A. to rehab his entire knee. Knew nobody out there? So who took care of him? Who introduced him to the scene? Who knows everybody out here? Who works out with Jay Glazer at the Unbreakable Gym? Who has all the connections out here? Who knows the insides and the outsides of the Cincinnati Bengals organization and is now a stalwart of Los Angeles? Andrew Whitworth took Joey Burrow right underneath his wing.
Wow.
Yeah, here's his wing. Here's Andrew Whitworth's big wing. He's big, huge.
Yeah.
Very feathery, by the way. He's an old dog. A lot of feathers on that thing.
That's right.
So he has a big wing. He took Joey Burrow, put him right fucking here, right underneath his wing out in L.A. about a year ago. Joey Burrow actually spent either his birthday or Whitworth's birthday at Whitworth's house. That's how close they became in the offseason that they rehabbed together. Now, all that game that Whitworth gave to Joey Burrow might come back and bite him in the ass and steal a Super Bowl from Andrew Whitworth. But with that being said, that's the type of guy you need in the NFL. That's a good OG, even when he's not on the same team. He probably had a lot of similar friends to Joey Burrow from being in Cincinnati for a long time. Say he's a good guy. I love this out of Whitworth. I think this is a cool thing, and this is the NFL being a true brotherhood.
Well, Whit is an absolute stud. I played with Whit in Cincy. I was there for 1 year, and
Did he
was
beat the shit
guy.
out of you or what?
I mean, yeah, he absolutely.
He trains with Glazer.
You ever walk with him?
Yeah. I seen him and Glazer doing the shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Whit's, well, first
the
off,
warm-up.
Whit's arms are so long. He's so powerful and tall. Like Whit would be all of a sudden ball snaps. Whit is 9 yards upfield blocking linebackers. Like the dude can still fly. Like he is very, very good, and he's an awesome teammate. So I'm not surprised that he took care of Joe Burrow.
Well, and I think he also does judo, I think.
Does he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, him and Jay Glazer are doing judo.
How do they do that arm thing? Because if Witt has got those huge wings and Jay's, he's pretty compact.
Well, that's why you got to work with each other.
Yeah. Jay's grabbing onto his biceps.
No.
AJ, why don't you teach Tone?
I thought Tone was coming up to do it.
Why don't you teach Tone with this thing?
Yeah,
why don't you
come on.
teach him that?
Well, maybe Tone and Colleen Wolf can do it later. They can show each other like hand fighting. How you do this?
Colleen Wolf will be here in the fourth hour, of course. Thank you for reminding us. Michael Irvin
trying to
will obviously be here in about 15 minutes or so. Andrew Whitworth, noted good guy.
Yeah,
great guy.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew Whitworth. Joey Burrow says thank you, too. Imagine if he's all alone in the city of stars.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Gets lonely out here.
Especially doing rehab. Rehab is a fucking nightmare. Yeah. If you're doing it all legit, for a serious second, rehab stinks. Rehab is terrible. You have to teach your knee how to walk again and to feel again and do all that. All alone, young guy, although he's got money. Andrew Whitworth said, I got you, buddy.
Yeah.
It's nice out here, though.
Yeah.
How do they get we were flying in last night and all the lights were sparkling. How do you get that to happen?
We do believe that is probably the smog that you're seeing through.
Or the angels.
What do you mean they're sparkling?
Like Pat and I were looking out the window and all the lights were sparkling.
I think it's because we were able to see the light and then we weren't able to see the light.
Could be trees blowing in between them.
It was every light in the city.
I think it was just that layer of smog or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
That we're kind of like, you kind of see, but you don't see until you see a flashlight kind of putting through it and then you see it. It was a beautiful flight in. It's great to be. I mean,
is SoFi going to be mainly Rams fans? What do you think?
I don't. $6,000 a ticket.
Jeez.
I don't know where it's at now. We should watch the Super Bowl price. That should be like a SeatGeek thing we track actually this week. SeatGeek would probably appreciate that. And although they are the best option for any ticket, and they'll even give you a green light saying, hey, this is a good value, or a red light like, hey, you're getting fucked here, but if you need the ticket, you got to get it, whatever you got to get. They won't catfish you. I'd like to know what it's going to happen because when we played in the Super Bowl, I was too young to know the business side of the entire ticket side of this whole thing, so I was just kind of riding the wave or whatever. But the ticket prices, whenever it was Colts Saints was announced, not good. It wasn't that good of a ticket price. And then as we got closer to the game, ticket prices went up and then
really
collapsed.
So if you wait till the last minute, that's when you probably get a good deal.
Maybe. It's like a roll of the dice each year. I think it's like a roll of the dice each year on whether or not it's going to continue to go or continue to go down. I think with it being in SoFi and with how much fake money is in this part of the world, I think everybody just wants to be here. That's why they're able to charge $6,500 a ticket, $6,000 a ticket. They're able to get to the secondary markets are fucking crushing it, I assume. Go ahead, Tone.
There's a lot of great deals on here for $4,300 right now.
Oh.
And I do believe if you use the link in our description, you'll get even more off of that. I don't know if it's $500 or I think it's $500 you use the link. link in our description right now to get that. So $3,800 plus you pay taxes, plus you pay travel, plus you have a nacho. That's what, $2,000?
Yep.
Yeah, just
couple
about.
beers.
Drinks.
That's another
It's
10,000.
All
less.
right, so it's like $11,000 to get out here and enjoy this thing.
It's less than President AB spent to get tickets out here.
Okay, that's a great pivot, great transition. We appreciate you for that, Tone. Antonio Brown has a new position. He is the president of Donda Sports. Donda, obviously Kanye West representation. And Antonio Brown is the one that is going to be in charge of leading Donda Sports into the next generation of sports agencies, merch.
Perhaps, yeah.
How long has Donda Sports been?
Just started.
Donda Sports.
Just started.
A couple weeks ago when they were sitting on that couch.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather was sitting to his left. Actually, AB posted a photo this morning with Floyd Mayweather in front of all of his cars. So I think Floyd Mayweather also part of maybe. I think Money Team might also either be counseling, advising, or a part of Donda
CFO.
Sports. Donda, maybe CFO. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to get the official titles as they roll out. But Donda Sports, Antonio Brown, more specific, spent $2.1 million on Super Bowl suite and front row tickets that come with this suite. Donda Sports is making a big splash at SoFi. They say, all you people want to get in here? Sweet. Donda's got a suite bigger than you, and we got front row seats. We're here to play the game. Look at the big boot shoe things that we're all wearing.
So $2.1 million. Do you know how many tickets are in the suite?
20-something, I think.
Yeah.
So are they hosting potential clients, trying to like recruit people?
So we don't know. Is it a merch biz?
That's what the
Or is
Super
it
Bowl
an
is, though.
agency?
Corporations bring their clients. Hey, you do great. You sell our stuff. We will bring you to the Super Bowl. It's like a celebration usually.
There's a lot of glad handing out here. A lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
Like FanDuel said, hey, do you want to come to the game or whatever? We have a suite or whatever. And that's very, very nice of you. I'm actually going to stream live during the Super Bowl because we're going to be doing live parlays and everything on your site. I'm actually trying to take you for a few million on Sunday.
Right.
So I'm sorry I can't bounce around the suite, but you're right. This entire Super Bowl is a lot of, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, thanks for your business. It was awesome being a partner with you. Thank you for all the things you did for us this season. And although the offseason is going to be miserable, there's another season right around the corner. There's a lot of that probably happening at this place. We obviously have a lot of meetings set up, but Donda Sports is about to be a fucking game record, dude.
Yeah, just like Jay-Z's Rock Nation,
That's
right?
what I'm figuring out, yeah.
That feels like the most sense. Or is he just promoting Donda 2, which comes out 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
Will it?
And then this is just another thing that Kanye, being the big brain son of a bitch that he is promoting.
Hey, Kanye's got a big brain. He's got mental wealth.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, just like AB does.
That's
It
right.
feels like that's an entire team of moneymakers, success havers, and mental wealth, acclimated individuals. But maybe this is all just for Dawn to
What
do
does that mean exactly?
What's that?
Mental wealth?
Well, it means like your brain, whenever you tap into Neuralink, fucking
Yeah.
Loaded.
Oh, okay.
Metaverse.
I can find a way to get that.
Pelicero's got it more than anybody.
Oh, man.
Pelicero's got big time mental wealth because the Neuralink actually collects bits from Twitch and tips from YouTube,
that's right.
and also Roger Goodell's words.
That's right.
So whenever you talk about all three of those things, he's selling out fucking arenas in there. So he's got big time mental wealth. Antonio Brown does as well because he's got a whole lot of money.
And that Neuralink takes those bits and directly invest them into crypto.com. So you don't even see that money. It goes right into an investment, and you make more.
I know it made a big storyline that the Staples Center is no longer Staples Center. It's the Crypto.com Center.
Yeah.
This convention center is the Crypto.com convention center.
Yeah,
Really?
everything
So it's
down
all
here
part of
is
Crypto.com.
crypto.com.
Yeah.
They bought the city?
Well, so
A couple square
I don't
blocks
want
at
to
least.
dive deeper into our conversation we started having earlier about how LA does seem to be a bit different, but it does appear as if this city is in a position to potentially be bought by one particular company that has all the money. What?
Who? What company could that be?
Well, look,
Who do you think?
we just talked about
Crypto? No, I mean, there's other players that have plenty of money that could come in
How
and get
come
it.
FanDuel doesn't just buy downtown LA?
Yeah, I mean, the amount of money being gambled on the Super Bowl alone.
Oh
they
yeah,
might
that
be
just
able to
came out
afford
this
it.
morning.
Yeah.
Was it 1.7 billion?
7.6, I think.
It's maybe it's up 71% or something like. I think it's up 71% from last year.
Is
And
that
how
just
much-
because you can get to it, or is it
more states,
Okay.
more legalized? I think even people that were in legalized states, whenever legalized states rolled out, weren't necessarily all in. They were kind of like, they've heard like horror stories. They see, movies like Uncut Gems, and they think to themselves, no, it's a seedy business. And then as I think people have learned about what the regulated FanDuel sports books are like, where it's like they look out for you. If it appears as if you're getting yourself into any danger, boom, they actually cut you off. You have to do an entire thing. So I think a lot of people are a bit leery early, and I assume there's going to continue to be rocky roads as sportsbook or FanDuel continues to become legalized across the entire country. But I think a lot of the people early that were maybe a little bit taken back, like for instance, My wife, I don't think she would have ever thought she'd become a full-time sports gambler, but there isn't a single sport that we are watching where she doesn't have at least $1 parlay on trying to crack $150 or something like that. She almost views it as like a scratch-off at this point, and if she's being forced in her eyes, now she enjoys some of the sports, but there are some things she has to watch where she is not exactly thrilled about. She's being forced to watch it. She goes, you know what, I'll gamble on a little bit, I'll have that. I think a lot of those types of situations are happening. I think a lot more people are getting a little bit more comfortable, and as more states come on, it's only going to grow. But that doesn't mean that they have to win.
No. Never.
It means we have to win, AJ.
I know.
You will.
That's why it's unfortunate you lose, like you put 30K on coin tosses and stuff.
What are you talking
There's
about?
49,000 people.
What are you doing this year?
You guys do
40. What is 49?
Hey, call heads this year.
I'm calling
Not a
tails.
chance.
Tails? How much money? 50 grand?
40.
You're going to win.
Hell yeah.
How about that? Whoa! Who is this guy?
I think you will. No, don't. All right. There's too much space up here, Joe. He can't get all the way to me with his cord.
Yeah, well, this has been an interesting setup here because this thing is a little heavy on the back, and I've already knocked it out 3 times. But I'm getting a little bit excited. People are starting to file in here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what all these. Cam Jordan, man, who
There he
hosts
is.
on ESPN, is here. Cam Jordan is here. Guy hosted on ESPN the other day. Oh, you look good, Bo. You look good.
Look at that.
Oh, we're echoing through the goddamn thing, by the way.
That's
I just
all
heard
right.
outside of there.
Oh, yeah.
So we're just kind of taking over all these shows, I guess. Huh?
Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cam Jordan's on show.
There it is.
Looking
What a
good.
season, Cam.
Hey, Cam.
Hey, you got a new head coach. Any thoughts on that? Big thumbs up, Cam. Maybe you like Dennis Allen? All right. We're going to fuck ourselves.
Maybe tomorrow.
All right, Cam. Great job on the NFL Pro Skills Challenge, dude.
Well done,
Throw it a
Cam.
break.
All right, let's. He did throw to a break on the sideline.
Great.
Full gear.
Purple.
Uh-huh.
Out of nowhere.
On the spot, yeah.
It was good, too.
Yeah. You probably went to that broadcast boot camp.
For sure.
We have to be. We're echoing through this entire thing, by the way. I'm just starting to realize this. Our stage is the biggest. We are the loudest. These motherfuckers have to hate us out here.
That's fine.
There's a good chance.
Sorry.
What else is new?
Well, the ticket has us screaming literally into their show probably all day. We do apologize for that. Hey, how's it going?
Is Jerry Jones going to be on air this week?
I don't believe Jerry Jones is going to be on our show this week, but hey, excuse
He
me.
does a call-in, right?
Ticket.
Big
Morning ticket.
Big
Dallas ticket.
We throw something.
Big morning ticket.
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 This is a good show.
Ticket
He's
times.
ignoring us.
Dallas, that's the big ticket.
Yeah.
They got headphones on.
Yeah, and if they're mad.
Take them off. That guy on the lower right didn't have them on when we started yelling at him.
He
I
heard
just checked the comment box too. No complaints yet.
it. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
There you go. And if they do have a complaint, you can take it up with AJ Hawk. You know, it's
No. Take it up with Zito and
yeah.
let's go through a couple more things here before Michael Irvin joins us, which should be electrifying. Although he is in Los Angeles, he will be FaceTiming in because they have their own $10 billion studios over there that are gorgeous.
Unbelievable.
It is absolutely gorgeous what they did in SoFi over there. Now, they said, yeah, it's good for us, not for everybody, though. Like, we like you. You paid money all through the year, but go to the convention center. We're going to be in this brand-new state-of-the-art studio. Can't blame them one bit.
No,
So Michael Irvin will be joining us. I can't wait to chat with him. We'll take a break here in a little bit. Joe Judge is expected to return to the Patriots as an offensive assistant.
How about it?
And this is also interesting because he was special teams coordinator, goes to the New York Giants. Obviously, they don't have great success. Had his players do push-ups in full pads and run sprints in full pads, and his coaches run, and he was setting a new culture. It has gone to shit, obviously. They now have Dable, and they also brought in
Wink Martindale.
Martindale, who was fired from Baltimore. What the fuck happened there?
I remember Lombardi basically intimated on the GM shuffle that he thought it was because they're trying to get their coaching staff in order, and they knew that Wink Martindale was going to make a lot of money, essentially. So they hired from within whoever was right underneath him.
It was a money thing?
That makes no sense at all because the coaches have no cap.
Yeah, you can pay whatever. It's whatever the owner's willing to pay, right?
Oh, this is Cincinnati Bengals like moving Baltimore? Oh, no.
Whoa, that organization.
Oh, no.
Because Wink was interviewing for head coaching gigs, wasn't he?
And all anybody talks about is how awesome Wink is. But anyways, he's now defense coordinator for the Giants with Dable. Joe Judge out. Joe Judge threw a fucking banger when he got fired, if you do recall. Had pallets of booze coming into his house and pizza. Massive amount of respect for Joe Judge after that party. Baby Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
We appreciate you throwing down like that. Don't know if you're supposed to be a head coach or not, but he was a special teams guy. Now he's heading back to be an offensive assistant, and they're saying in New England, and Connor, you might have to correct me here, that they're not going to hire an offensive coordinator. they're just going to have a bunch of brains out there and maybe just let Mac Jones do his whole thing. Is that what they're thinking, or they're just going to have it be a committee type situation?
No, that's what Rap Sheet reported. So, who knows what Joe Judge is going to be doing, but I think it's, obvious we can all tell Mac Jones might be the smartest football brain in the history of the NFL. So, obviously, you're just going to hand the reins over to him, let him call the plays.
There's no defense coordinator either, right, up there?
No DC. Bill Belichick, Steve Belichick, or Mayo.
I like that they have no titles, by the way. You want to try to hire some of my coaches? None of them have titles.
That's right.
You're right.
None of them have titles.
That's probably part of it, because they can block people. Yeah. So what? There's no way Mac's calling the plays.
No. It'll be committee type situation. It'll be a committee.
But somebody's got to be the guy that stands in front of the room and installs the offense. Like, okay, this is our game plan for this week, guys.
I think it's Bill.
Who's that?
Is Billy
the
O?
Offense?
Is Billy O at?
Billy O hasn't been him and Gase were the two that were connected, but Rap Sheet was talking about how they move very slow on coaches, but this is the first time.
This is awesome.
He's reporting, no OC. Maybe Troy Brown.
Let's get to a break. We'll be back in 4 minutes with Michael Irvin joining us live on FaceTime. Cannot wait to chat with him. I love the thought, though, that New England has no coordinators.
Yep.
Everybody's coaching. Okay, and it might change week to week, by the way. Just like we change our scheme and our strategy each week.
Hell yeah.
If you're a good coordinator, guess what? You got the first 4 weeks. We'll see what you do week 5. And if not, we'll just go ahead and cycle that thing until we find from within. Or is he just doing it for hiring purposes where nobody can hire offense coordinator, nobody gets too much credit? I don't know. It's very interesting. Yeah. Anything Bill Belichick does, everybody deems being mightily genius. So let's assume this works out. And it does appear as Mac Jones, moxie, intelligent, very lovable, and can memorize anything and learn anything at any given time. So they might have it back-to-back another fucking Tom Brady up there, but Tom Brady might not be done either. So there's a lot going on. Michael Irvin will join us on the other side of this 4-minute break. Can't wait to chat with him about all things happening in this beautiful NFL Super Bowl week, where we are live in Los Angeles, interrupting everybody's show. See you in 4. Something big. Hey, we're announcing something big, AJ. We are up to something. This is the coolest moment of the history of my existence. I think people are going to be startled. It's a joke, and I can't thank everybody enough, honestly. I'm up to something. Today's a big time day. Let's go. Not only are we going back to Plum to do something cool, but today is the day that our heater horse has arrived for the Super Bowl. It's a pretty big deal. Whenever you get a chance to give back to where you're from, especially a place that helped create me and mold me, I'm very, very lucky to do it. I'm lucky to be from here, and it seems like the only smart thing to do would be give back. What's doing, Monkey? It stinks here, huh? What's up, Kennywood, dude? Kennywood is named after Kenny's Woods. A man named Kenny owned the hill in the Woody area. They turned it into an amusement park, which is a Yinzer staple. So Jeezy actually shouts out this area we are currently in. I think life can be much simpler whenever you just take care of your people, enjoy your life, and do your thing, and that's all we're trying to do. Growing old, slowly dying. How about you? How's everybody? I'm gonna give a full lead up to how I got to where I'm at. I think I'm very lucky to be from here. If you're a kid that has walked through these halls, you understand something that not a lot of people do. I think Plum is a much different place than everywhere else. And there's Nick up there. Go look at Nick, how pissed off he is. This past summer, I was driving through here because I was here for an event, and Angelo Bolino, little blonde-haired kid, was kicking on the same field that I used to kick on as a child. And he had like 2 balls and a holder. And I was watching him kick, and then he would go shag for himself, and then he would come back and kick. And the easy question is, if he had 10 balls, how much better could Angelo Bolino be? If I would have been able to have 10 balls, 15 balls, new cleats, new everything, chances to go to camps with my teammates and everything, what could have happened? So I said to myself, literally after meeting with Angelo, great season, by the way, dude. I said, if I ever get a chance, I'm going to try to take care of the potential humans and kids that were in my exact position in Plum. I'm going to give $200,000 to the Plum area soccer. I'm going to give $150,000 to the PMFA youth football. I'm going to give $100,000 to the baseball youth. I'm going to give $100,000 to the lacrosse. And then we're going to have $2 million in this fund that will just start. And hopefully it'll only go on from there. Sweet stuff for sports. Just anything to make everybody's, the teams and the players' lives easier, better. Trying to streamline the entire process of taking care of the athletes at Plum High School is kind of what it's all about. Now, YouTube,
Wow, man, that was cool.
All right, Narati, like the Indy. You're going to have a lot of people that have never accomplished anything in their life tell you that what you're thinking about doing isn't possible. Just because they don't think they could accomplish it doesn't mean anything to you. Cheers, everybody. Hey, we're all Mustangs here. Let's go.
Here we go, at the top of the class on the road, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command line. Yeah, you about to see me on demand, like you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here on this glorious Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. Just got an entire litany of stuff from the Old Spice.
Yes.
Thank
you, Old Spice.
We appreciate it. Ridiculously long-lasting freshness. I can't use the deodorant because my pits are allergic, but there's nice body wash that was brought over here that I believe we will dabble with this evening in the Airbnb that gives you a teaspoon of body wash for the house.
Is that the aluminum?
I don't know what it is in there. I just know that when I put it on there, my pits turn red.
The aluminium, probably.
And I have to sit like this for like 2-3 hours.
They got
It's not fun.
moisturizer in that body wash.
Yeah,
too.
joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Fame, absolute stud, a man who's one of the most electrifying people to ever grace a television. We obviously see him on NFL Network, and he's on there Thursdays and Sundays, and he crushes it and cuts promos. But this particular season, we got a chance to see he and Stephen A. every single Monday. It was magical. Ladies and gentlemen, double eights, Michael Irvin.
Yeah!
What's up, dude?
Hey, this is the big time, man. When I get on your show, dog, you know, hey, this is that. Now I can call home and tell my mom, move those Super Bowl trophies aside. Put this picture right here, right there, where it belongs, man. What's up, my brother?
Hey, we are incredibly honored to have you on. We know you're very busy. This has been an incredibly long season. I assume you're only home for like 1 day a week this year. How has it been? It's the longest season ever, 17 games, doing First Take on Monday. How are you feeling? Do you always have the juice?
Dude, listen, man, this has been quite a season, too. And I heard you say I get a day home. No, I get about 18 hours, between 12, 15, 18 hours home a week. And then I'm back on the road. But think about this. Like, we got an 8.5-hour show Sunday. I try to complain about it. I try to think about it. But then I think, my pops, man, went on that roof and did real work. If somebody had said to my pops, you know what your job's going to be? You have to sit around for 8.5 hours and talk about football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that would have been a great job. So it removes all of my ability to complain. I'm just happy to be here, buddy.
Hey, that's great perspective, by the way. We have very similar thoughts whenever we get to do the dumb things that we get to do. But watching you on TV is amazing. And I think immediately upon hearing that you and Stephen A. would be talking to each other every single week, we were very excited. We were very, very excited for it. We watched along. How did you get into that? Was that an NFL Network and ESPN conjoined business affair? Because I saw the marketing of both. And do you think that'll continue?
Well, you know, Stephen A's my boy, man, and we started way back together on Best Damn Sports Show, way back in the day, you know. So we've been boys since then. And you know, he has this thing against the Cowboys, you know, and he just and he's always on my Cowboys.
You guys stink.
Right. No. We don't stink. We won 12 games this year.
Yeah, you're right.
12 games this year.
You're right.
And then Stephen, like most people, when it comes to the Cowboys, they got that selective retention thing. Like they're talking, Cowboys hadn't won in 25 years. Okay, all right, that's right. You're right about that. But we won 5 before then. How many have you won? They don't even win one, and they want to talk about we don't. Like they just want to discount the 5 that we have and only talk about the 25 years that we haven't won one. I said that's not history. That's what I call your history. Real history says we got 5, and you need to bring up once you. I've been in enough courtrooms. Been on that witness stand to know. Once you open up history, you get all of the history. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it does feel like that 25 gets talked about a lot more than the 5, and I think it's because those 5 are a long time ago. And I think every year we get our hopes up. Every year we get our hopes up, Michael. And I was told by Joe DiCamillo, special teams coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys at the time.
Love Joe.
Me too, by the way. Had a great workout. Hey, he told me they were going to draft me. I was going to be a Cowboy. Okay, I grew up in Pittsburgh. My dad, diehard Steeler fan. My mom, diehard Steeler fan. So going into draft week, we had to get past that. We're like, all right, I'm the Cowboys. I guess this is a thing. But I had a moment where I was like, man, I'm going to like the smartest businessman in the NFL, Jerry Jones' team. I'm going down to Dallas where every game is going to be on national television. It was cool. And then obviously you guys drafted David Buehler. I almost went undrafted, almost had to go back to school. So my life was almost ruined by the Dallas Cowboys as well, and my hopes and dreams were. But whenever you talk about the Cowboys, it's always talked about because every week it's prime time. Jerry Jones is always on the mic. It feels like he's always cooking. Is he as in control of the narrative and the business as we think from the outside looking in? And what is your relationship like him literally on the daily basis?
I love Jerry, man. Jerry's a great man. Really, Pat, seriously, man. I can't thank him enough. Because think about this. Now, I'm the 15th of 17 kids, right? I get to Dallas, man, and, Jerry comes in. He buys the team the year after I get there, brings in Jimmy, my old coach. And what I appreciate about Jerry is every negotiation, Jerry made me come in and sit in the room. He said, Michael, where you're coming from, I know you've never heard these kinds of numbers, but I want you to know so you can be able to take care of your family long after this. So he really, that's why I appreciate him doing little things like that. But listen, he's always on point. He's always thinking business and moving things ahead. And the NFL is right here where it is right now, making the kind of money it's making because of dudes like Jerry Jones.
$110 billion media deal. $110 billion. That's just the media, let alone the $45 nachos, Mike.
Dude, I know.
They are. It is not. And then look, with this only blowing up even more, I mean, the NFL owners, including Jerry Jones, just had to be like, I'm going to have 14 to 15 more fucking yachts before too soon here.
You sound, dude. And let me tell you what these jokers tried. Let me tell you what these jokers tried, right? Dude, when we were going through the pandemic, oh my God, they're going to be mad. I'm going to tell this thing. We're going through the pandemic. The NFL came to you like, we want everybody to take a voluntary pay cut. Anywhere from 5 to 25. They gave us a range, right? And then I said, okay. I want to be a part of what everybody's doing. I want to be a part of everybody. I said, so send it to it's voluntary pay cut. So then they send the paper and they'll put it at 25% in there or something. I was like, oh no, that's voluntary. I scratched the 25, of course, and put 10. I scratched it and sent it. I got ready to send it back. They wanted us to turn it in, like, say, July 10th before 5 p.m. I said, okay. I waited to July 10th for 59.59. And then I turned mine in. And then they were like, Michael, what'd you do? I said, well, I'm opting in at 10%. They said, no. They said, we had you at 25. I said, wait, that's not voluntary. I said, who told y'all to put 25 in there? They said, well, we just went by how much you made. And the people that made more, we put a higher number. I said, listen, stop this. I said, no. I'm opting in at 10%. I said, you don't want the 10%, don't take it, but that's all I give. Now listen, I said, listen. I say, if y'all want me to put in 25% and you're going to give me the money and I go down there and pass it out to all the people that work for us and work right, I'll go do that. But what do they need my few dollars if you're going to pass it all the way up? I had just left Miami. I said, I saw all of those yachts, lined up. They don't need my money, man. So just, I said 10% is what it is, and that was it. How are they asking me for my money back when they got all that money right there? And they knew they had that $130 billion coming, and they still asking me in the middle of a pandemic for my money.
Hey, Mike.
I say, get out of here with that.
Hey, that's why, people are going to say that's why they're going to continue to only make more and more because there is no dollar left behind in those billionaires' minds. And I like the fact that you redlined that thing. And I think the reason why you did is because one of the owners of the NFL Network had you sit in those meetings and be like, hey, if you don't like some shit, go ahead and change that shit. That is. So it's kind of their fault for even letting you in there, Michael. And you're staying at home for 12, 18 hours a week? Tell them 5%. If that was the voluntary amount, we appreciate I like that. I respect that so much. I like what you did. Go ahead, AJ.
Hey, Mike, AJ Hawk here. So the Cowboys next year, what are your thoughts? We thought they may lose both of their coordinators. Both of them turn out they're going to be back. Are your expectations pretty high on what Mike McCarthy and this team's going to do?
Hey, what's up, man? How you just gonna come up and say my AJ Hawk? Like, you know,
hey, that face too, Irvin. Hey, that big jaw. You know who the hell that is.
Well, man, like that. Like we ain't never talked to something before, man.
I've done some stuff with you at NFL Network. I was telling some of these guys earlier how impressed I was watching you in person, in studio, just absolutely kill it. So I always love and respect what you do, Mike.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Let me tell you something, AJ. It would trips me out. And I was talking about this Monday. Everybody talked about the Cowboys were going to lose both of their coordinators, right? Because they were hot commodities out in the market. And then when the Cowboys, when they all came back, everybody started saying, "Oh, this is a good thing that they got them both back." Because you know what they say, it's insanity to do the same thing and expect a different result. Are you joking? Are you joking? Only with the Dallas Cowboys can you get both coordinators back. And they turn that into a bad story.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Wait, at one point, they had number one offense. They finished the season with the number 2 offense in total offense, number 1 in scoring offense. They were the number 1 turnover defense. These coordinators produced those things. Now, yes, they lost in the playoffs after winning 12 games. This is not, you bring those guys back, and you move forward, you try to add a few pieces here and there, and you try to get over the hump next year. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. Only the people try to make it a bad thing. It's what I call the people with the SA syndrome. It's a Stephen A. Smith syndrome. I call it the SA syndrome. No matter what, the Cowboys in their mind, the Cowboys are always bad players. That's just that SA syndrome.
Hey, that SA syndrome, though, in Texas, when he came out with that cowboy hat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
come on.
That junk go crazy.
Oh, what an amazing moment there. But whenever you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys and people turning it into a negative, they always talk about everything the Dallas Cowboys do. So, like, whenever, Quinn saves his career down there and turns everything around, he's backwards hat guy, and he's got that defense from 32 to 18, right? They weren't even like top 10. 32 to 18, they're like, get this guy in the Hall of Fame, basically, because it is the Dallas Cowboys. And then Kellen Moore, what do you think needs to happen about the situational shit, though? Hey, there's a lot of decisions that are being made in very crucial points. How do you get better at that? You think that's McCarthy? You think it's Kellen? Do you think it's Dak? How do you get better at that?
Man, I don't know how, but they must get better. And I can't take it. And Mike McCarthy, man, he tries to come and sells this stuff to us. Well, we got down in there, and when we got down up in the ozone, what the hell is an ozone? Man, what are you talking about? Man, just call the time out. Get one throw to the end zone, and then we don't get it, we kick the field goal. Don't come out here and try to skedazzle us with some new word that we never heard on a football field like an ozone. That's the kind of stuff that they got to get past. But I believe the Cowboys have enough talent that if you're putting up points on offense like they did early on in the season last year, and they continue to do that, then we can mitigate some of these issues right here. No doubt they have to get better at them. But right now, if you can put up on the points, you can mitigate it. And stop telling me, this is another problem with the NFL. Everybody always wants to say, well, let's get rid of them and get somebody else. Get who? Get what? The top 33 hardest jobs in this world are, number 1, I'm going to give it to POTUS. But 2 to 33 are NFL head coaches. Who the hell you going to get? Get who? You see what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, I believe there's probably some surgeons and brain surgeons and heart surgeons.
Yeah. Right after 33.
Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Michael, I hate to bring it up, but obviously the notorious QB draw to end the season happened. What did you do when you saw that? Did you destroy everything in the living room or wherever you watch it? And will that ever happen again, or is that just the worst play in the history of the NFL?
What do you mean, a QB draw?
Yeah, against the Niners.
When he ran into the ref, when he deboed Dak there a little bit, that entire moment.
Wait. Yeah. You saying, the last play for the Dallas Cowboys, it wasn't a bad play. It was just executed poorly.
Of course.
It wasn't a bad. It was executed poorly. So it wasn't a bad thought, I should say.
Yeah.
Just executed poorly. You see, because if they could have gotten, he's right. And that's another thing that he tricked us with, right? Talking about, well, we just think it's better to have 2 throws, to get a good throw from the 25-yard line, throw from the 41-yard. Yeah, we do too. Everybody believes that. But what is it going to cost you to get to the 25-yard line? And it cost us those 13 seconds. Don't try to trick us with that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
everybody wants that.
Yeah,
everybody wants it. But what did it cost us to get there? And it cost us the game.
Hey, one throw is better than just
no
zero throws.
Right.
Yeah. This is like, this is like the classic.
Go.
Hey, this is the analytics folks who say like 6 points is more than 3 points. It's like, well, 3 points more than 0 points. I mean, there is. It seems like those stats never really get brought up. Go ahead, Tone.
Michael, Troy brought up after that game that I believe he said if the Niners were playing that defense against us, Double Eights would have had 200 yards at half. How come? Like the teams, the offenses these days don't go, oh, our guy's better than this guy, and they just don't throw in the ball, and they all have to stay inside of their offense, or what do you think it is?
Boy, let me tell you something, dog. Really, you're rubbing on a scab. You know how much it hurts. You said, but you're saying something to be truthful here, because the reality is, and Troy's right. And I'm going to bring this back up according to this game that we got coming up right now about that one-on-one. And that offense, when you saw one-on-one, when Troy came up as one-on-one, we could put down the book. We ain't got to read nothing else. There's no more progress. We're throwing the ball over here. And they did not do that. Now, Cincinnati does that all the time with Jamar Chase. That's why you see Joe Burrow comes up, and that's what's going to make this game so great. Because now when he comes up and he sees Jamar Chase one-on-one out there, it's like, stop reading. That's where I'm going with the ball. But this time, Jamar Chase is going to have Jalen Ramsey on him.
Oh, okay.
So, boy, we going to get some chicken-licking, finger-good stuff out here in that battle. That's going to be a great battle over there. And I want to see if he throws that ball out there. Noah Turner used to always tell me, I can't let a guy take you out of our offense because it messes with the minds of everybody on our offense. So I got to get some recept passes to you early and often so our guys feel like we can dominate this game. That's the important thing. And let me tell you this, why guys don't go one-on-one anymore. Because all of the genius is in the head coach on the sideline. They don't want to just say, my man be his. They want to show that they are the offensive genius. They want scheme to be scheme instead of a man beating a man. It's their scheme that beat his scheme so they can get a lot of money when they go argue for their money too.
It is very interesting, and I don't know if they're taking any voluntary pay cuts or anything like that and what they're all offering up, especially, in the coaching world, but it is always a massive compliment to the offense coordinator, like, oh, that guy was drawn wide open on the play. Like, oh, he was drawn wide open, or that decision was made. You're right, that is kind of put over, and that's how people are being hired now too, is because they are offensive geniuses and they're able to do that. But it feels like Zach Taylor was hired because Sean McVay was hired, right? And this guy stunk. Then he gets Joey Burrow, gets the entire new culture. Am I wrong in thinking this? We were talking about this before. It feels like Joey Burrow's an old school guy. And what you just said there about, hey, like if Jamar's one-on-one, in college we did this, in the NFL we're going to do this, we're going to go there. But everything about him feels like an old school dude. Is he not the perfect guy for Cincinnati, Mike?
Perfect dude, Pat. Perfect. Because it takes, let me tell you what I call it. It takes a dude like Joe Burrow to pull Cincinnati up. You need somebody with some stank in his tank. And that's what this dude had. He has some stank in his tank. To pull them out of that stank they've been in forever. That's what it takes. You got stank in the tank to pull you out of that stank. And that's what he's been doing. It's been insane to watch it, man. To watch him fire up a cigar after the game, walk in with his shades. Y'all know he's dressing all cool, got on his brother-like swag. He got on brother-like swag, walking around there doing all these I mean, and for Cincinnati, he had that whole city believing. And think about how long they messed with the Cowboys, said we hadn't won one in 25 years. Okay, but Cincy ain't never won.
That might change. I'm excited to see how they dabble and all of that. But Joey Burrow feels like the perfect guy for Cincinnati. And he's an Ohio guy, so we all know what that means. An Ohio guy, we know exactly what that means about Joey Burrow. Probably going to talk some shit. Probably not scared to fight a little bit. And he will go off the reservation every once in a while if he really wants to, if he believes he can do that. And I think all those things have been perfect for the Bengals. Go ahead, Ty.
Michael, are you at all surprised at the immediate success that Odell Beckham's had in L.A., or is it a situation where he kind of just always getting a bad rap or where he was at, and when he's finally in a good situation with a guy who can get him the ball, everyone who knows anything kind of knew that he was going to shine?
No, but let me tell you why he trying. Odell feels off the vibe around him. He's one of them, what we call them megaverse dudes. They feel the vibe. You can't feel nothing in Cleveland, man. Let's stop playing. Cleveland, man. It was Cleveland. New York and L.A.? Oh, that thing got serious. You know what I mean? This is what Odell, he belongs on this kind of market, in this kind of market. I always tell people, you send him off to purgatory, and now he has to wake up every day and look at hell and say, I'm going to go give my all. That's a hard thing to do. Hope.
Just call Cleveland hell.
Yeah.
You just call Cleveland hell.
Hope will always dictate effort. If you give a man little hope, he's going to give you little effort. If you give a man a great deal of hope, he'll give you a great deal of effort. In Cleveland, the hope was down. But now, in Hollywood, his hope, his dreams, everything wide open. And you're seeing the same Odell you saw in New York, one of the greatest young talents back then, and now a great mature talent.
Hey, you're one of the greatest talents in the history of television. I want to let you know that. I obviously admire your work greatly. I watch on NFL Network whenever you're on there Thursday, Sunday mornings for 8.5 hours. Trav, you're a grinder and you're fucking electric. We appreciate you so much for joining us. This was amazing.
Hey, it's something I always say, man. I always say, listen, I'm bullshitting, but I'm not lying. and listen, when I'm telling you, it's a pleasure to be on your show, man, and chop it up with you. I'm bullshit, but I am not lying. It really is.
All right, good.
I appreciate it, buddy.
Hey, I appreciate that. That might be a new tagline for my life as well. You ladies and gentlemen of the NFL Network and obviously NFL icon, Michael Irvin. Thank you.
Yeah, Michael!
Thank you, man. I think he was supposed to be off like 10 minutes ago. That's what they were saying in my ear.
What an electric face.
Yeah, he's awesome. He just went into a full promo about hope.
Yeah.
He just went into a full promo
That
about
makes
hope.
sense, though, doesn't it?
Yes.
I've heard it put like that, but that makes a lot of sense.
And just real quick, Ohio took a lot of ricochet shots there.
A lot of positives, too, though.
Called Cleveland hell, actually.
Right.
For a guy like Odell. He wasn't saying as a whole. He was talking about for a guy like Odell who lives off of vibes. But I love Michael Irvin, man.
Yeah.
I still haven't figured out what I'm supposed to do back here.
Stand. Can you raise that? The chair looks low.
Chair didn't go any higher. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to have to get one of those Siciliano things.
Oh, yeah.
Where I kind of put in a little booster.
Where is
a little
he?
boost.
I can't see him.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No.
You can't see him.
He's probably over at SoFi. I don't think he's venturing
breaking
down
news
here.
over there.
Yeah.
I think Rapport's going to make his way over here at some point. Hopefully get a chance to chat with him.
He's going to come do that?
Really? Down with the surf.
Mix it up with the peasants.
The Poppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're down here. But,
What?
What's that?
What are you talking about? Didn't you say Rapport was out here boozing?
Well, yeah.
Well, as soon as he got to town, he took a cha-cha-cha and took a blue margarita to the head, and then he had a burrito or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's boozing right now, actually.
He's probably drunk right now. He's in that green screen room just trying to break some news, but there's no news really to break this week. And normally Super Bowl week I forgot about this. We ain't got shit to talk about, man.
Especially now that all the coaches are hired.
All the coaches have been hired. Lovie Smith, now the new head coach of the Houston Texans. Signed, beard delivered, he's theirs. That's actually the quote, and I believe that means he's not shaving his beard.
Yes.
Okay.
So that means bearded Lovie Smith is now the head coach of the Houston Texans, and we are all very pumped for that. Look for some beard company to probably dabble into the Lovie Smith market.
Oh, yeah.
And although the Houston Texans appear from the outside to be a dumpster fire, they were still able to win games last year. Dougie Davis-Mills appears to be maybe a guy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what Tyrod Taylor's situation is, if he's still going to be down there or not, but Pep Hamilton's going to stick around to be the offensive coordinator. We know Nick Caserio, the GM out of New England, is going to be on the headsets making calls in practice. What if they win? AFC South.
Kind of wide open.
And think of the expectations. I always talk about expectations. What are people expecting the Texans to win? No. So if they go out there and get out to a fast start, they can make some noise.
I've seen some coaches. I've talked to some coaches that I would never want to play for after talking to them.
Okay. Can you name names?
No.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll just check.
I actually thought about it. Maybe this person does deserve to be outed because I'm not really friendly with the person. I just so happened to be at a bar with them. They thought they were funny when they were talking. I immediately went, oh, this person stinks in his waste of laundry detergent. This person said, when you're looking for a head coaching job, you want to go to a place that, there's no expectations, not a lot of success, because when you inevitably win 6, 7, 8 games, you at least get to stick around for 3 years or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, you're a human that I would never want on my beer pong team. I would never want cornhole. I would never want anything to do with when it comes to a competitive nature. I can't believe you're even in conversations for an NFL job. But that expectation thing's a real thing for whenever people are looking at jobs.
You can't have somebody that's happy to be average. Absolutely not. Like,
but that's because they keep their job.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here to hold on to my job. No, that you need someone that's going to get in and not be scared to get fired.
Yeah, can't have it in the NFL. I want to let everybody know I did chug my beer and exit conversation. Stage left.
Hell yeah.
All right, get away from me, dude. Hour 2 wrapping up here. Great lens on this guy.
Wow. Hell
yeah. Great lens,
Holy
dude. Appreciate
hell.
that. Hour 2 wrapping up here. Hour 3 will be on the other side. A lot of questions on Twitter. Use the hashtag PMSInLA. Hopefully we'll read what you're talking about here live in the Convention Center Radio Row Super Bowl week. Can't thank you enough for joining us. Shout out to FanDuel, by the way, for the stage.
Hell
See you in
yeah.
6.
Shout out.
I just saw a picture of you getting out of, I think, a 757 that was from Jim Irsay. What was that, and have you ever been in that plane before?
I thought it was like the team plane to fly all of the Indianapolis Colts. Literally, I mean, it's got the logo on it, Pat, and it was awesome. But look, that's just Jim. Pat, I had a wonderful 14 years there. It's obviously the team that I wanted to play for always. I understood the decision he had to make, and no hard feelings, and for him to send his plane to fly me and my son down here, it was a great gesture. A lot of room for me and Marshall. We were throwing the football. So, pretty cool experience. Pretty cool father-son weekend.
By the way, as he's moving from event to event right now, you are the best, dude. Where are you headed right now?
I'm going to the game. I got Lynch. I got Faneca. I got these guys in the background.
Boys, congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations, boys. All right, Peyton. Oh, hey, there he is. Marshall, I hope you enjoyed that plane, pal. Hey, Peyton, last thing here. You talking to Tom Brady, you becoming friends with him. It was interesting to watch. Oh, yeah, take the photo. Take the photo. All right, we will wrap this up.
Well, I'll tell you, Pat, I don't think anybody can do what Tom has done. Look, I know how hard it was for me to get on the same page with my receivers, learn a new system, learn new coaches. But I had a full off season. I was injured. I was rehabbing. The fact that Tom has done this in a COVID pandemic offseason, no time to meet with his receivers. He met with his coaches illegally by breaking into Byron Leftwich's house. So besides that, it's been incredible what he's been able to accomplish, and he deserves all the credit. His leadership is what's put the Bucs in this game today, and I have great respect for him because I know how hard it is, but he deserves all the credit.
Hey, how did you know Red 18 was coming?
Pat, I mean, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you telling that story and just growing the legend. That was about the 18th time I tried it. I was 17 going into that. And, you know, when it doesn't hit, you just keep walking and nobody ever really tells you about it. So when it hit, I was as surprised as you were. And the reaction from some of the good old folks there in the casino that night was pretty special.
Well, I appreciate you doing that. You made me and those folks in the casino a bunch of money. Congrats on the Hall of Fame nod. Thank you for spending time. Enjoy yourself at the game, Peyton.
Pat, thanks, pal. I appreciate you.
The Sheriff, Hall of Famer, Peyton Menace. What's the most beer you did in one night you think of one of those shows?
Well, I'll never forget when we went to Japan one time. Dudley, Stacy Keebler. I mean, there were so many people out there. I think we went through 103 or 108. Now, between just for myself, you know, I'd always make sure to have about a 12 or 18 pack there. And, you know, here's the thing when some people say, oh, shit, man, you got too much of that beer on. You don't even know how to drink beer. It's like, dude, fuck you. You don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to entertain 20,000 people in an arena. If I just go out there and sip it real properly, how fucking exciting is that? So when you're out there on an empty belly and you're shotgunning beers and all that shit's going in, the half that was going in was for me. The half that was going on was for them. Nice. But I'm telling you, Pat, when you shotgun a bunch of beers like that and you're drinking about half of each beer, you got a pretty damn good buzz when you come out. And that's a sacrifice I was willing to make every single night.
I would assume you're pretty fucked up, yeah. When did you start self-cheersing? When did you start self-cheersing? Was that something you did in college? You're like, hey, Steve, good for me, man. Like, when did that start?
No, you know what? I got to give credit to Sandman for starting that, but he was bashing him off his head, and I don't remember, and it wasn't because Sandman was doing it, so I don't want to say I copied him, but he was the first. So, and then my style was, because people always get us confused, they'll say, yeah, man, you used to bang them on your head. No, motherfucker, I was the guy that clacked them together. It was just something we came up with. I don't know how the beers got introduced to the ring, but it became a thing, and we ran with it.
Hello, my name is Evan Fox, and I am a Lions fan.
Foxy loses.
Biggest joke of a franchise ever, dude. Your team blows.
Lions fucking stink.
Oh, shut up, Fox.
Lions fucking stink.
The Lions fucking stink, Foxy. Get out of town.
Get out of here with that Lions bullshit, Foxy.
Lions fucking stink, bro.
Foxy, dude. Download FanDuel Sportsbook. The Lions are 11-6 against the spread.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to that show. It is a glorious Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. We are live on the FanDuel Sportsbook stage here in LA. Obviously, the Super Bowl is just days away, and as the media files into this radio row, we continue. That was a hard out there.
It
was really hard out there.
Bro.
Only we can hear that allegedly, not everybody else. The inside audio is different than the outside audio. Whatever the case, we are very lucky to be here, counting down the hours until the biggest game of the year. The longest NFL season, 17 games, all the way into Super Wild Card Weekend, the divisional round, the championship game, and then obviously the drunk fest known as the Pro Bowl last weekend. We are finally at the top of the mountain. Who will be the king of the NFL? Will it be Matthew Stafford in a superstar lineup representing this Crypto.com city we are currently in right now? Or will it be Joey Burrow in the jungle Bengals den of Houday, who had no idea or expectations after winning 4 games they could go to the Super Bowl, but this young crew has no clue what they're doing. They have no idea that what they are accomplishing is not supposed to happen for the stupid Cincinnati Bengals, who don't even have an indoor practice facility. The AFC champions are currently waiting for the lacrosse team to get done with practice at the University of Cincinnati Bearcats indoor facility so they can go work on and install their third down package.
Jesus.
What will it be? We will find out. We'll be here every step of the way, live from Radio Row in the Los Angeles Convention Center, brought to you by Crypto.com.
Thank you, Crypto.
All the boys are here at official AJ Hawk on all of the Twitters and Instagrams because there was a fake AJ Hawk and we had to get the official one. AJ, what is it like to be live and in person at the Super Bowl here in Los Angeles?
I mean, it's pretty amazing. Obviously, being on this set, Michael Irvin, I mean, absolute monster. That was awesome. Everything he says is the best. Like, that's how have we ever seen Michael down? Like, has he ever had a down day?
Never seen him off.
Never, ever. Like, similar to you, like that. Like, you are obviously always on fire, always have a ton of energy. I think Michael, if you put you and Michael in a room together for an hour,
Well, so when
What's
I
gonna
saw
happen?
he was doing the week with Stephen A, and I was like, all right, I'm very excited about that. But does that open up any avenues for Michael Irvin to do other things? Because I believe he would be a hell of a contributor on a weekly basis. But the guy only gets 12 to 18 hours at home a week.
Yeah.
He's been living like a rock star for the last 25 weeks or whatever. I'm sure he's excited to take a nap. Didn't lose any ounce of juice at all. We are very grateful for him. At Tone Diggs, there's some big news coming out of Pittsburgh that should maybe affect your mental state and what the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers program is going to look like.
Yeah, they are interviewing Louis Riddick.
Monday Night Football commentator Louis Riddick is now getting an interview to be the next general manager of the Pittsburgh Steelers after Kevin Colbert, who has been the GM for 1,000 years, will step down after the next draft. Congrats to former player Louis Riddick.
It would be absolutely shocking if they went this way. They already have two guys in the organization, in Brandon Hunt, who's on the player personnel side, and Omar Khan, who does the contracts, who've already got interviews at other places, so they are considered to be GM quality, and it seems like they're probably going to end up being one of the GMs of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they rarely go out of the outside of the organization.
No, he went to Pitt. You went to university. He actually trained in that building.
And I love him. He's great. I love his analysis and everything, but he hasn't been in the league since 2013. I just don't see the Steelers.
Sound like a hater a little bit. Obviously, sound like a hater. I mean,
no. I just like the guys that they got inside the organization, been grooming under Colbert, who has been a great GM for 20 fucking years. Maybe we just
might need to shake
route.
it up a little bit, though, Diggs.
Yeah, you guys haven't won a playoff game forever.
Watch it.
Get a different perspective on that.
Just saying, maybe you need to dabble with some new waters to get that river flowing back into a championship quality squad.
Yeah.
Kevin Colbert, though, is being tasked by himself with finding the next quarterback. I guess we have a question from Twitter. Zito can pull up here. Hashtag PMS in LA. This is from Sam Squatch at JS Rubaker. This is a big son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Sam is a big dude.
Yeah.
This guy houses food. I'm talking meat. I'm talking sandwiches.
What?
I'm talking pizza.
What?
I'm talking everything. He's what?
What?
He's holding a fish. This guy's going in and fishing for his food as well. This guy might be with Liver King right now.
Hell yeah.
my God, Liver Queen.
Hashtag PMS in Liver Kids.
Yep.
Hashtag PMS in LA. Who's going to be the Steelers' next QB? Russ, Aaron, or Murray? I don't know who that Murray is.
Kyler.
Oh, because he took off all the Cardinal stuff off his Instagram? Okay, so Kyler Murray has now been thrown into the mix of a potential quarterback on the move in this draft drought quarterback era that we are currently sitting in with a lot of teams needing a quarterback. Who do you think is going to be the next quarterback over there? They said they want somebody that can move. They said they want a vet, right? Didn't they kind of at one point allude to a vet?
Tomlin seems like Tomlin wants a vet.
What do you think, AJ? Is that where Aaron Rodgers is going, dude? Is that he was at your house sitting with some random woman at a fifth grade basketball game, listening to a coach call a play called football in 5 Columbus, Ohio. Little girls in fifth grade started spearing the other team, and there was conversations about maybe that team being too physical. That team was coached by you. Aaron was at your house. Is he going to Pittsburgh to be a Pittsburgh Steeler?
I mean, don't you think Pittsburgh would love to have Aaron?
Oh, there was an entire campaign happening throughout the entire season.
They are in the AFC. I do not. If he ever did leave Green Bay, which I don't think he will.
So we can go on the ticker.
There we go.
We can go.
Do we have a ticker out here?
It's right there.
I hope so.
That's right.
Yeah, we do have a ticker.
Dude, we have a ticker.
Yeah, we got a ticker. Great, sure. Put on the ticker. He could go to Pittsburgh or he could not. We don't know.
No, on the ticker. You think he's going to Packers still?
Yeah, I've said that.
But you just spent like 4 days.
I've been strong on
with
that the whole time. Like I think the Packers give him the best chance to win another Super Bowl, so I think he would stay there. I would want him to stay there. Obviously, I'm very biased too.
Russell Wilson and Sierra saying yes to the Three River City. You think they fly in on that private plane, land at the same airport that we land at? Yeah. It is always gloom, doom, rain, and wind. It's always icy. Very nice people, obviously, upon landing. The Yinzers are fantastic, but you think Sierra and Russell Wilson get off their private plane at that same airport we get at, and Sierra doesn't go down the steps, hit that shit back up right out of there? You don't think that's going to potentially happen? I don't think Russell Wilson's going anywhere other than big city, nice city, I think. Now, obviously, if the team's great, that is as well. Pittsburgh, though, you get Russell Wilson in there, you get one of these great quarterbacks. Unlike Ryan Clark, who I have a lot of respect for. Man. Ryan Clark hates Russell Wilson as a football player. I don't know about as a person, but as a football player, he said, we're talking about this guy like he's one of the greats. He's not one of the greats. This is not what I said. This is what Ryan Clark said, and he tripled down on it. He was trending for, I think, 24 hours after saying this. because I think a lot of people disagreed with him. But if he was going to the Steelers, you guys would be the biggest Russell Wilson fans of all time, right? You guys are pretty much welcome to anybody that can play quarterback at this point.
Pretty much anybody.
Carson Wentz.
Okay.
No, there you go. Let's get you guys Carson Wentz.
Okay.
Nah, he's basically Mason Rudolph, but with a little bit of running.
No, he's Ben Roethlisberger, dude. He's Ben Roethlisberger.
He's a vet that can move, right? So he checks all the boxes that I'm looking
he can't
for.
move, dude. He sprains
He can, though, but when his ankles are healed now, he's good to go.
I'm going to throw out a dark horse out there, and I think it might be just like a 1-year deal type thing.
What's happening?
Maybe Marcus Mariota for like a 1 year,
Yeah.
because I know next year's draft class for quarterbacks is much, much better. So and then if Mariota ends up doing well, but he is mobile, he's a veteran, he could get his second chance. I don't know.
And if we do recall, he got to play one quarter when Derek Carr blew his groin out of his leg.
Looked unbelievable.
And dropped a dime to Darren Waller, ran some
juice.
people over,
Yep.
brought some juice. We thought he was going to be a highly sought-after veteran free agent. Instead, he re-signed with the Raiders, and we're like, what is he doing? Go be a starter somewhere. He wanted to learn one more again around Derek Carr.
That's right. Or what about another mobile guy maybe who was really good for a year or two, and then he stunk, and who knows if it was Mitch Trubisky's out there.
How come nobody's talking about Carson Wentz and the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Well,
Because he's still under contract with the Colts, right?
Yeah, no
yeah,
one
but I'm
wants
sure that conversation could be had.
Nobody
I
wants
don't think
Carson
so.
on their team.
I'd rather have a guy with a second chance than a third chance.
Shades of Big Ben, though.
Shades of Big
mean,
Ben.
if we're
There
talking,
was glimpses of big lumbering white, extending plays.
What's he look like when he lumbers around?
He had both his ankles playing the one
that's right. That's right.
I mean, he legitimately was running like this at one point, and then he was throwing with. He looked like those mogul skiers.
Yeah.
His ankles were just like next to each other, and since the Colts have that all-white Spanx costume down below, it literally looked like an entire thing. And then he was falling, and he threw 7 picks that were dropped early.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Almost set a record. There was one half where I watched Carson, and Carson's a fine gentleman, by the way.
That's right.
Being a fan, I don't know how his parents survived watching him play football all these years.
Oh, my God.
I have no idea how they survived, honestly. Carson is a cardiac arrest on the field as a fan.
Yeah.
Every play could be a touchdown. Every play could be catastrophe, game over.
Yeah.
There's a chance in the fourth quarter of a game against a division rival that you need to win. Backed up. He is going to actually be in the middle of getting sacked by 7 people, still try to make a play, toss ball to left hand. He's right-handed quarterback, by the way. And this is after he sprains both of his ankles. And he will try to shot put that thing, and it'll end up in a linebacker's hands, and it'll be the shortest pick 6 in the history of football.
That's right.
It was the guy caught the interception in the end zone. Okay, so
I recall. I remember the play.
Unbelievable.
it was a handoff almost. But he had a 0-yard pick 6. This guy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's a record. It's in the history of the thing. But then next drive, he puts ball on ground while falling.
Yeah.
Okay, stands up, throws it into quadruple coverage. We get a catch first down. How you doing? Let's move the change.
See.
Very similar to how Ben Roethlisberger was back in the day. Although Ben Roethlisberger didn't have as much risk. You know, as it appears Carson is okay to dabble with, both with his body and the football, the program. They do have similar qualities. Maybe let's get Carl Wentz. Yeah. How many ones do you guys have this year?
How many what?
How many number 1 overall picks?
1.
Come on, bring that on over. You guys get Carl.
How about
Yeah, no one wants
the only
Carl.
way I feel like that would be a legitimate trade is if it was Mason and Dewey for Carson.
Deal. We're cutting both of them. What do we need?
Free money.
Either way, no matter what.
I'll do that deal.
And you take
Sign me up.
You take his entire contract.
Hey, Glenn Humplick, you're telling me you want Carson Wentz on the Pittsburgh Steelers? You watched him all year.
I've also watched a lot of Mason Rudolph.
That guy's
Hey, they're stuck. Like,
is he here? He's a big Hollywood guy, and he's
yeah.
I don't know.
He's probably out here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mason Rudolph.
Is he really?
He's the guy that got the helmet hit off his head.
Yes, I know who he is.
He's a quarterback.
He's a
He's
big
a
Hollywood
quarterback.
guy. I don't know. He's a Hollywood guy.
Yeah, I think he's good. I seen him in
Crushed.
TMZ.
But for real though, if the Colts don't want
Probably
Carson
a
Wentz,
good guy.
though, if they don't want Carson Wentz, they're in a tough spot. What do you do? How much is he owed this year?
15.
15
Oh,
dead
that's not
cat.
bad.
No,
It's not
15
bad.
dead.
Dead. Okay.
27 or something like that. If it's
Right.
signed,
But
25.
what do you think? What do you think they
Well, I
feel
think
like with Carson?
Jim Irsay's cutting promos in front of Boeing 737s
Yeah,
with the big Colts horseshoe one behind him, and he's saying, "We'll get better, brother. You know, we're going to get better." And then Chris Ballard's like, "At the time, bringing in Carson was the right decision." And then Frank said, "You know, we're going to have to reevaluate everything." This is a vastly different conversation piece, and I think it all revolves around a guy that flies team planes by himself, and that's Jim Irsay. Honestly,
He's like Mariota, like a kind of guy you could bring in and say, okay, maybe this guy will come in, push Carson, give us some juice if he does go in. Maybe he comes in and revitalizes his career. I don't know.
It seems like they're stuck with Carl, unfortunately, but Pittsburgh, everything you said about it, we know who's the quarterback there, and it's Paisan Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay.
You know that's who's coming.
nice.
Jimmy G would be perfect in Indianapolis, actually.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
What?
you guys got your guy for at least one more year.
What are you talking about?
You got the opt-out after next season. That's what they'll do.
Oh, the salary cap's $205 million. We got like $40 million up, and we ain't worried about 15. You think Jim Irsay, who just bought some drum set for $75 million, is worried about a $15 million dead cap? Of course, he ain't.
Yeah, he's not at all. And I think to your point, like he looks at this team and realizes, like, hey, with the quarterbacks in the AFC right now, like, we're not going to a Super Bowl with Carson Wentz. We're just not. So if I can get one of these guys who is one of those guys who can take us to a Super Bowl, we're ready to go everywhere else.
How many of those guys are out there, though?
There's four of them
3 or 4,
available right
yeah.
now, especially if Kyler Murray's out here sending DMs to teams.
Did anything more come from that, from Kyler?
No,
he unfollowed everything with the Cardinals.
Go ahead.
And he reposted. The only thing he's done is he reposted Mike Evans' touchdown. Tampa Bay Buccaneer also
they
may
need a quarterback.
Florida Kyler.
That's right.
Are we going backwards hat Kyler?
Yeah.
Florida Kyler.
What about Ian? Does Rappaport or anyone have any kind of inside info
Oh,
on what's going
Rapport's
on?
all boozed up.
That's right.
He's been
Rapport,
drunk.
hey,
Once he sobers
this
up,
camera?
we need him.
is this camera? Where's this camera? This
You're right
camera?
there. You're right there.
Yeah, there it is.
There it
Hey,
is.
Rapport, why don't you get sober for 4 or 5 minutes and find out some goddamn news?
Yeah, please.
Back to the program.
That's weird, though. I know it's stupid that it's a story if someone unfollows their team and all this stuff.
Well, it happened with
but
Julio
is,
Jones,
though.
and it was true.
But it is a thing. It's a real thing in 2022.
Well, yeah, it was not
what's the
just in
problem?
2022, it's ever. So let's say back in the day before there was social media,
Okay.
and you block somebody's email or publicly stated that you didn't like people, like that would be a statement as well.
Yeah.
Whenever you delete somebody off your social media, that is a public statement of how you feel. So I understand people are like, oh, this is so
You could be trolling,
2022.
though, too. You could also be trolling people.
Bingo, could be, but then you come out on the other side of it. But people saying like this is so 2022, like I feel like something like this has been happening for a long time. This is just the modern way of doing it.
Yeah.
And Kyler, he gave us a great interview.
Yeah.
I don't know how he is and everything. I don't know if he's like as outspoken as people say. This is certainly, wave shocking. Now, is it because the potential news we heard behind the scenes over there at Arizona with what was going on with the fuckery business-wise? Like, is it potentially the coaches saying like, hey, this place is...
Well, and
how can you trust anything going on?
Oh, you mean because the coaches haven't been paid their bonuses? Is that what you're saying?
Bingo. When are they supposed to get paid? We don't know. Is that a story? We don't know, but we have heard it from numerous people that there is a story potentially brewing between the coaches and playoff bonuses, maybe not receiving it from the owner. That's a big deal.
For sure. And Rap Sheet just told us earlier this week, like, hey, Cliff and Kyler are very close. So it is possible that maybe he's like, hey, can you know the fucking bullshit they're pulling behind the scenes here? Can you believe this shit? And Kyler's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll go play baseball.
You think
I'll play for the A's.
You think they're? Oh, you think maybe baseball? That's what you're hoping for the sport that doesn't even have a
maybe.
league right now. Doesn't even have a league. You guys don't even have a league. He's going to FaZe Claim.
FaZe Claim.
They're actually competing. The MLB ain't even competing. Don't even worry about that. But you think Kyler walked his way into that drug lord house that Cliff lives in, and Cliff came walking in with his tiny little legs, in front of that entire backdrop, and he was like, "Listen to this shit." And he told him the entire story. And they lit that little fireplace that he had in the inside. He went out to the pool, and he said, "Fuck this place." And Kyler said, "You're right. I'm going to go delete every Instagram post." Is that what you guys think
I
maybe
think it's
happened?
certainly possible.
Or maybe Kyler said, you know what, just to fuck with him a little bit, I'll delete every.
Make him sweat a little
I'll
bit.
put a little. You guys, they're saying you have no leverage because like you're lucky to be a head coach, and the way the season started with how it ended. Like you guys, here's a little leverage. I'm not playing. How about that? I'll delete every fucking one of them.
Boom.
Let me know, Cliff, if they ever call you back and give you your goddamn bonus. That would be so gangster. That'd be like the most like NFL quarterback thing an NFL quarterback could ever do. Taking up for your team, your coaches, and everything
I
like
mean,
that.
it would bring you and your close, you and your coach, I guess, much closer, even though they already are pretty tight.
And next thing
Well, we don't know, right? Are they tight still?
Yeah, I'm not
we don't know anything, really.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, hey, that's most of our job.
Everybody. That's what everybody's doing.
No one
That's
has
what everybody's
that
doing.
Yeah, we don't know shit about fuck.
Rap Sheet's been boozed up for 3 weeks. Of course we don't know anything. But
Yeah, he's the one who's supposed to get us this information. These
Right.
insiders play a vital role, and I know
Yeah.
that they're always on their
Well-
phones. Their family lives are probably terrible. They get probably very anxious. They get things wrong. They get death threats. They break bad news for teams that is just news they're being told. Those teams' fan bases hate them. We get it that the insider gig is not an easy one, okay? But there's only like 6 of you.
Got to do it.
And by the way, Ari Mirov, My Sports Update, just met him. He's trying to dabble in those waters too. He was a real estate guy.
Really?
He was just doing it as a hobby, and then he started getting good at it. He's like, now he does it full time. I'm like, hey, Ari, we need you to keep climbing these ranks because there's stories that we don't know about that should have answers at some point.
He's here working. He's not out at La Cha Cha boozed up.
Well, Ian, I think I think he's expected to be on TV like every other 20 minutes for the next 10 days.
Yeah. We can't even trust what he says from the Cardinals because we know who he is speaking.
Hey, you got to put the microphone in front of your mouth.
See, I don't know because, sorry. But we know Rap Sheet is speaking for the Cardinals owner. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we do know that he is potentially speaking on that side of that thing. But for all these stories, Seattle, Ian gets it on the shins for the Seattle stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm in the mentions for that. It gets ugly.
Really?
AJ. Yeah.
What did he do to upset them?
What does this guy know? So whenever Ian said that Russell was, he was okay with looking around, maybe seeing what's available out there, the Seattle Seahawks go, this rat, Ian Rappaport, they start coming over. He knows nobody. And then whenever he started chatting about that meeting with the new owner and her making decisions in there and everything like that, and he said, well, I didn't have somebody in the room, but what I heard from it, and then all the Seattle Seahawks fans was like, this bastard, he's not even in the room, now he's reporting stuff. So I think the insider game comes with a lot of conflict potentially because you're bearing the bad news. But if Russell Wilson's on the move, there was a lot of to do last offseason. Chicago Bears actually flew to South Dakota or North Dakota to make an actual offer to get Russell Wilson out of there. Pete Carroll and Schneider turned that down. If he moves, Aaron moves, Deshaun moves, Kyler moves. This comes after Tom Brady just took his ass down there. Matthew Stafford went to L.A. and had success. Tom Brady goes to Tampa, Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford says, get me out of here for the first time in 12 years. Goes to L.A., Super Bowl. You don't think these other quarterbacks are seeing this? You are out of your goddamn mind if we're going to act like they're oblivious to that.
No, they absolutely see it, but what are their options? How much power do they have? What can they force, and where do they want to go?
And
that's
be who you can afford to be, I guess, right?
That's another thing. Which all these big-time guys, they can do whatever they want, really. But, man, I just don't know. I don't know if we're going to see as much, shake-up as we think.
Well, that's, by the way, that's every trade deadline. That's
But, I mean, one or two of these guys move. It's a big deal, though.
Trade deadline stinks.
We waited there.
Hey, we waited till 4.
Yes.
We stayed live for an hour doing nothing. Dead air, sleeping. Oh, there's big moves coming out of. Wow, this team needs to build their roster to make a playoff run. Not shit.
The one day we did a tornado drill for a half hour.
That's right.
Yeah.
The fire alarm.
Almost died.
Yeah.
We went underneath our desks,
Yeah, you wouldn't know anything about it because you're up there in your attic trying to burn that thing down.
Well, attic's not real safe for tornadoes.
Well, you might have been on vacation, actually.
Yeah, that was whenever you were doing that whole vacation every other day thing.
Yeah.
You remember that? You missed 14 of the first 12 days of our show?
Yeah, that was nuts. During the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
Do you have any official rules? That's what he's about to say.
No
Do you have the official rules?
No, believe me, I know. Trust me, I wish you knew how upset I do get when I feel we have stuff scheduled that we commit to. Trust me, it gives me. I get upset, but I don't. Yeah, I don't have control of a lot of different situations.
AJ, you have 3 to 4 meetings planned this week.
I don't know. But, yeah, me and Connor are actually going to rent some of bike scooter things. We're going to roll. We might go to the Hollywood sign, man. It'll be fun.
Yeah, you're going to be the only people on the streets, I think.
Wish you could come with us.
There's nobody on the streets.
No. Yeah, no.
This is wild.
Well, we can really open it up.
There's nobody in cars on the streets. There are other people, around L.A. who might just be kind of hanging out.
No, the street sweepers are going to get rid of them before the game, for sure.
Maybe.
For sure.
What are you guys talking about?
The bums.
Yeah. The villages.
They tried to get him the hell out of here, and they're starting to kind of come back, and it's just a matter of time until they say, I thought I said I wanted these fuckers out of here.
I want to let everybody know that this is not what this conversation should revolve around, but we really don't have much else to talk about. And we're an observational show.
Yeah.
That's right.
Observe and report.
That's right.
It is hard not to be like that. I just want to let you know with how my brain works. Basically, everything is research for the show.
Yes.
Everything is research for it. Whatever happened. Ursula at National, here, a local car runner, she had no idea she was research for the show. She's the one that said, nah, they don't need 4 cars. That has to be a glitch. I'll give those things away. So when they arrive, they're fucked. All 12 of them have no cars at all. Ursula obviously made that decision. And then she talked to me like I was the asshole when I was stranded at an airport last night with all the boys with a lot of bags and everything. Research for the show.
Sure.
Everything is research for the show, basically. So whenever we're talking about stuff and we're seeing people pick up their homes and move them back into bridges that were cleared out last night or 2 nights ago, we can't help but report that it seems like they are trying to move back in a little bit closer, and we did kick them out of the bridges. And by we, not us. I'm talking about the entire situation happening. There's a lot of people moving back in. I'm excited to see the kind of ebbs and flows of the community underneath said bridge outside this place.
Me too, and it's terrible, but I kind of get it, because last night we were coming back from the gas station getting some snackies. I saw a homeless guy eating poop out of a garbage can outside at midnight. I was like, well, no wonder they don't want this going on downtown.
That was messed up, dude.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Hey, I want to let you know
couldn't
saw
believe
some
my eyes.
zombies last night barefoot.
Oh my God!
Some sweet dance moves.
It was absurd.
I don't think those are dance moves. I think that was just natural convulsions.
I appreciate their passion.
Hey, I'm worried about all of them. Can we not save all of them? Can we not save all of them?
We are going to donate all the mattresses that we bought yesterday to the community down the street from us.
It's very nice.
Was it their own turds, Ty, or somebody else's?
I don't know. He's fishing them out of a dumpster, so I mean, I guess he could have done it earlier.
Is this real or are they messing with me? I didn't see
I
this.
wasn't there either. We just saw the people
No,
dancing.
This is very real. And Pat mentioned L.A. is kind of its own state, but what he didn't mention is the shanty villages inside of that state that kind of make
city
their
states.
own community, and unfortunately they do eat poop and trade paper clips as
Yeah, but
kinda
they're
currency.
tough. They just survived an entire pandemic.
Gritty bunch of
They
people.
did.
I mean,
Don't
we
get me
should
wrong.
we will give food to, but then we're told not to do that because, I mean, it's just an entire
Yeah,
scene.
because these things talk to each other. So if there is a chance that, you know,
You can't say that. You can't say
What?
that.
Jesus.
Let's move along.
Ooh.
That's a terror. I mean,
What,
he's
the
a terrorist.
villages?
I'm toxic, huh?
Yeah, he's a terrorist. Literally.
What?
That's absolutely disgusting. Yeah. You should take that back. Say, hey, I take back what I just said.
I take back what I said, but the communities talk to each other.
Yeah,
That was what I was talking about.
There's an estimated $7.61 billion that'll be wagered on this Super Bowl. Super Bowl 56, Cincinnati Bengals playing against the Los Angeles Rams. Rams higher seeds, so they're home, I assume, anyways, right?
No, the Bengals are the home team.
How'd that get decided?
I don't know if it's rotating now, but the AFC was the home team this year. And I
Yeah,
can't
it might be
remember what.
rotating or something.
Oh, it's because the AFC won the Pro Bowl.
There it is.
I don't think that's it. But yeah.
No, that's
No,
why.
they
No.
changed that
Yeah.
for this year, I think.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, but could you imagine if that's what the home field advantage was, or home designation was decided upon? It was that Pro Bowl game that just.
Baseball did that for
they
like
did for
5
a
years.
Yeah, but that's in the middle of the season when everybody still has a chance to
Baseball
make it.
stopped that though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of people talking about the Pro Bowl, fixing the Pro Bowl, and they're talking about how, I'll make it a designation for the AFC or NFC, whoever gets the home designation or whatever. It's like, well, nobody playing in the Pro Bowl cares about Super Bowl, and I don't, because they're not in the Super Bowl. That's why they're playing in the Pro Bowl.
Who cares if you're home or away in the Super Bowl? Though?
Nobody really. It's just depending upon your scoreboard setting and also uniform. I assume uniform
Just what color you
selection.
wear.
It is.
Yeah, uniform selection you probably get to do. So there is a little bit of an advantage, and Bengals will be wearing that black. They said they're going to be looking clean in 8K in SoFi. Man, I was going to get to something. It was really
Betting.
good.
I get 7.6 coming.
No, what were we there before there? Where was that right before there?
Ty was talking
That
about
was-
guys
Home and away team.
No, yeah, the Pro Bowl deciding the
Boom, yeah. People were saying that the two worst teams
Oh, yeah.
should play against each other to see who wins the number one overall pick. Do you know 45 people from those teams that are in the potential conversation for first pick or second draft? Probably off that team. Probably gone from that team forever. So, I mean, it's going to be a little bit difficult for those people to care. I don't think there's any way of fixing the Pro Bowl other than just making a skills challenge forever.
Yep. Yeah, it's got to be skills challenge. Get back to the 225 bench reps. All
Yes.
day. I know guys are worried about tearing pecs.
Put
and
money
doing
on it,
stuff,
though.
But yeah, I agree 100% because that is very fun to watch. Dip the balls in the chalk, throw it off the moving
Yes.
targets. All of that stuff.
I mean, Russell Wilson's probably going to win that after that 29 points we've seen him at that skills challenge. But if we put that entire quarterback challenge, we have the bench press, the fastest person, and put up $1 million.
Throw it as far as you can.
That was
some guys
sweet.
can throw a ball 100 yards eventually.
Yeah, but we saw the other one that had like Peyton in it.
Yeah.
Brady.
Tom Brady was in it. Brett was
Jeff
in it.
Garcia. All of them
Jake
were in it.
Delhomme.
All the big names, right? Matt Hasselbeck, I think, was in it one
He
time.
was, yep.
I think Matt Hasselbeck.
Carson Palmer.
All the big quarterbacks were actually competing against each other and pissed when they lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to get that back. You know how we get that back? Money. I hate to break it. It's all about that brand. I mean, you saw Justin Jefferson was in here earlier, grittying his ass around this entire place for Old Spice. He literally said after the dodgeball game, we got this trophy and we got this bread. And they literally looked at everybody and they're like, yeah, that's what it's all about. So until there was actual cash prizes up on the line, I think you're going to see minimal effort from everybody. And people are going to say they're rich athletes. They should be... We concur, okay? But Mo money is good money to anybody who has any money. Even if you have no money, Mo money is good money. So that is just something I think should happen, and match it to a donation. There has to be some sponsor that would be willing to put up the millions and millions of dollars cash prizes in maybe donations or whatever. There has to be some company that would do that. I think that's how we fix that thing going forward.
There was a tweet earlier today. I can't remember who tweeted it out, but they said free agency's in a month. Do you think that we're actually going to go play out there in this game and risk getting hurt and losing all of our money?
Zero chance.
Yeah.
No way.
It didn't used to be like that.
We
like,
shouldn't expect them to.
Deion Sanders, none of us expect it, but even when we watch it, we go, this is a disgrace. This is worse than I thought. This is worse than I remembered. Is it getting worse every year? That's what we do every single thing. And I think, by the way, all those are yes. Deion Sanders said, I want motherfuckers to know it's prime. No matter when I was playing, he went out there and did it. It was a much different day then. I think we knew a lot less about contracts and potential damages and other opportunities that could come from a game that means absolutely nothing when the world has evolved and what matters, what doesn't.
When you went and played in yours, because it seemed like before this one they had a conversation, hey, you touched, you're down. Like, was there a conversation before that game about how it was going to go?
So I think there was a pretty good understanding on those things. J.J. Watt, though, he was trying to win the truck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
J.J. Watt was trying to win the truck.
Clay Matthews.
He was trying to catch a touchdown. Clay Matthews tried to block a fucking punt. That guy. What's his problem?
I mean, he's playing hard, man.
No, he didn't play hard for any other snap. I honestly don't.
I know Clay. I'm sure Clay thought it would be hilarious to block a punt of yours in the Pro Bowl.
He hit me right in the shin. I mean, he should have.
Bro, he knew you were a tough dude.
Nobody blocked.
That's the
didn't even practice blocking.
Football, you can't. There's no pickup football. Football, if you're wearing pads and helmets, you're either hitting or you're not. There's no in between like other sports. Basketball, you can play pickup basketball.
They just do it on the Pro Bowl. There is in between. It looks terrible.
That's what I'm saying.
saying.
You can't really do it. You can't half-ass football, and that's the hard thing about it. Well, I don't know what the answer will be.
Look at this fucking guy.
Yeah, he's going low too. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. But he didn't go low enough. He hit me, punched me. Ari Mirov at My Sports Update walking through. But literally, he punched me right in the shin.
Did they call a penalty?
No, nobody cares.
Pro Bowl. What's the rule now in punting? If you running into the kicker is what?
Left leg. Plant leg.
Okay.
Roughing is kicking leg.
Gotcha.
That's 15, right?
That's 15, yeah.
Can the punter get a penalty for flopping on that?
First of all, I've never. Okay, just so you
No,
were
it's
looking.
You should. It's not cheating. You should.
No, I guess
do
you
that
should.
to help
Yeah,
your
it helps your
team.
team and all that. But also, you got to look in the mirror too. So I mean, there is an entire middle ground there.
What if it wins you a Super Bowl?
Well, I did get a first down in a playoff game, I believe, after getting absolutely slaughtered. And there was one. I only got a couple of these calls, and I got hit. I think on a regular.
Because honestly, you're too big. You're big legs. You're a big dude. If you're smaller, you get more calls.
And I don't like to go down either. I don't want people to think.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rust Belt.
Thank you.
Anyways, I did get a couple big first downs, and I would like to say how unselfish I am. I was up for the Ray Guy Award our last game. I don't know, hit an 80-yard punt, but I got blasted in the middle of it.
Okay.
Inside the 20 as well. I think my average would have went up maybe 1.5 yards at the end of the season. Another inside 20. Probably would have won the Ray Guy. Actually not, because Ray Guy was friends with the coach of the guy who ended up winning anyway, so there was a little politics, backdoor action going on.
Okay.
That's why you don't really hear me put over Ray Guy much, because made me, my dad, and my mom waste an entire evening. But what I'm saying is there's moments like that where actually getting the punt off is better for you than getting, absolutely flopping around looking like a saw. There's some kickers and punters that flop around that I'm like, all right, I will never talk to that human ever again. Can't do it, AJ. Honestly, can't do it. There's a way to do it, I think, and a way not to do it. Don't you think?
There's a time to do it. Yeah, I agree. It's different than basketball flopping is not the same as football flopping. If you can get a 15-yard penalty, that is gigantic for your team.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
you can't really I can't fault a guy if it works and you get the flag.
Some people are really good at it. That's just like some soccer players are really good at it.
Soccer's the craziest to me. Are they just trying to buy time? What are they trying to do?
No, they're trying to get penalties.
Yeah, draw penalties.
Trying to get a yellow card or whatever?
Bingo.
And what's the yellow card do for that guy?
Well, one more, they're out.
Okay, so it's nothing, though. Just a warning.
No, it is something. It's a step.
It's a warning. He's like, okay, I won't do that again.
No, dude, this is like just taking a walk, taking one step. You got to get to the second step to get that person the fuck out of there.
What do I do to get a red card right away?
Oh, you got to do something serious.
Headbutt a guy, draw some blood.
Yeah, right in the chest. Zidane Zizou actually headbutted a guy right in the chest.
So that was a red card.
Yeah, the guy bit on a guy. Guy actually bit a guy. That'll get you out of there. It's egregious stuff.
Okay.
Just like in basketball, I mean, you get the guy his first foul, and then you get him his second foul, and then he's
but flopping ruined basketball, flopping ruined soccer. I don't like the fact that it's gotten into some punters.
AJ used to be pretty good at it, actually. After a play, a guy would put his arm on him, and he'd do the fall back.
I had a great flop against the Bears one time. I jumped. I was legit messing around, joking. Dude pushes me. I jumped over the pile, got the flag. I was like,
that's awesome.
I remember that. Pumped. I was laughing. Oh, it was awesome.
Was there any conversation?
I almost felt bad.
Was there any conversation with family or friends? Maybe start doing it more often. Hey, Drew 15.
Oh yeah, it was. I thought it was hilarious. Everybody did. It was. Yeah, I loved it.
Not us, dude.
I honestly almost did it.
Not happy in the back.
It was almost a joke, and I got the penalty. So.
Was it Carenti? Yeah.
I'm not sure who it was.
Oh, it probably was that scumbag.
Hey, that guy just got to
retire.
Hey, happy retirement, scumbag.
That's Carenti.
Hey, Carenti.
That's all he has to retire.
Is he here?
Well, there were better ones coming in.
Why is he a scumbag?
You know
You
why,
didn't see him
dude.
back that ass up on old cousin Cassius Matthew or Cassius Marsh?
I thought more may have come from that.
No, it's Correnti's last season, dude. Ain't nothing coming from it.
It's a swan song.
Okay.
How about that incredible spinning kick that Cassius?
Unbelievable celebration.
That thing was
Top
unbelievable.
five. Yeah.
And then he gets bodied by Correnti.
Yeah, all for naught.
Hey, you know what?
And then he gestured toward the sideline.
You
after
know
the
we
kick.
haven't talked.
Shut up,
Pat.
What's up?
You know we haven't talked about.
Who?
We do have an insider working for this company who broke news yesterday before we took off.
Tom McMahon is officially going to be the Las Vegas Raiders special teams coach. Congratulations to Mitt's dad, Tom McMahon.
Yeah, boy, Tom.
He was at the Broncos for a number of years. Couldn't figure it out there, whether it was roster, talent, whatever the case, the team, who knows. He lands in Las Vegas with A.J. Cole, who punts balls a quarter mile in a dome in Las Vegas that is at a heightened altitude, I believe, and Daniel Carlson, who has like 6 walk-off game winners. Tom McMahon is skipping into that Raiders facility, I would assume. And the Raiders are always known for having one thing, and it will never change. They got speed as well. So Tom McMahon is about to flip the game upside down, we think, in Las Vegas. But Richie Bisaccia headed to Green Bay out of Las Vegas. Now you guys get somebody who is vastly different. Not only is he Irish, McMahon, as opposed to the Bisaccia, how's the family, but also he will talk to all the guys and build up a relationship. He ain't writing shit to anybody. I mean, he ain't writing any letters. I mean, he's vastly different.
Well, he just did your that athletic piece on you, so he didn't write a letter, but he gave an interview.
He will connect with his players in a vastly different way than Bisaccia did, I'd assume. I don't know Bisaccia that well, but Tom McMahon is a great special teams coach. I was very, very, very lucky to have Tom. Tom McMahon brought out the best of me and our team, so I like him a lot. It did not work in Denver, though. There was numerous times I was watching his Broncos game, and I was like, this is not the same shit we were doing out. So I think in Las Vegas he'll get an opportunity to do it because he got a couple different tools.
In a situation like that, though, it ultimately doesn't matter if the head coach is going to get fired and they're going to pretty much clean house. Like, I mean, he was probably going to nothing.
Bisaccia?
Tom, like nothing he could
Denver,
have, nothing he could have done would have really mattered, right? Because if the head coach gets fired, there's a good chance that he's not getting retained anyway.
Yeah, and Josh McDaniels and he knew each other from St. Louis Rams days, way back in the day, so he gets picked up there. Bisaccia going in there. Joe Judge becoming an offensive assistant for the Patriots. Yeah. A lot of these staffs being built are starting to come together now. And I'm excited for that. I mean, the inside linebacker coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now at Jacksonville as a defensive coordinator with Doug Peterson. These are those relationships that are built up over a few years, or maybe even decades of, hey, if I get an opportunity to do this, this is how I'm going to build it. Gabe Morency's here, ladies and gentlemen. Dude. Absolutely love.
Where is it?
Absolutely love Gabe Morency.
Yeah, there he is.
Hey, what are you happy about today? Yeah. That guy's a legend.
Hell yeah.
Dude.
Let's go, Gabe.
Sweet.
Hey, hold on. I just saw Bob Marjanovic.
Marjanovic, yeah.
Bob Marjanovic. He gave us a cigar. Good guy out there. You look great, Gabe. Hey, it's great to see you.
Great to see you, Morency.
Hey, you're here all week? Yes, sir. Okay, awesome. We'll link up. We love you, man. Electric Factory, by the way.
Yeah.
At Sports Rage.
Just.
If you
was he
like
in here by himself last night just yelling?
Yeah, so he was right over there with one other person, and he was just screaming into a camera with the backdrop. Everywhere else was empty. Fox Sports was also doing a show, Fox Sports Radio. So they were the only people in the entire convention center, and they were, I don't know, like 20 yards away, screaming at each other. But I want to let you know, Gabe won.
Always does.
I don't doubt it.
As soon as we walked in the room, I'm like, Gabe Morency's here. And then, boom, there's only 2 people working. It was him. That guy. Atta baby Gabe! Hey! He's electric.
Yeah. Lightning bolt.
We need him and Michael Irvin maybe to chit-chat with each other one time. Sit down in there. I forget what we're going to talk about.
He's going to go make himself his own trading card, it looks like.
Oh, David Panini, not a sandwich. That's a card.
I buy it.
I want to let you know, the dude that was hosting the Panini booth was one of the most badass-looking motherfuckers ever.
Yeah. Shredded.
I believe, he had Simone tattoos all over him. And he was yoked up, and he said, I'm the smallest in my family. Oh, so he...
Monster.
So that means he's had...
Thought he was a UFC heavyweight.
Yeah.
He was just sitting here listening to the show. He had no idea who we were. I think he was introduced quickly, and he did take his break there.
Yeah, he got the hell out of here.
He's a good guy. Speaking of break, we got to get to one. We'll be back in 4 minutes with some more questions around Twitter. Use hashtag PMS in LA. Maybe we'll answer your question. Maybe you'll make our show better. We need that, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
AJ, don't we need that?
No. Yeah, we always need their help.
We do. Because without them, what are we?
It's just one big team, right? Like me and Evie last night playing euchre.
Yeah, but you guys suck.
You guys suck.
I mean, and you guys got beat by a team that sucks.
No.
I guess, but not really. I mean, there was 5 different games played. We won 4 of them.
Well,
whatever.
You
what
guys
have you done
lost
for me lately?
The last game. You guys lost the belt.
Don't
game.
matter.
That means we have the belt. You guys can't take
Also,
it.
let's remember the Big Baboon was at his deepest form of whatever state he was in for that last game. There was cards showing up out of nowhere.
Plus, we know Foxy was boozed out of his mind, bro.
Foxy sits down and says, "Give me the entire bottle of Tito's
right now."
And then Ty followed up, "Give me the entire bottle of Jack."
Hell yeah.
And then we had to deal with this guy on Cloud 90 in the
We
sky.
drank some fancy coffee. It was a great time. Thank you for allowing me to come on that flight.
You were a great euchre.
Yeah, thank you. That
AJ,
was
you
sick.
stink at euchre. So do you, Foxy. What are we even talking about?
We have the belt.
It's hard
We
to
own
stick
the
with
belt
it, man.
right
You got
now.
to pay attention way too close for euchre. So, you know, it was fun. I had a great time. Thank you for including me.
Really don't.
Hey, team.
ATF, you got to be
What
friends.
are we doing?
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
ATF.
Oh, you guys are handling
What are you?
business.
Wow.
Oh, my
Yeah.
Lord.
This ain't
Thank
let's
you,
go, boy.
Get
ATF.
the camera on him.
Thank you, guys. I
See
don't
a
know if we're
double
allowed.
bicep.
I don't think
Yeah,
I-
no,
Do not
way.
get those guys on
Any
camera.
federal agents, we will keep that camera
He's
off.
got-
Everybody jacked out
He's
here?
got bomb tech on his
Yeah,
shirt. so
dude.
he's
Welcome.
sweet.
Yeah, this place is
Bro, you
amazing.
think he puts on that big spaceship costume and goes,
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah,
Hurt Locker. Yeah.
Jeremy Renner,
hey,
right?
thank you for your service, man.
Thank you, boys.
All right, we're back in 4 minutes with some questions around the Twitter. Then hour 4 will be on the other side. Colleen Wolf will join us, and Hammer Dahn will take over this glorious set from FanDuel at Radio Row in LA. We'll see you in 4. Because you won the MVP, I think it's time.
I got my guitar back.
Hell yeah.
Was it in quarantine? Did it get COVID? Is it vaccinated or no? The guitar.
Is that Garth?
Laid it all on my roots. I showed up in booze and ruined your black tie hair. I was the last one to show, the last one to go, the last one you thought you'd see there. Had a surprise, a tear in my eye. Champagne, and I'll be as high as an ivory tower, 'cause you'll never hear me complain, 'cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. Guess what? And I'll be okay. What a show. Wow. Hell yeah. Woo. That's the show. All right, actually, we got to wrap up this hour. Let's get to a break. I don't know what song's going to be playing right now, but it ain't us playing Garth with Aaron playing the guitar. I have a surprise, obviously. That's what this show is all about. We have boots on the ground in Cleveland, who I assume knew this was going to happen all along. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Cleveland, Mr. Jason Glazer. Your thoughts on Kyle Pitts to Atlanta, fine sir? Oh, there's a delay.
Well, first and foremost, Pat, I'd like to say, hey, listen, thanks for having me. Cleveland is beautiful this time of year. Granted, it does smell like a mixture of poop and diarrhea and sewage.
Jesus.
It doesn't smell great down here.
Jesus.
But I'll tell you what, 27 years in this thing, I fucking live for the draft. Love being down here. Love being into Cleveland. But yeah, Kyle Pitts, listen. What do you want me to say? I knew this 2 weeks ago.
Really?
I mean, do we need to do this whole fucking song and dance?
Okay.
I'll give you guys 1 through 32 if you want to know. You know, do you want to have fun?
That's nice
You
of
want
you.
to not know who's going? But yeah, I had this 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm wondering is if the guy you had in your studio, Mad Mel Kiper. I know that sorry son of a bitch didn't have this 2 weeks ago.
The mic's not plugged in.
Whoa. Yes, I did. I actually just explained it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't. No, you
Yes, I
didn't.
did.
No,
I
you
had
didn't.
this.
I did.
Yeah,
I
no,
did.
no, you
I
didn't.
did. You
I had
didn't.
this.
I
I
did.
had
You
it.
didn't.
Trust me. Can
You
I
didn't.
talk for Christ's sake?
Okay, fine, yeah.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
talk? Okay,
Go ahead.
yeah. Like I said, Kyle Pitts,
No, you didn't.
unbelievable talent.
No, you didn't. You didn't fucking have
Yes, I did.
it. You're a sad sack of shit, Kiper. I know it. I looked at your mock draft.
Jason, please relax. Oh my God. Had no idea it was going to get like that. Sorry about that, Mad Mel. Obviously, there's a little bit of content there. He's saying you don't know your ass from a fucking hole in the ground, though, Mad Mel. How do you feel about that from Jason Glazer live in Cleveland?
Well, classic move. You know, Glazer looks like he's getting ready to go to a goddamn titty bar or something like that. I mean, dress up, pal. It's the NFL draft. Look at me. I'm dressed to the nines. You know, you look like an asshole. I mean, get him out of here, can we? I mean, is he going to stick around? Can we get him the hell out of here?
I think is his microphone still on? Jay, can you hear us? Jay, is everything good back there?
Listen, fuck you guys. I'm out of here. I'm going over to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm going to hang out with Dee Snider and Twisted Sister.
Are you serious? Okay, Jason, sorry. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen. Hey, welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here Tuesday, February 8th, live from Radio Row in Los Angeles, California, in great anticipation of Super Bowl 56.
Whoa!
Hell yeah!
This Sunday. Found that out last night.
You could have put me on the spot there. I never would have guessed.
Hey, listen, whenever you got the L, the V, and the I next to each other, it's very clear that it's 56, and that's where we are at. Roman numerals nowhere else but at the Super Bowl. Really test your brain and your skills. I had to Google it. We are having Super Bowl 56 this weekend. AJ Hawk, I see you looking around, examining. It feels as if Radio Row is starting to come to life. Barry Sanders just walked by. Got a chance to say hello. Obviously, Gabe Morency. People are filing in here, AJ Hawk.
Barry Sanders, Gabe Morency. I'm sure those two are always in the same sentence, right?
Usually.
I just got to meet Gabe for the first time. Awesome. Love that dude. Love his jersey, CFL jersey.
Well, he's kind of buried him a little bit.
Not even close.
What was that about?
What do you mean? He's got to be super happy. He's in the same sentence as Barry Sanders. Absolute legend.
A lot of conversations, a lot of good people here. A lot of, hey, can you come do our shows?
Yeah. That's kind of what this is.
They waited for 3 hours, and then they all jumped up on you at one time.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
No, just wait until you're done. You're really done. Yeah.
I got meetings. I got meetings.
A lot of them.
Like you said, hey, if you don't get out of here right after the show, you're going to be here until 7 p.m.
A lot of really good people here. People have been very nice to us, which I'm very thankful for. I didn't know what we were going to walk into, you know? You would assume that maybe there's a little bit of angst from some people, especially when we're sitting on this beautiful FanDuel stage.
Man.
I mean, this thing is glorious, and we're very loud, and we're screaming into people's shows, and that's just going to happen. Plus, with all the news that happened with our incredible season we had of luck and everything, like, I assume there's going to be a lot of fans out here, a lot of people being there. Nice.
Thank you, everybody.
AJ, you're looking around. You already swindled your way into some Old Spice. You thinking about getting a Sleep Number bed next, AJ?
Yeah, you know how I feel. Well, actually, no, I'm a big fan of Sleep Numbers, I believe, right?
No, we think Sleep Number stinks.
Okay, well, they're right next to us, so I wasn't sure how we feel about it.
Hey, well, they need to hear
I'm
this.
looking at
You guys need better beds, dude.
I agree. But Dak's with them. I like a lot of the guys they have.
Yeah.
What?
He's checking out our...
Okay. He's checking out the tech. He's a tech guy.
No, he's looking at Old Spice. He's trying
to grab some?
He's like, you can have some, man.
Connor, are you going to give that to any of your people that you saw on the road, on the street?
Oh, the Old Spice, I don't think they...
Justin Jefferson's still hucking Old Spice there.
Really?
Hey, Old Spice will make you go.
Old Spice is awesome.
Derrick Henry came on our show after 40 interviews. Do you remember that for Old Spice? He was sitting in his throne.
I think I watched that as a fan. I wasn't on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Last year?
Yeah, he did like 40, 60 interviews live from the throne. We caught him at the tail end. I don't know if he had as much energy. We brought a couple laughs. A couple of those.
It was like a junket like Mark Wahlberg was on for his movie.
Yes. Like what Justin Jefferson's working harder than us.
Back.
This guy's been working harder than us right now.
Unbelievable.
And baby Justin! Let's go to some questions around the Twitter, Zito, hashtag PMS in LA. We can't thank everybody enough for participating and making our show much better. All the boys are here. At Town Diggs, Ty Schmidt, Boston Connor wearing a basketball jersey. You're glowing here in LA.
Oh, I love this jersey, Pat. It's one of my favorites. In the blue, I didn't even think about it. Blue stage, blue jersey. Feeling great. Feeling blue.
It is a different shade of blue, although it could potentially go with the aqua color we have here.
Yeah.
And by the way, shout out to Gertie for the logo, for our Gertie and Zito for the Pat McAfee Show live from LA. We look like a legit operation.
Yeah, we do.
A lot of people have been looking at our stage going, hey, real nice stage.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we didn't build shit. We don't deserve it, but the people that did.
Someone spent some time putting this together.
Oh, yeah.
I know Zito did a lot of the tech.
design.
Zito, appreciate you, man. This is unbelievable.
Is it?
Was this my napkin design?
Pretty damn close.
Yes, it is. 100%.
I think it is.
So somebody did take a lot of time to design this thing.
You drew it up on a napkin?
Yeah.
Not design, I'm saying to actually
Build it.
Build it.
Build it is. I mean, the craftsmanship here is Jesus Christ-like.
Thank you, Jesus.
Absolutely.
Because
he was a carpenter,
he was
right?
carpenter, yeah. And nobody ever talks about anything that he built. Did he build anything? What was he, a shelf guy?
Well, a couple boats for fishing.
Yeah,
I
a
assume.
few decks. He made a few decks.
Who do you think?
They had decks back then?
Yeah,
Who do you think taught Noah how to build a boat?
Well, God did, because God talked to him. I don't think Jesus was anywhere near around whenever Noah was
That
building
was
that
Old
ark.
Testament, my friend.
Yeah, that was the OG. That was the original.
What?
Noah steals all the thunder when it comes to building. I think we can.
Well, that's the thing, though. Jesus was a carpenter, and I'm not sure he could have done what I mean, we got metal.
He could have done it. He could have
Did he build the
There's a
first
lot of
wheel?
steel work here.
Yeah.
Did he create the wheel?
I think so.
Yeah.
No, a caveman did, I thought.
No, sliced bread.
here
Who
we
did
go,
sliced?
dude.
Jesus did sliced bread.
Yes, that was Jesus.
All right, let's get some questions around Twitter. Hopefully they're better than that. Hashtag PMS in LA. This is from Tan Man JT. Hashtag PMS in LA. If the Bengals win the Super Bowl, will they finally build an indoor practice facility or use that as a reason not to hashtag cheap asses? AJ, I'll ask you. You remember that organization? You grew up in Centerville, which is just an hour outside of Cincinnati. You obviously know the program better than any of us. You think there's any chance with all this new money and new exposure and new everything that there's going to be an indoor practice facility in goddamn Cincinnati, Ohio, at any time in the near future?
I mean, it could go one way or the other. We win, cool. Here we go. We made a lot of money this year. I'm gonna take care of you guys. We're gonna put a bubble over one of our fields. Or hey, look at where it got us. We are gritty. We are tough because of this. So we will continue to go this way. I have no clue.
I mean, great analysis.
I feel like that's all we talk
This
about.
is just
now.
like with Aaron. He's like, could be traded, could retire.
Maybe
could
not.
go.
No, you know what? If the Bengals, I'm going to make a proclamation. If the Bengals
All right,
win the
thank you,
Super Bowl,
Orlovsky.
here we
Let's
go.
go.
If they win a Super Bowl, they might get an indoor facility.
Why are you always on the fence?
Should they poll the players?
Big fence guy.
Players say yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't a bubble would cost what, like $100,000?
I'd say $1 million, maybe. Right?
A bubble? I don't know. That,
Just a
once
bubble
again,
that you blow up?
Duquesne.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty serious though. Like the bubbles. Remember the Cowboys won.
By the way, the Cincinnati indoor facility is a bubble.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
It's
That's
not
all
even.
we're talking. Yeah.
It's a bubble. It's not even an indoor facility. It's a fucking bubble.
Maybe it wouldn't fit underneath the overpass though. Honestly.
Oh yeah, because
Where
the
they might put
concrete
it.
mill.
That's what I think.
How
that's
terrible does that smell? Does it smell terrible? We have a concrete factory here in Indianapolis, and you drive by.
They're crushing
There's
stone.
death.
Yeah, they're crushing stone and stuff. Yeah, Big Whit was one of the first ones that pointed out to me actually when I got there.
Whitworth was pointing out all the things. Hey, I've been here a long time. Might take you a while to notice, but that's a smokestack over there. It's a concrete mill right there. That is a highway right there, and we still ain't got nothing to really practice under. But go get some nachos after this from the concession stand, and we'll move on to our meetings in the afternoon.
I really
Did Whit
enjoyed
take
my
you
time.
under his wing as well?
Yeah, Whit was awesome. Yeah.
Good guy.
Yeah, you have a birthday.
I was in
at
my
Whit's
10th year. It was my 10th year there, so I wasn't the young buck coming in.
So was that you didn't respect him?
I loved him, respect him. Yeah, I was on like the little every Friday. Marv would sit down with like 6 or 7 vets, and he'd talk.
Leadership council.
And he would like kind of talk about like what the program, what are we doing this program, what the
Indoor
direction
facility.
is, what do you want, how do you want to travel this week, all of that. And Whit was a big voice in that.
Oh, so they asked you how you wanted to travel? That was real. Do you guys want to take a wagon or do you want to take a bus? Is that how Cincinnati would lay that out?
The
Or?
planes were not. You know what? We got a big plane for if we had a long road trip. We got a big plane. It was cool.
There was a couple times where some plane decisions were made. When there was a turnover of front office for the Colts, and Anthony Costanzo's left leg was sitting on my shoulder on this tiny little prop plane we had to Buffalo one year. And I remember going up to Chuck. It might have been the first away game of the new regime. And I go up to Chuck, and I go, this is embarrassing. He goes, what's that? I go, and me and Chuck did not know each other at this time. I said, Costanzo's fucking hamstrings are on my shoulder. Okay, this guy is supposed to go. He's getting paid a lot of money. This dude's supposed to go perform, and you got him crammed in this tiny little plane. He goes, I'll look into it or whatever. I'm like, okay. So then the next flight, it was a ratty old fucking plane, but it wasn't a good plane. And I'm like, hey, listen, I'm just going to let you know. I might be the first person that notices, but I'm not the only person that is thinking, wow, this entire program has taken like 10 steps back within just one change of an off season. And lo and behold, we get this big-ass plane from 1924, though. It was this big old plane. I don't know how they did that whole thing. But there is ways to cut corners in all those operations. And it does feel as if the Bengals are at the head of that list of doing so. Maybe some success will change that entire thing.
I do not know. I mean, it could go one way or the other. What do you think?
Get higher.
Yeah. We'll bring another one tomorrow.
Booster.
I need a booster seal. Like
You
that,
do.
so I can't do this. Let's go to another tweet, please. I mean, it's a beautiful desk, though.
It really is.
We should think about taking this desk to the new Igloo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful
That is a nice desk.
This is an awesome desk. Just need a higher seat because I'm getting childed in this thing.
Surprised it's not icicles coming off that fucking desk, dude.
Why?
I mean, this is the coldest I've been in 30 years.
You fucking should not even let those words come out of your mouth.
Come on,
As a Pittsburgh guy, we're in L.A., dude.
No, it's chilly up here.
It's quite cold back here.
Come
on,
Everybody's so soft, dude. Is this real right now?
California.
It's beautiful in here.
It is. Thank you, Zito. It's gorgeous.
It is beautiful and cold in here. You're right.
Freezing in
AJ,
here.
it is not cold at all. What is your guys' problem?
I'm okay. I don't
You
wanna
should be
sit
excited.
I don't
Why
sit
don't you
here
get a
and
little bit
act
of
like I'm too
energy?
tough.
We're at Radio Row in Los Angeles for the fucking Super Bowl 56. You guys talking about it's cold in here. You're the softest. Look at the T-shirts over here in Old Spice. We got everybody wearing tank tops out. You guys are cold. I ain't never seen a more soft group of dudes in my entire life.
Listen, being cold doesn't make you soft. It just makes you telling the truth. Okay.
This is embarrassment for our program.
Come on, boys.
This is embarrassment for our program.
We don't have to hide our feelings. I know you
Hide
gotta
our
You
feelings?
gotta hide the fact that you're cold. It's
Last,
okay.
I'm not cold.
These guys aren't cold.
Of course, thanks for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, boys.
Thank you, obviously, first.
They're not sitting on
Anyways,
this
they are
black
not
leather.
cold. Just real quick, though.
What?
Last night, when you were big babooning around the goddamn plane, you took your busted hands right next to my face and grabbed the vent and tried to flip it towards you. And then you did the same thing in front of Foxy.
It's pretty hot up there.
It was.
And now you're saying it's cold in here? You're literally dripping sweat onto my cards last night on that plane. It was chilly in there. Now you're all cold. What is your problem,
I'm
mate?
having a good time. No, I mean, I don't mind being cold. Didn't David Letterman have his studio very cold?
Iced hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say it was a bad thing.
It's fine.
You
It's
guys are
California, boys. It ain't cold.
Thank you, Connor.
You call me whatever you need.
Oh, you guys all of a sudden
You realize
get a little
we're
money,
indoors.
get a big stage. All of a sudden you're at Radio Row looking at everybody else.
Dig's gonna have a parka tomorrow.
I've always been soft.
The problem was I sweat through my shirt within the first, 30 minutes of the show. So now I've been kind of just sitting here in like a
Hypothermia.
wet T-shirt the entire time on the black leather. It's not
Oh,
great.
you're like the Honduras soccer team.
Very similar.
All right, we're wrapping up. Chris Mad Dog Russo with Mad Dog Sports Radio will be coming to you live from
Do we get to watch the beginning of the show from
that
here?
set
We can watch
right
him
there.
Start it.
Oh yeah. Does he hear us?
You look, he's sitting at the desk. Isn't that him?
His show will be better than ours, we promise. I mean, he's coming from. That's not him. Is that him?
Somebody's there. I can't tell.
Someone move that camera.
I don't.
Mad Dog, move to your right or left.
His show will be better than ours. He's on X. We'll see you in 21 hours. Is that him? I think it's him. Is he over there?
I think that's him.
This camera's pretty fucking good. I almost read the numbers on the camera.
Yeah, unbelievable.
They're going to be pissed about this thing, I think, with how much I've been fucking reading.
Well,
That's definitely him, by the way.
Yeah.
Hold on, can I hear the good after? Oh, it's not for 6 minutes.
Who's that?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
When you say they're gonna be pissed off, who's that?
Just,
What do you
No,
mean
actually,
they're
they
gonna
seem
love
to like us.
They should
Okay.
love
True.
it. What do you mean it's free pub? Hey, I was on the Pat McAfee show today.
Nobody likes that.
I think you'd be surprised.
We had to educate you on that on the plane right out here, that it turns out not everybody wants to be on this show.
I think you're underselling yourself in what it is.
Now, Los Angeles Rams PR guy in this city, the guy that's PR of this team,
right.
he stinks.
Is he worried that guys are going to come on and say things that they will have to answer for, or what? What's
Mad
the
Dog's
problem?
putting a sweater on, by the way. Zito said he's thinking
Yep.
he's maybe cold.
Yep. Mad Dog knows.
He's a little older.
Yeah, he's a lot. He's
Yeah.
Mad Dog. He's
Come
about
on.
to heat up, though, by the way. Mad Dog's about to become,
Exactly.
I mean, he's
I
about
want
to
to
catch
watch.
fire.
Can we watch him start the show?
Yeah, absolutely.
We have to.
I don't like where they place that camera. I mean, it's.
Yeah,
I
I
guess
don't
it's
either.
right in front of him.
Yeah, should we have Miko kick it over or something?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Move that thing off to one side.
Please.
Mid had to make a run to a
So
dispensary.
Colleen's at 11, at 25, right? I saw her roaming around doing some other shows. Yep.
Yeah, Colleen is going to join us here in about 28 minutes or so. Media members are starting to really
Yeah.
come on in to the Radio Row area. This is all left coast shows, I guess? Is that what all these people
No, there's
are?
Wisconsin people here.
Must be.
Oh, yeah, you're going on a Wisconsin show. I told him you would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
go.
I mean, I told him I would too.
Well, they were waiting right out here, and they said, hopefully AJ will come on. You're going in there. When you go in there, by the way, make sure you stop by that other one, too, that
Well,
we
that's
talked
kind
to.
of what the Radio Row is. Yeah, I'm gonna do that show, and I told him I'm tied to you guys. Me and Connor, we got the scooters to the Hollywood sign.
No, it's all right. I'll wait up for you. I'll just go alone.
No,
You
we'll
talk
do it
to
after. AJ and I got to go to a meeting.
Yeah, we got a
Perfect.
meeting.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. That's what we'll do. And we can go get more bikes for you guys to ride.
Oh, that'd be good for the whole team.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we're all scooting around L.A.
He'll be tied up in meetings
Team
all day.
ride.
Oh,
He's
it'd
not
be
gonna
great.
ride.
We'll
Yeah.
be scooting
Pat's
around
not
L.A.
riding. Just get me my elbow pads, though.
Team
Connor.
ride.
We'll have a fleet to an in and out.
Listen, has any helmet ever fit you for like bicycles?
I would not wear a helmet. I don't need to.
Hey,
wear a
baby, Justin! Hey, hell of a year, man. Hey, no problem. Have a good one.
He's
Go take a
working
nap.
hard.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's been working for 10 hours.
Yeah. Coming off a Pro Bowl.
I hope he sold some Old Spice. I hope he moved some of that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He did.
Listen, it is ridiculously long-lasting freshness, dude. You can't find that just anywhere. We are 3.5 minutes. One of the best Twitter humans of all time just walked by.
Where?
Josiah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, you are owed respect, sir. Josiah Johnson, obviously absolute icon on Twitter.
Legend.
We had a meeting with him this week. We had a meeting with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm a big-time admirer of the way Josiah Johnson puts words and memes and videos together on Twitter.
So quick.
I don't know. He's a podcaster as well, does other shows.
Mm-hmm.
He might be the greatest tweeter of all time.
Yeah.
By far.
Legit might be the greatest tweeter of all time.
I mean, when Odell had that celebration, I forget which game it was, but it was the dude from the Detroit Public Service or whatever, and he basically tweeted the video of him doing it with Odell clipped into it maybe 30 seconds after it
So
happened.
quick, ready to go. It's almost like he's told what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Josiah might, because the name of Twitter is you got to be out first. You got to be out early. You can react to something, but if you're late, you're gone. So you got to be in there. So he has to watch everything at all times and be on deck loaded for everything.
Yeah.
Basketball, football, whatever. He's ready to go. Love Josiah. And obviously, he's Papa John and Joe Rogan.
Oh, my.
Top tier.
All time.
Oh, it was so good. We are just 2 minutes away from Chris Mad Dog Russo introducing himself on Mad Dog Sports Radio.
Can't wait.
Yeah, he's electrifying, dude. What's cooking on that NFL one? What's going on in that NFL studio?
NFL radio.
What's going on in that NFL radio there, Foxy?
Okay. Oh,
Is that fucking John Elway?
No.
No, it's not Rich Gannon. Holy shit. That's Rich Gannon. Dude, that guy's pump fake was so good.
Oh, my God.
Do you remember his
Yeah.
fucking pump? Dude,
yeah.
he would take that thing from shoulder all the way down below
if
nipple.
it wasn't for the duck roll.
All the way back, boom, sling it. Rich Gannon's over here, dude.
Sidearm slinger, 2002 NFL MVP.
Strongest arm in the NFL.
Fucking Rich Gannon. Hey, Rich,
Love
hey,
you,
baby
Rich.
Love
Love
you,
you,
Rich.
Rich.
Hey, baby Rich Gannon. Hey, baby Rich Gannon. How come nobody else has ever done this in Radio Row, you think? Just had their own PTC to bounce around. Is that Kirk Herbstreit?
Is that your brother-in-law?
Is that the ball coach? Is that fucking...
Is that
Who is
That's old ball coach.
Is that Dana Holgers?
No, that's the guy from...
Spurs?
all right,
not
we should...
Spurrier.
That's not Spurrier.
What?
Is it?
No. Zoom in.
That kinda,
No, it's not him.
That might be the old ball coach.
Holy shit.
Who is this?
We are...
Oh,
What's going on, man? Good to
Where'd
see
you
you,
come
dude.
from?
Great to see you, man. How are you doing?
Came out of nowhere.
Look at you. You look unbelievable.
With the full Lulu gear. What's
This
up?
guy's
Oh,
yoked up,
I'll
dude.
come find you, man. We're done. We're done. Are you going on right now?
man.
You going on right now?
All right, good luck out there. You look good, man. Good to see you.
Look jacked.
Great shape.
Yeah.
So is that just...
Hopped right over.
I do like the fact that people just
Impressive.
jump up on our stage.
Yeah.
I didn't see him
I would
at
like
all.
to treat our stage. I would like our stage. Everybody to know that is how the stage should be treated for the rest of the week.
Oh, yeah.
If you just want to jump up and join, come on in.
When I wear Lulu, it don't look like that.
Mad Dog is now officially 20 seconds away from. Let's get that kid.
Here we go.
Here we go, baby.
Oh, he's getting ready.
Oh my
Sam.
God! Listen, this dude is an electric factory. He's been doing this for a long time. Oh my God! Countdown is on.
Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. You're live. We're live.
Okay.
Maybe he's got an intro.
Intro rolling.
Oh yeah, intro.
Oh.
Oh, no.
No. Let's go.
Here we go.
Let's go, dude.
Oh, yeah. Does he have any idea this is happening?
Here it goes.
From us or from him?
From us.
He knows his
He has
show's
no
about
idea.
to start, dude.
Here we go.
Guys been doing it for 30 years. Let's fucking go.
He might have the longest intro.
Dude, we're watching Bob Ross.
Is that a
paint
clock he's
right
looking at right in front of him? It looks like a. Is that a digital
know.
clock?
I think he's taking callers there.
Oh,
Ooh,
Oh.
maybe.
oh,
Here we go. Oh.
He might be,
oh,
he might be
no.
having audio
now.
problems.
Oh no!
oh no.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. You can hear him.
That was electric.
Bro, it was worth it.
Yeah.
It was
Wow.
worth it.
It was.
It was a long intro there.
Yeah.
After the hour starts there.
But we can hear him from here.
But we thought he had technical difficulties. He did not. He was
No.
just actually getting ready for that thing. What an icon,
It's like
dude.
watching LeBron play. That was.
Hey, listen, we got to start bringing it a little bit more at the end of shows.
I
You got
agree,
that
you're right.
follow.
Yeah.
You hear me?
True.
Enough with your fake-ass bullshit, non-pep talk giving son of a bitch attitude. Okay?
Seriously.
You hear me? By the way, put all those words back and listen to it again. It all made sense. It did.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
that's
did.
pretty good. But listen, you need to bring in a little bit more when I say, hey, you got anything for the serious listeners? Because in 6 minutes, they're going to hear that, and you're always like, no, I'm good. You don't want to tell them about what's on the other side, AJ?
You're right. Now I've only seen this on video, so now seeing it in person, maybe I will try to figure it out towards the end when you try to put me on the spot with 7 to 9 seconds to go.
Listen, Cameron Jordan was put on the spot on ESPN numerous times.
He killed it. What do you mean? Of course.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You at least know it's potentially coming on a daily basis, and you
don't
sit
know.
there, they're throwing a fastball. I mean,
Come on.
that is
Throwing
what's-
a fastball. What are you talking about?
putting you on a spot there, saying I'm eating you up a little bit. I mean, what's going on, Paul?
Okay. Yeah, all right. I'll reevaluate.
All right, our show needs to get a lot better if that's what's coming afterwards. Oh, we apologize for such a letdown for 3 hours beforehand, and we know he's never heard our show, but he's heard things about it from people that have
he's
listened to
heard.
the show.
That's
He
right.
does not love
He's
it.
heard. He doesn't love it.
We do love his show, though.
Doesn't love the barking.
The
He
barking?
doesn't really.
Nah, well, the boys made that up one time, and then it became like truth in the office.
Really?
That's what happens. It's like something will get made up, and oh yeah, remember when Drew Brees elbowed me in the back of my head?
That is not made up.
He's got the stitches.
I was gonna
proof.
say I still
Well,
got
see,
a
that's what
fucking
happens.
fucked up T1, T2 back here.
Is that the
from
same
it.
as you?
Well,
What did he have?
I had T7.
Yeah, luckily Pat avoided the T7 vertebrae fracture.
But he got that Walgreens neck brace that helped him out,
Oh,
right?
that was given to me by a doctor.
Yeah.
So
Doctor who?
A physician.
not.
Dr. Alan Sills.
Dr. Alan Sills.
That's the NFL. Well, actually, it was the WWE's doctor.
I had
HIPAA, dude. You can't talk about
I'm just going to let you know I had multiple doctors run through my head, and I had to shut them all down.
Well, Dr. Phil didn't give it to me, okay? But I did see his big-ass head on the side of Paramount Pictures out here when we were driving down the street.
Yeah.
That's kind of a little awkward, big Dr. Phil head. Hey! Buy the book. But I guess that's kind of how the whole thing goes over there. Paramount Pictures is
sweet
18, 19 blocks of this own area over here.
Right. Really?
Yeah, you drive right by it whenever we're heading back. I think you'll go ahead and see it. You guys are in an Uber because we didn't get the cars we're supposed to get. So
yeah.
try to keep your head on a swivel while you're trying not to puke in the back of an Uber. But we will drive past Paramount Pictures. It is a big-time lot around here.
I was almost about to puke. I also learned today you're not allowed to bring coffee into Ubers in LA.
What is that? What is the reasoning? Or is it just the person that you were driving with?
I walked up to the door, was holding Foxy's coffee. They said, can't bring coffee in here, and I lost.
That was just the one guy. He said he had too many accidents with coffee in the car.
Is it because I was wearing it the way I looked?
Yeah, cowboy
Yeah, he
hat.
did have a cowboy hat.
That didn't help.
Brand new boots, by the way. He's
Thank
trying
you.
to break in the
My feet
convention
are-
center.
my feet are very
Smart
sore.
cannot feel good.
That is a good place to break in cowboy boots. Anytime you got to go to a convention center.
Yeah,
For sure. In general, got to go to a convention center, put on brand new shoes, brand new boots.
Only worst place might be an amusement park.
Hey, those look good though.
Thank you.
You got the zippers down the side.
Oh, yeah.
That's from your chameleon
The
effect.
covers,
with the,
yeah.
You really want to break those in, you maybe get into the pool with them.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's why I jumped into Brazos. Everybody thinks I did it for the content. No, it's because those boots need to be a little bit soaked down there.
How's the temperature of your pool? Because ours is a little chilly.
Well, I'm not getting in the pool, obviously.
What are you talking about?
Pool's heated, boys.
What about the jacuzzi?
What's that?
The jacuzzi.
Yeah, I didn't go in there either. What are you talking about?
that
When are you guys
felt
going? Who has time to
pretty
go in the pools? What are you guys
Late
doing?
night soap.
You got meetings, right?
Yeah, we're working and we got meetings.
Late night soap.
Why is there a sign? Why is there's a neon sign in the house that if you look at it through the mirror on the other wall says no coke in the bathroom?
Well, I believe a lot of cocaine.
Yeah.
Is that okay.
House rules, dude.
That makes sense.
but everywhere else it's okay? How's that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is a backwards sign
yeah.
for you to take a picture in the mirror.
Yeah.
Our house is a Instagram backdrop.
It is.
Big time.
It's very, very nice. One of the houses. There's two houses. One house is a host house for the meetings that we have that potentially big business will be had. That house is the house that has all these pictures in random areas around it. It is gorgeous. The rooftop.
Oh.
Next level.
Took a picture last night.
Did you feel like you survived? You made it? You're like, hey, you know what? I did it.
Yeah.
Took a picture of the hills.
Yeah.
And this ain't the hills that have eyes here. This is the hills that got those big fucking block letters on it.
That's right.
HOLLY.
It's beautiful.
Double OD.
Phil's here.
Phil Maines?
Yeah.
Where?
CFO Phil.
Hey, Phil!
Phil made
Phil
it.
made it. He had to coach senior night for the Plum hockey team. We won last night.
Nice.
Let's
Congrats,
go.
Phil. Send the seniors out on a win.
That baby Phil.
Second win of the year, right?
Great to see you, Phil. Great to see you, pal.
What?
Yeah, they stink.
Did you coach the high school team?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
not
nice.
good. They've run into plenty of
That's
problems.
a big commitment, man.
Yeah.
Doesn't-
Yeah, he's got 6 kids.
Yeah.
CFO of this company. Yeah, I often ask a lot of questions. He might be the best. He's training for a marathon. He might be the best time manager of all time. I don't know how. He probably doesn't sleep, I guess. I guess he's just a robot in their whole thing, but it's very, very impressive what he does. And that hockey team did stink this year. I mean, they might make the playoffs. A big win last night over Hampton.
Okay.
I had to get a win there. If they want to make the playoffs, going to have to win out. They lose there, they would have been ruled dead. Boys from Plum, they got a lot of fight. Although they didn't show up all season, now that they know it matters, they're going to show up.
Oh, yeah.
Tim, Phil, we going to make the playoffs?
Hell yeah.
Really? You heard it.
With only 2 wins?
Well, probably only need 4. I know they got to win the next 2.
Isn't the scouting report going around that these kids tend to have cement in their skates? And
Well, the thing about it is they don't have a lot of guys on the roster.
Is that on the coach? That's not on the coaches.
Well, the cement and skates comes from being incredibly tired, and I believe their entire team is tired immediately upon the puck being dropped because they only have like 1 sub at each position.
Damn.
So that is why also we're hoping to maybe get more people into athletics back at Plum. You know, and I would say if Phil wasn't a coach for the high school team, that whole Plum Fun thing probably doesn't happen. Like I get a chance to like kind of live vicariously.
Is hockey big in Plum?
Everybody leaves and goes to those junior teams. Those junior teams are always where all the good players go.
Where's Phil staying? Is he staying with you?
No, he's in your room.
There's no room. We're booked solid.
I guess he's at ours. Phil, you're at our place? Yeah, Phil's at our place.
Okay.
We got to cover a couple more things here before we get the hell out of here. Whenever you talk about Pac-Man Jones being a podcaster, you think to yourself, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And they actually have a setup over there, the Believe podcast, which I believe Ike Taylor is a part of one. They have like numerous different team ones. They have a setup over there. Pac-Man Jones is a part of the Bengals one, the Cincinnati one. He and, I forget who it is. Normally host, I don't know, Pac-Man is electrifying.
Yeah.
He is doing podcast, and he gave a quote in which people are interpreting as burying Andy Dalton.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking about how his teams, and AJ, I believe you were on one of these teams, could have went on a better winning streak, but the teams that win in the playoffs and when it matters, you go look at who the quarterback is. And he said, I'm not going to say anything that's out of line completely here, but if we have a better quarterback than Andy Dalton, if we have AJ McCarron, maybe even we go on and win this thing. Is that the overall narrative over there in Cincinnati? By the way, I want Pac-Man to do more podcasts. Pac-Man should be doing podcasts. I enjoy his stories. I enjoy his everything. He has put himself into some bad situations. I think he is somebody that we can all learn from, hopefully, and maybe move forward. I guess he did beat the shit out of some some DJ or something like that.
Yeah.
And then in the airport in Atlanta, he had his Chick-fil-A.
That guy asked for it.
Dropped a guy who swung on him. I mean, he's got heavy hands, obviously, and he will get after it. He comes from a place that not a lot of people will ever truly understand, but him doing podcasts is good. What was that about Andy Dalton? Is that what you guys thought on the defense side of the ball? You guys are like, man, our team's really good. This guy stinks.
No, I was only there for one season. The year I was there, Andy was legit on an MVP pace, and then he ended up breaking his thumb. He threw a pick towards the end of the year, went to make the tackle, and I guess broke his thumb, tore something, had surgery. AJ McCarron started a playoff game.
So you're saying that
Andy was a stud when I was there.
Pac-Man wasn't – this wasn't a deliberate burial.
No, I don't think he was burying Andy there. I think he's more almost like pumping up Joe Burrow. Like, Joe, like this is what a guy could do like that. So, I don't know.
I'm getting a heads up by people that are walking by this thing. Me?
Oh.
What did I do?
Oh, miss.
Everything I'm doing today, you're not on it.
Wow.
You want all these guys on your show, but you didn't want me on your
No, that's not true. Your little personnel, your little Hollywood people over there said, we're not putting you on that internet show. We're too small for the Miz. Oh, you're Miz and Mrs. You're mostly electric. Hey, you're the most must-see WWE superstar. And now you got assistants for your PR people. All right, well, get out of here then. Why don't you get out of here then?
Whoa. Okay.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow, I didn't expect that today. I didn't expect that. I had no idea you were going to be here. Your PR's PR. Your assistant's assistant.
He said, I don't want him on my show.
Who said that?
We want you
No.
on.
Whoa.
We'll take it.
Hop over.
We'll take it.
No.
Whoa. Take my seat.
Look at the cardigan. Cardigan said it, not me. Look at cardigan. It wasn't me. Cardigan doesn't even know our show exists. Or in a tank top on the internet.
Oh,
Native American style. Obviously, you guys had
good Lord.
Right oh, this guy, three-piece suit.
He looks good. It's a good-looking suit.
Oh, this guy.
Yes.
That was low.
Hey, see you, man. Hey, we're busy. All right, hey, great seeing you, dude.
Whoa.
I didn't know he was coming. How come we didn't have him on the show?
Yeah, what the heck?
We should have had Miz on the show.
Where's he from, Pat? What state is he from?
Hey, he's from Cleveland, actually. That's why he said go Rams, because he hates Cincinnati. So he's turning his back on the entire state of Ohio.
I like
that said, hey, Joe Burrow's our guy. I respect it, but get the hell out of here. That's what I thought. Did you see how that went?
He didn't want any of that.
No.
That was wild. He didn't want that
But
smoke.
he kind of started it, so how can you say he didn't want any of that?
No,
No, but on the way out.
Right.
Yeah, he stayed
because
way farther
you know how
back.
you do stuff and
You're
then
right.
people hold you back? He was being held back.
Yeah, little
True.
pilot fish comes in and stirs the stuff up and then waits for the big fish to come in. That's
right.
right.
Remora.
Cardigan was coming in and fucking clean house.
Yeah.
That was a cardigan, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was yeah.
Sip up cardigan.
It's a good
Nailed it.
Felt good.
That was a really nice suit, though.
Yeah,
Very
he
nice.
looked unbelievable. 3-piece.
He always does, though, doesn't he?
And by the way, he's one of the best talkers in the history of the WWE as well.
I agree.
He didn't sound very good there.
I watched him on The Real World back in the day.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome back then.
Yeah. Back when the Real World and Road Rules was the thing.
Yeah. Him and Coral. Dynamite team.
Coral played no fucking
No, she didn't.
Coral played no games.
It was
at all.
great job casting by those MTV people.
Oh.
Yeah,
They
but not
picked
by the
Miz.
people that are booking Mrs. spots. That's bad. He should be on this show.
He should.
How's that happen?
It's not us. That's him. The Cardigan did not want him on this show.
I wonder
Did you
what
hear
it
him?
is.
He's going to Sirius. He's going to these other shows.
He was pulling him away.
Yeah, we're just some internet show, dude. There's some internet show ain't going to land the fucking Miz, dude.
Yeah, not a chance.
No way.
Fair
He's
enough.
unbelievable. He's got his ass beat by Edge and Beth Phoenix.
That'll happen.
Hey, how's it going? We're on camera. Hey, how's it going? What city is this?
Oh!
Look at our city of stars.
Hey,
how's it
tinsel
going?
time.
Hey, Leo. George Clooney.
John Hamm.
Marky Mark. Hey, Mark Wahlberg.
Better stop
how's
calling
it
him Marky
going?
Mark.
No, I didn't mean to. Take that out. Take that out. Movie magic. It's L.A. Movie magic.
Come on,
It's
think of
LA.
some more actors.
Hey, how about Seth
Hanks.
Rogen?
Tom Hanks.
Tom Cruise.
Hey, thank you for letting
Kevin
us in your city.
Spacey.
Hey.
No.
Tom
No.
Hanks.
Jeez.
Oh, come on.
You
Remove
son
that.
of a bitch.
that was his
There's his list.
You
That was his
couldn't-
guy.
Pull that out.
All right, fine. I'll stand back. Colleen can take my seat. I'll take off.
I'm surprised you didn't sneak in the gerbil there. The thought of
I don't know what you're talking about.
the entire thought of us being here and
Hilarious.
everybody having to stare at us
It's absurd.
is absurd. And we are just wasting time until Colleen can get here and then Hammer Don's going to take place because there isn't much news. We kind of cover it. Tom Brady's probably coming out of retirement
Yep.
to play.
Right.
Who's he going to play for? TBD. Maybe, just maybe, Indianapolis Colts.
Certainly
Probably not,
possible.
The best that you say it like it's absolutely happening. It's a fact. And he's coming. Like, so if someone just tuned in, oh, Tom Brady's coming back. So you just started that.
All right, so let's talk about it. On the Let's Go podcast, which is a show that's been happening every Monday of the NFL season on SiriusXM Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio, with Jim Gray, family friend of Thomas Edward Patrick Brady and Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Sr., his father, I believe.
Yes.
His father's father as well, Jim
Yes.
Gray, family friend. They did a weekly show every Monday. When we heard about it, we were pumped. Tom Brady speaking every Monday, Aaron speaking every Tuesday. This is great for sports media. As the year rolled on, we quickly realized we weren't hearing a damn thing from Let's Go. What was going on there? Was it because Man in the Arena was taking place at the same exact time and that was telling us a lot of stories of the glory days? Was it because the Let's Go podcast wasn't probably properly marketed and wasn't put into proper channel distributions for people to see it? Maybe. Or was he not really saying anything that really drew any headlines? I think that's the case. That was not what happened just yesterday. The Let's Go podcast, the first live interview of Tom Brady post-retirement, had a little bit of a gem in it in which Tom Brady said, I try to make the best decision for me in the moment. What will that moment be 6 months from now? The competitor in me, I'm not sure. Kind of left the door open to maybe returning. We are less than 2 weeks from Tom Brady retiring, and the most competitive human of all time, which is what all his teammates say, is already opening the door to getting back into the dance. He's gone. He's playing somewhere.
Yeah.
He's going to be an Indianapolis Colt. Ain't that right, AJ Hawk? Is that what you got out of that entire thing?
I mean, I don't know about the Indianapolis Colts, but I do think it's telling that he's already saying, like, never say never, and where he's, like, 10 days since he retired officially.
You think he took his cleats off, went and hung out with Jack and the family, and sat down? He was like, what do you got going on, Jack? Jack's like, oh, I'm getting ready for school or whatever's going on. He's like, Giselle, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm getting ready for some business negotiation. Asked her, what are you doing? And they're like, what are you doing, Dad? And he's like, nothing. I'm fucking, yeah, you're right. What am I doing? Yeah. well, I'm fucking calling old Alex Guerrero. Clyde Builder's coming back. We're going to play again. That could be a moment that happened where he kind of got lost in the mix, and then he found, he lost his purpose. Some people say happens whenever you get in there. And even though it's only 2 weeks into this, I assume there was a little bit of a hangover, retirement celebration hangover that kind of went through and is on the other side of it now. He's like, was I ready to call it quit? Am I done? Or do I still want to go back? Sounds like he's leaving the door open. That'd be a big-time story.
It's one thing having free time when there's just kind of unlimited free time. When you have like an off-season free time, okay, I know March 17th I got to be back for OTAs or April, whatever. That's coming, so you treat your free time differently. But when there's no end date to where you have to go back and do what you've done your whole life, I think it feels different.
Yeah, everybody knows, all right, got to have weed out of me by April 20th.
There you go, yeah.
That's what everybody's thinking. The draft's coming up. Who's going to replace me? Hopefully nobody.
Yeah.
Got to get weed out of me by April 20th. Okay, we got to do this entire thing. Like, everybody knows that there's like a system you kind of got to go through. And maybe Tom's experiencing it quick.
Is there a chance he cocks Mac?
No.
No, absolutely not. Mac's definitely playing, but do you think there's a chance maybe he even waits till the season starts, like week 5 or 6?
That's not Tom's thing, right? He wants to be teammates with everybody.
Yeah. And he loves practice and shit, right? Like he loves.
I don't think he wants to go back for OTAs and stuff, but he'll want to be there for camp, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Tommy Curran.
Tommy Curran.
Tom, is Tom Brady? Tom Brady's coming back. Yeah. Where?
What do you mean?
What do you think? Do you think he's going to come back though? He left the door open, didn't he, Tom? Like, too much.
Where's he going to go?
No, they still have his rights. He signed that extension. That's Tommy Curran, NBC Sports Boston, who's covered the Patriots for a long time, also a friend of the show. He does not look like a corpse here in person. He actually looks pretty good. On the Zoom, he looks like he's straight out of a casket. He looks unbelievable here in real life, and that's what Radio Row does, get a chance for us to see the people that we don't see. He believes, just like a lot of us, I guess, after hearing that statement, who's borderline MVP that's actually going to retire? Well, there's two.
Yeah.
There's actually two guys that are potentially going to thinking about retiring, and Aaron and Tom Brady. He thinks that Tom's going to have a struggle shutting that door. Here we are just less than 2 weeks later, and he's already struggling with that. I mean, that is telling that Tommy Curran's even chiming in.
You think guys like that, like golf just doesn't do it for him, right? Like he'll go out there and play golf a bunch, but like that's just a lot of guys try to do that. It's not the same as football.
You wouldn't think about it like let's say you want to go play golf every day. You got to play with 65 and 70-year-olds. Your peers are working. Your peers are at work all day.
How tough was that?
That's
whenever you first get money, and all your friends are just dead broke and terrible jobs.
Yep. Yeah,
and
like
it's
they're busy
who
all
am I
day.
hanging
Whoa,
with? What's the purpose of me fucking getting
Working
rich
hard.
if everybody else is broke and can't party with?
Like,
Just because you're working hard doesn't mean you weren't dead broke.
He was dead broke.
True.
Yeah, and his job stunk too, and he was in school too. I mean,
It was an okay job.
We all were.
the whole thing stunk.
But it's true. When I hear guys say, "Oh, I play golf 6 days a week," I'm like, "Who do you play with? You're 36 years old. You're not playing with 36-year-olds."
Yeah, you got to have quite a mature soul to play with a bunch of 80-year-olds. We knew a guy that was playing 27 holes a day.
Yeah.
And he was golfing with 70-year-olds basically at different golf courses. And it was like,
Who's
is this
this?
your life? He was a business guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that is.
Should have been doing that. He should have been doing business.
I know some people like that.
He was not retired yet, but he was acting as if he was.
Sure.
I mean,
good for him.
He went through a little bit of a phase there. He probably needs to get back in the office, maybe
Couple
grind
days
a
a
little
week.
bit. That'd be the whole thing. But you're right. Whenever you retire, whenever you get successful, whenever you hit a phase of life that none of your friends are going to hit for years and years and years, it can certainly change some things.
But what if he, gets into like the front office side of it? Like, who says he doesn't become a president, like Lombardi said, or that he, gets in on one of these ownership groups and buys the Broncos or one of these other teams that might be up for sale?
Hey, the Broncos have like 7 different firms trying to buy him, and Peyton and John Elway are in 2 of them. Are they in the same 2? Have John and Peyton been able to link their money together, you think, for all these groups, or are they in 2 separate ones? I wonder.
I thought they were separate, but I'm not positive. I thought I saw that, though.
I assume Tom can get into any of these venture capitalist firms that are buying any team.
Recruiting them.
Who picks which group wins?
The owners? Is it?
Because you would think John and Peyton would have a leg up on the competition.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it the other owners?
The other owners get to kind of have. They definitely have say in who gets to buy teams. I think.
Yeah, you got to get the.
Who's it? The Bowen
checked
family?
off.
Is that their names? What's their name?
I think so.
Bolin, right?
Bolin.
Yeah,
I knew
for
it was in
Denver.
Ordnance. But, so the Bolin family, I assume they get to handle their business however they want to handle it. and they get to decide, and then the rest of the ownership has to figure it out?
The rest of the owners have to sign off on a new owner, right? Or someone buying the team,
I think so. I think you have to get okayed for sure. You have to get cleared. But also, ultimately, in the end, like if Bezos comes in and is like, $10 billion instead of $3 billion, like that's probably going to win in every single business conversation, right? Is that not accurate?
In ball makers, like The Rock had to get approval from the owners in the NFL before he even put his bid in.
What's the name of the game?
What?
Ball makers?
What is that?
Jay Glazer was in that show.
Yeah.
Ballers.
Fucking
Ballers.
Ball makers?
What is that deal?
I confuse playmakers and
Let's pivot. Joining us now is somebody who potentially will own a team someday, because not only does she host on Thursday nights, but you can see her on NFL Network damn near all weekend and every day. Friend of the show, Philly John. Ladies and gentlemen, Colleen Ward. You're right there. You saddle up right there. Is that good enough? Look at this spot. Yeah. Colleen, we fucking did it.
Sweet.
Yeah. Sorry about the language. Hey.
How you doing?
Colleen.
How are you?
Colleen, the headset should work. I mean, we're not 100% sure. It looks really good. We don't know how to work any of it. We don't deserve any of this. You're crushing it. What's going on? You working? You got TV over here? What's going on?
I'm chilling. This is great.
Oh, so this is chill. This is chill outfit right here.
Oh yeah, this. Yeah.
Hey, you came out and killed the game. We saw you. You did a couple interviews over there. There was a buzz following Colleen. What legit? We were watching this whole thing because we are set up in a position here, Colleen, where everybody is hearing our show, seeing our show, and staring at us. So we have to do the exact same straight back. It's not necessarily as comfortable, but we are very thankful you're here.
Well, this is awesome because you guys are on this like perch right now too. So you get to see everything that's going on. You get to see who's coming through. It's great.
Colleen, actually, funny you say that. Not just seeing everything. We actually look at this. I mean, that camera right there, L3. We've been able to, just.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We've been doing a lot of this. I don't know how legal this is and how long this will last, but as we have it, we need to do it. That right there, that's the ticket in Dallas.
Yep.
That group right there gets a chance to interview.
You can zoom in, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I haven't been the most smooth. Hopefully by the end of the week, I'll be able to do that. But Colleen, whenever you're making your way from one TV set to another, bringing ratings to everybody, there is an entire buzz following you. What do you got going on? What are we promoting? Good Morning Football Weekend. Let's go.
Yeah.
Are we still going through the season, through the off season? What's going on?
No. I am done. This is my last Good Morning Football Weekend coming up this week, and then I'm doing Game Day Final after the Super Bowl.
Oh.
That's going to be fun. Steve Smith Sr. will be there, Joe Thomas, our whole TNF crew. So we'll be on the field for that. It's going to be fun. Yeah.
How long's the show after the Super Bowl?
No idea. I should know that for sure.
No.
You know what? It's a surprise, everybody. We'll all find out together.
You know what? It's interesting because after games, as you're trying to wind down, a lot of the networks just cut off, basically. And after the games, it's hard to find something. I think after the Super Bowl, a lot of people want to continue to watch. You should probably do massive numbers, I'd assume, after this game.
I think so. That's hopefully the plan. But, I mean, that's what I did after both of the championship games. I just sat and I watched MJD talk some trash in his, Rams sweatshirt. It was really fun. So, yeah, we're going to just, post up.
Which way are you leaning right now? We're a few
to the
days-
left. What?
Oh, I see that. Respect. You actually are leaning hard.
Yeah,
I'm leaning to my right.
It's a hard lean.
Yeah, I'm leaning to my right now. Whenever you think about this game, though, are you leaning one way or the other? What are your thoughts on it? Have you bounced back and forth? I assume you like both teams.
I have bounced back and forth. But the thing is, I feel like the Rams have the edge because of the pass rush and the
you think
offensive
Joey Burrow's
line.
going to die? Oh, no.
I'm worried.
I'm worried. Colleen Wolf thinks Joey Burrow's dead.
Guys, I don't know if you've talked about this or heard about this. Has anybody talked about this yet? The Rams pass rush and the Bengals offensive line?
Hey,
is this breaking news?
Hold on, we've been live for 3 hours and 26 minutes. We have not talked about it one time. We have not.
All
so
right,
thanks for bringing it to the show.
So that worries me. The fact that the Bengals they've given up 12 sacks in these 3 playoff games. Obviously, the Titans gave skews things a little bit with the 9. But I'm worried about Aaron Donald. I'm worried about Leonard Floyd. I'm worried about Von Miller. And I'm especially worried about Joey Burrow.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. But I think that if Joe Burrow can have enough time to get the ball downfield to Jamar Chase, then he might be able to make some of these big plays because Jalen Ramsey, yes, he doesn't shadow guys, and he does, however, there is some issues sometimes with the deep passing games. And we saw that with Mike Evans. He got burned for a long touchdown there. Put on the ticker, guys. Put on the
Ramsey.
Put on the ticker.
That's a chip on the shoulder, Jalen Ramsey. He's going to hear us.
I'm not going to lie. I love the Bengals. And I have just been kind of falling in love with the entire team.
Why?
And the fact that they shouldn't
They're
be
America's
here.
team.
Yeah, are they like
Yeah.
people? Is it like the underdog story? Why do people love it? I know Joe
Yeah.
Burrow's a big part of it. What is it?
underdog story, true one.
But the thing is, like, what? Okay, 2 years ago, the Bengals won 2 games. And then they drafted Joe Burrow.
Quick turnaround.
And then last year, Joe Burrow, like, blew apart his entire knee. It was like MCL, ACL, PCL, like all the L's. He was taking so many.
A lot of ligaments.
They only won 4 games, and all of a sudden, they're in the freaking Super Bowl? Are you kidding me?
Are
I
you
love
to say it on NFL Network or not?
Well, yes, absolutely.
That the Bengals need an indoor practice facility.
I am going to say it,
Yeah,
and
Colin,
I will
let's
say it right here. They need an indoor practice facility.
Nailed it.
Hell yeah.
Colin, put it on the
Yes.
ticker.
Put that on ticker.
Put it on the
Yep.
ticker. Put it on the ticker. What has everybody been? What have you been talking about as you go around? What is the most common question for Colleen Wolfen these days?
You know what? A lot of people keep asking me about Philly because I'm from Philly. So I'm still getting a lot of Philly questions.
I'm from Pittsburgh.
Pat. I thought Pat was.
What's
What?
his deal? Actually, you said, I mean, in one interview, you had a throwaway line with us.
What?
Where you said, I'm from Philly, you're from Pittsburgh, kind of the same thing, and now AJ brings it up literally
Well, what do you mean?
every
It feels
single
like, I
day.
don't know. I'm not from there. Is it not the same?
It's 6 hours different. Okay, it's
yeah.
very different. I have a little respect,
Sorry,
please.
Thank you. Thank you for
It could
educating
be like
me.
2 different states. I'm not gonna lie,
Respect.
but
Oh, okay.
love Pittsburgh.
Great places.
love
It's
Philly!
a beautiful city. Great food.
How do you not have a Philly accent? Did you have a Philly accent at one
Oh
point?
my God, yeah.
How do you- how do you
my
work through
parents,
that?
They open the window, like I got
Oh,
some
yeah.
tomatoes.
It's very unique.
Oh, yeah,
Very
Have you ever
it is
seen-
unique. That's
Yes.
nice. That's a nice way of saying
Hey,
it.
have you seen this aluminum canned?
Is it water?
Oh, nailed
Is
it.
it water?
We
Nice.
did it. Hey, we did
Yeah,
it.
we did
She's
it.
from Philadelphia.
We did it.
She's
You
from
know.
Philadelphia.
Geno's or Pats?
Oh my God, neither. Come
Dalsandros,
on.
we know.
What? See, nice.
Dalsandros.
Wow. Hello. Hello, my new best friend.
Hey, hey,
Every time.
Listen, literally the same.
Every time.
He says that every time. Every single time Philadelphia gets brought up.
You get everyone with that.
I
That's,
do.
That's the
Hey,
bait.
you-
I took it.
Hook, line, and sinker. You're from Philly.
Colleen,
I know.
I assume
We're not
you're-
complicated people.
Colleen, I assume you're headed to all the events this week.
Of course I am.
What's going on? What are the big parties that you look forward to? This is one of our first times.
Oh,
being
really?
Out here. Yeah.
So it's a little different, the party scene in LA.
It's dead out here, right? I mean, this city is dead. Last night we were driving through there. I didn't see a single person anywhere.
No, Well, I also heard that like the Maxim party is in a parking lot somewhere.
What?
Like,
Maxim
so
party?
I don't know.
Why?
In a
Yes.
parking lot?
Oh,
outside
hell
with
yeah.
the COVID
Because
restrictions.
yeah,
Is
so
there
I
a
think
tent?
everything's outside.
Oh, okay.
I brought no longs. I only got tank tops. I only
You
got
don't own sleeves, right?
bingo.
Yeah.
Well, I got a couple flannels.
Yep.
You know, I look
Yeah.
like Brock Lesnar out there.
What?
I got a couple sport coats I got to wear on Friday nights, but I did not pack for. They're saying it's chilly in here. It feels good, doesn't it?
It's a little cold in here. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm like covered up mostly. So
unbelievable.
yeah.
Whenever you think about setting up a game for a show for a game,
Uh-huh.
and you got Steve Smith Sr. there, who's just been burying people,
Oh yeah.
and Joe Thomas, who is a
Body
biscuit,
bags all over the place.
biscuit train with gravy.
Oh, gravy. Yeah.
Gravy.
Yep.
Right.
All those different. When you're trying to balance all the different personalities, what is something you go into, or you just let it fly every time you go into a game or into a show?
I mean, for me, the chaos is the most fun.
The best part.
I hate when a show goes the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, well, we got 5 hours rehearsal for something coming up here this
My
weekend.
God.
And I had never done something like that in my
Is
life. Do
that
you guys,
real?
What?
It's scheduled, yeah. I mean, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. I'm not sure I'm going to be there. Do you guys do full rehearsals for all your shows?
I hate rehearsals.
Hate it.
Loathe rehearsals.
Hate
They're
it.
the
Yeah.
worst because I don't like to give out any of like my stuff that I got some
Bingo.
back pocket stuff here. I need to see the genuine reaction. You can't go back to the well. Once you go, then it's done. The moment's over. You got to figure out new material. I hate rehearsals.
Toothpaste out of the tube.
It's done.
So it's nice to hear that your shows don't do a lot of rehearsals. Then we can kind of.
If we do rehearsals, none of us take them seriously.
We had Irvin on earlier.
Is he still yelling somewhere?
Awesome. He was
He was in a
fast.
hotel. I thought he was going to be at SoFi. Why are you over here with us, by the way? Aren't you guys supposed to be at SoFi in those 8K studios?
Yes, we have half of the crew is there, half of us are here. We're doing Super Bowl live from here. Me
Is
and
that
MJD.
what's over there?
I think so. I don't even know where our set is, but MJD and I are doing interviews today. Yeah.
Crushing it. Go ahead, Ty.
Colleen, so while we're out here, everyone knows, the Walk of Fame, the Hollywood sign, that kind of stuff. What's one thing we should do if we're not from LA? Kind of like an underrated thing to do outside of Radio Row. We've been whipping around on those wheels things as of late. They're awesome. But
Yeah, we got a lot of meetings,
Okay.
me and AJ. We haven't been able to do that, so.
Oh, that stinks.
Today, though.
Okay.
Today, me and AJ got meetings.
My favorite thing, my favorite place. Go get a burger from Hanano in Venice.
Okay.
It's like
No.
it's great. It's dark. There's some live music. It's divey. It's like you get great beers, pitchers, and the burger is super greasy, and it comes with like the wax paper and the basket. It's great.
What was dreams when you were a kid? Move to LA, be a big movie star?
No, I was a figure skater.
Whoa! Hey!
Really?
Hey, there's
Here
a
we go.
15-year-old in Russia right now, Colleen.
Oh, landed the quad. Oh my god.
Oh my god, first woman ever.
Oh, it was so amazing.
Oh,
I know.
about
I was
saying
all over that. And she fell, didn't matter. Because she landed, what, 2 quads?
Yes, she was going for 3.
It was amazing.
Oh my god, she got up there and did the whole thing. She's 15 years old. If you have any daughters right now thinking about getting into figure skating, fucking send them to hockey.
Absolutely.
This 15-year-old from Russia's got this thing locked for the next 20 years.
And you knew it when she was warming up and she was doing all of her stuff. I'm like, oh, this girl's a machine. She absolutely is going to land it. She's crushing it.
Yeah, she's 15 too. Is that normal in the whole figure skating world? Is
Yep.
That
Yep.
When do you start? In
I
figure
started
skating?
when I was like 5.
Okay.
When do you start? Early mornings?
4 a.m., opening up the rink, turning on the lights, putting on like TLC. I mean, that's, yeah.
That's that blue collarness in the figure skating that we don't get
Yeah.
to see. Do you have dreams of making the Olympics?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. That's what I wanted
How
to
far
do.
did you go? What was your max? Where'd you go?
So I ended up slipping 3 discs in my back.
Oh, I bet you get hurt.
Yeah.
Probably get hurt all the time.
So
I'm sure.
I was like in high school.
What'd you do? Did you go for a triple whirly bird?
Oh yeah, I was landing my doubles. I was working on triples. Like it was serious.
You still skate?
I do skate every once in a while. Yeah.
Wow.
Uh
You get a stick, a hockey stick too? Play a little.
You know, I actually worked for the Flyers for a little bit, and they gave me a pair of hockey skates because they were like, this is like figure skating stuff. I don't know. So they gave me hockey skates, and I tried to go out there. And the rocker is like a lot different. You don't have the toe pick on the front. Fell flat on my face immediately.
Did
Yeah.
you take the stick and hit Gritty in the head with that thing?
I should have.
Yeah, straighten those eyes out on
love
that
Gritty.
stupid mascot.
What?
Not to hell with Gritty.
Why? What's your problem with Gritty?
Gritty ain't never going to see a Stanley Cup. Flyers stink.
Yeah, they're the worst.
They stink.
Oh, I'm not like I'm not big on hockey anymore.
Oh, so you could have just told us that
But-
the Pens stink and it would have been okay. That's what our hockey talk is. For instance, that guy's a fan of the Bruins. Bruins fucking stink.
best
dude.
team in hockey.
That guy likes the
I
Golden Knights.
hate the Bruins.
Bingo, we all do. They
Bruins
stink.
suck.
It's because you hate us. Sorry.
No, we hate you because you stink.
No, you hate us because we're going to wipe the ice with the Penguins tonight, actually.
Connor, you said you had a question for Colleen.
Yeah, I do.
please.
Colleen, there's been a lot of talk about the Pro Bowl. That actually does stink. How do you think we fix it? What are we going to do next year, possibly?
It needs to be more electrifying, Colleen.
Has to be better.
I mean, how do you fix it? I honestly have no idea because I like the dodgeball situation.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I like a tug of war maybe.
Oh,
That's good.
like
Hey.
that one movie,
Squid Game.
Squid Game.
Yeah.
Maybe have death.
Maybe it's Squid Game. Maybe that's what you do. And
Okay.
it's red light, green light, and the stakes are just super high.
Hey, listen, when that red light's up, you stop.
You can't. You cannot move.
Don't get.
Aren't people dying in Squid Games?
Yeah, but we just
Yeah.
put pads
People
underneath.
die.
We'll put pads.
Yeah.
It won't be actual death.
So
maybe
violent.
break a bone, maybe, or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the Pro Bowl, they're scared to tackle each other because they don't want to get hurt. I don't think we should maybe just float out death.
You can do
I
a
don't
tug
know
of
if
war
guys
up
would
here.
sign
This
up.
Well-
stage is big enough to do a tug of war.
This stage is too big, Colleen. Have you ever seen something like this? There's no way we deserve this.
This is the most massive production that's here. I
Yeah.
mean, this budget, you guys are doing okay. Let me tell you.
Well, it's not. We didn't build it.
It's beautiful. You weren't out here? You weren't out here doing this?
To be transparent, I mean, I did draw this design on a napkin. Take a picture of it, send it over, and the fine people at TVG and Zito were able to piece this thing together. But yeah, I was a part of the building. Colleen, I know you have limited time. You have like 7,000 interviews. You're fucking
That's fine.
Colleen
I mean,
Wolf,
this
dude.
is great, though. I'm just
Can we
like,
get a
chilling.
score prediction for the
Ooh.
game?
Oh,
and if
that.
you're right, we'll give away $15,000 in your name to somebody on Twitter right now.
Hell yeah.
sweet.
Okay.
Somebody
Can I
that
be the
tweets-
one on Twitter that you give the money to?
Maybe you get, hey, random.
Yeah.
Listen,
Get the
some-
answer.
if you tweet
Okay.
hashtag PMS in LA and take a photo right now
The hashtag's PMS.
in LA, yeah.
I love it. Okay. I'm going to go 31-30. 31-27. This is definitely not happening, but 31-27 Bengals. Book it.
Okay. 31-27.
Put that on your ticker.
If that is the right score from Colleen Wolf, we will give away $15,000 to one person that has tweeted hashtag PMS in LA today. Colleen, you're the absolute best. Crushing it.
Love you guys.
Can't wait
I'll
to
come
see
back
the
anytime.
post-Super Bowl.
Yes. It's going to be awesome. You know what? Just come by the set.
I don't think we're allowed in the thing.
They don't want schmucks like us coming over there.
Actually, you
All
talked about that
Too
Maxim
bad.
party. We didn't even know the thing was existing, actually. We've been invited to no parties. I think it's mostly because of the tank tops, but
But this is where the party is.
bingo! Wherever you are. Wherever
Bang,
Colleen Wolf,
bang,
the
bang,
former
bang.
figure skater out of Philadelphia, now TV icon. We can't wait to watch you after the game. The chain.
The chain.
Hey.
Chain.
Top tier. Clean.
Me and you right here.
Hey, that's a great chain.
Thank you. Thank you very
That is
much.
a great chain.
I would not wear this in a game.
Why?
Because I like it too much. I don't want this snatched.
Oh, yeah. Well, you just can't get into it with anybody. You have to
Right.
know when you have things around your neck, like, okay, we're going to be friends today. We're going to do that. If there's any pipe off or talking that happens, straight to the chain is normally
Yeah,
the case.
I mean, that's how we did it on the ice too. So.
Oh, figure skating?
Yeah, come on.
Those are my flowers.
Wow.
How about no flowers at the Olympics now? Because there's no fans there. That energy, we need it. Nathan
know.
Chen, by the way, about to go get it.
Love him. Love me some Nathan Chen.
What makes him so good?
I mean, he's got quads down too.
Oh, not actual quads. You're talking about.
He's got great quads. He's got quads in the air.
Yeah.
He's working out.
Yeah.
He's doing the whole thing.
Well, and he's got that flow too. The incredible performance piece of that.
Yeah.
Which we're learning about a lot because they're putting a little scoring thing underneath the
I
scoring.
need to watch
thing.
it.
The Moxie
Yeah.
School.
I haven't seen
AJ,
much.
why don't you expand
I haven't
your
seen
horizon?
much of him. I need to.
He actually slaughtered the short program just
Last
last
night.
night.
Had a
Yeah.
Nathan.
Good.
Unbelievable.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Colleen, have an
Okay.
incredible week. We appreciate you for joining us. You're
Thank
the
you
best.
guys. This is awesome.
No, you
Have
crushed
fun.
it. We appreciate you so
Ah.
much. No, you don't. I mean, no, yeah. Thank you. We're actually changing the set over right now to
Yeah.
hammer down.
Yeah.
We were, I don't want to say this, but we were so excited for the Colleen Wolf interview. We were actually waiting for you to get here to do it. And now, as soon as this thing's over, we got to go straight into Hammered Down. Foxy, do you have the video back there? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for day one here at Radio Row in beautiful Los Angeles. Colleen Wolf, you're the best. Thank you. Thank you, Colleen. We'll see you. Thank you. From the boys, AJ, The Toxic Table, Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor, Michael Irvin, Marshall Falk, obviously Colleen, all the boys in the back, and everybody that set this thing up. We can't thank you enough. Tomorrow, we're back with more big guests.
Oh, yeah.
In person, I think more people are going to continue to roll into this place, and it should be fantastic. We can't thank you all enough. Maybe 15,000 on the line with the hashtag PMS in LA. If Colleen gets it right, what is it?
31-27
Bengals. All right, hopefully she gets it right for the people. But on the other side of this, 35-second break, the wonderful boys of Hammer Dahn will be live at Radio Row at the Super Bowl. Look how far they have come. We can't wait for that. We'll see you tomorrow. You all are the best people on earth. Cheers.